Shnerdcast.
Shnerdcast, there you go. Shnerd.
Shnerd.
So, yeah, back for the Shnerdcast, episode 2. Beautiful day out here in Sacramento. It's a good day to get things done.
It's a good day to eat.
Yeah, it's after Christmas and everything, so I hope everybody had great holidays, had some fun times, and is prepared for the new year and the upcoming festivals and everything.
Hell yeah.
You guys have any New Year's resolutions you might want to throw out there?
I'm going to lose a little bit more weight.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Or turn it into muscle.
Yeah.
I like that.
Too.
I like that. I really didn't expect that was a curveball because I was about to come out here with something and I was like, yeah, mine's not that good.
Before winter started, I was swimming every day.
Oh, yeah.
So when winter came, I was hell sad.
You should get a bike. That's a good way to... It's easy.
I like swimming.
Swimming's
Swimming's a great
fun,
exercise
yeah.
for me because it's fun. And it's also really good for you.
Expand your lungs.
Really fucking good for you too.
Hell
It's
yeah,
like
breathing.
every muscle.
Yeah,
How about you, Josh?
just music, man.
Only thing is
Make music.
it shrinks the balls.
Make music.
That's the
Make
only
it a
problem.
career.
Get that level up.
Yep, level up, man. Get my final form unlocked.
I guess I would say
What
go hit the gym more.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Hell
the gym
yeah.
by my house broke down. And I've
Okay,
been
guys,
lazy
just
ever since.
copy mine.
Yeah.
Copy
Yep, there we
Yeah,
go.
I had to do it.
Yeah.
Although the leader.
Copy mine. What the fuck was that?
Alright, so since it's the end of the year, I was thinking maybe we could talk more review some of the games that came out this
For 2018.
What if we didn't play him?
we'll just
You can't
kind of
review it if you can't play
we
it.
won't review it. We'll just skim our thoughts about it.
Okay.
I got the Game Awards though, and do you guys know what game got Game of the Year?
Was it PUBG?
Which one was it? Was it PUBG?
It was actually God of War.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Why?
Because God of War is a great game.
And
It's pretty short.
It is, the story's
You know what
short.
got multiplayer Game of the Year?
Huh.
Fortnite.
Of course they did. Actually,
I
that
don't
makes
wanna
sense.
talk
That
about on
honestly,
this
that
show.
makes
Fuck
sense.
that. I don't
dude.
want to talk about that on this show. COD was right behind Fortnite. It's the new one, so I guess that's kind of. I mean,
What do you mean?
Not
right behind it. Oh god,
not
it was
many
second.
multiplayer games came out this year besides.
I just
guess
think that
Battlefield 5
Fortnite
too.
is the most popular game right now, probably.
And
Or
then,
was. I don't know if it's still booming.
So what do you guys think of that Smash Brothers on the Switch? Because that came out this year.
Dude,
looks
I
really
actually
good.
played it a couple times.
I haven't got to
Balanced,
play it.
obviously.
I seen him, and it looked awesome. And then my old coworkers, they bought a Switch and they started these little drunk tournaments. And I was hearing their stories, and I was like, oh my god, I miss playing that game so much with Ben and Will. That, and they were talking about how the hand is involved, Master Hand is in it. I was like,
I haven't played in the story mode or seen anything.
He makes
about it really,
evil
but I
clones
played,
of everybody.
The Smash, yeah.
He makes evil clones of
I
everybody.
played the Smash mode at Cameron's house, and
did you?
My sister's fiance got a Switch for Christmas.
That's dope. So
You
you'll
got
abuse
Smash
that.
Bros too.
Yeah, you'll abuse that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And
then Just Cause 4 also came out, which I got to see some of, and that looked pretty incredible.
yeah,
too.
that one was pretty
That one looks
dope.
pretty
I saw.
great.
Yeah.
I saw. It looked fun.
Yeah, it looked
The
fun.
last
it looked
one looked
glitchy.
fun too.
I had 3, but it was glitchy.
Mm.
It was glitchy, so I'm guessing 4 is too, because it's just like how the Arkham games are. They're awesome, but not all across everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not across the board, console-wise and editing-wise.
I think the Arkham games are pretty solid.
Hell yeah,
For the
except
most part, all of them are
I've
pretty
never
solid.
really played any of them though.
Except
Besides.
Arkham Knight.
Yeah. Don't play. Don't even act like that game.
I didn't even
was
get.
so
To, I didn't
easy.
even get to play it
Exactly,
because it
it
was
was
so
that
bad.
bad,
Yeah, my PC wasn't very good either.
Yeah, that was
So
that
didn't
was
help.
pretty bad.
So just going back to the Game Awards and everything, the sports game got Forza Horizon 4. That one I was pretty surprised. I thought 2K or NBA Live would take out one of the.
Wait, which one got it for the sports?
Forza.
Really, a
Yeah.
racing game got
Yeah.
it? That's interesting. I actually got to
Why
play
not
that. And
Rocket
it was
League?
nuts.
Because that's old.
That's
I guess
not
it's not a
really.
sports
Yeah,
game.
and it's
No, it
old.
is a
too.
sports
It's
game.
old too.
But
It's,
it's old.
it's like 3 years old.
Shut
Well,
up.
Fortnite
Hey,
came
guys.
out last year, right?
Hey,
Oh,
Rocket's
it
better
did,
than all
it
of
did,
them.
huh? Yeah, but they're ever updating.
Yeah,
they're
they're always
forever
updating.
updating. Fortnite, they're always sending
is Rocket
updates.
League, yeah.
It's exhausting.
And then Dragon Ball Fighter's got, of course, Fighting Game of the Year. So that was all over.
I was
The
just gonna
fighting
say.
game
I was just gonna say.
What a
it
dark
popped
day
up
we
on the
live in.
list. Yeah, it did.
What a dark day we live in. That game gets fighting.
I actually have the whole
every
a
year.
whole list of everything that came out.
I have right here. I have the quarterly releases for 2019's games. Just so you know.
We'll go over that a little later. Oh yeah. So is there any games that you guys played this year that came out and you guys were really impressed with? Or?
Well, you will.
That came out this year.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing Rings of Elysium. That's kind of like PUBG, but lower budget. It's really new.
Did any of you guys play Monster Hunter World?
Nope.
That
No.
one was pretty crazy.
It looked good, though.
I played a little
I
bit
heard
of that one.
I watched some gameplay and it seemed grindy.
It is. Those games
The
are
bosses have
ultimate
so
grindy.
much life.
Yeah.
Just not
Oh,
even
really?
the farming itself. Just the amount of times you have to hit a boss to kill it is it's like so much.
Did you know they released Final Fantasy 12 remastered? That's the
I
one.
didn't play it. I
That's
played it
the
a little
one,
bit and I
remember?
quit.
Remember the old one? That's when you played back in the day, right? Final Fantasy 12.
10.
It was 10. Okay.
Don't ever come like that again. 12 was a shit show.
There was Sea of Thieves that came out this year also.
That
I
game
didn't
was
play
cool.
it either.
I played it, but that game was not a game that you
That
just
was worth
play.
the full price.
It was not worth the full price exactly. A, but
Very
B,
limited content.
yeah, the other stuff was it was like
Yeah, I saw
you
a
would
lot of
start
stuff.
it
And
and
it
it
was
was
only
just like
it was
what am I
only good
doing?
with friends. It was not a single player
That's
game.
Yeah.
what the problem was. Is if you started by yourself, it was
Oh
like
no!
what am I
You're
doing?
just gonna get
What-
camped.
It was just like what am I doing? I don't know
not
what
camped,
to.
but you know.
It was, but it was cool.
Oh, yeah,
It had good
Far
graphics.
Cry 5. That came out this year. Any guys mess with that?
No, but I seen who was it? Rad Brad play it
Oh,
on
yeah, that's
YouTube. Yeah,
pretty
it
good.
was pretty cool.
Some gameplay.
It looked good. It's just that Far Cry they kind of fell off after 4 for me.
Yeah,
They
that's
kinda got-
That's
Is that the one in the
Yeah.
Himalayas?
Yeah, that one was pretty cool.
I like
That
that
one was
one.
dope. The
What
Yeti
wait,
release was sick.
Was that Far Cry 4? That
I didn't
had
get to do that.
when he goes in like the prehistoric times. Which one was that?
That's
one?
Primal. That
Was
was
that
after
Primal?
4.
That
Was that just a DLC or was that just like?
No.
That's like an.
In
That's
between
like
game.
a whole. Yeah, exactly.
I've never seen that one, but
Nate played it a lot. He liked it.
those Far Cry games are. Pretty
It's
cool.
more about like scavenging,
Yeah.
like finding little pieces and bits. Basically.
What about State of Decay? You played that one?
No, but it did look fun.
That one's pretty dope. I really like
Buggy
that one.
though.
It was pretty buggy. It was a really buggy game. They got a few updates.
They have a really
and
big
all.
following though.
Yeah.
A niche, not a niche, but like it's like a, what's that called? Cult following kind of thing. Like the first game was super popular, so like all those fans were kind of like waiting for another game for a long time.
They did improve on a lot of it. Like the searching was always bad, but there's other things you could do. Ooh. There's other things.
Don't mind that.
It was pretty much the same gameplay, just updated graphics. The driving was still hella clunky and buggy, and like you said, like State of Decay. Josh, remember you played a little bit of that, didn't you?
Yeah, number 2 was sick.
Yeah.
Number
That's
2
what we're
was
talking
super fun.
Yeah.
Number 1 was cool, really good. Obviously, it was innovative at the time. Number 2 was like it basically just an update to it. Number 1, that's what it felt like at least.
And then another one that I wrote down for you was the Killing Floor, the Insurgent. Did you play that one?
I did it, but Killing Floor like that game was super addictive at first, and then the makers got lazy. They had these weekly challenges. Would have been super easy, just to been like, okay, let's make those all ahead of the release, so that for the first 52 weeks you get new No, it was the weekly challenges were fresh for the first 4 weeks, and then they were they were repeats. They just kept repeating, and it was like you guys designed a game for 4 weeks out.
Oh, man.
That's such bad
Very
planning.
little planning.
So I wasn't excited about anything Killing Floor release after.
I always
that.
like the sword in
sucks,
those
man.
games. The
Yeah.
sword is like the best and the most satisfying weapon. It's also the most dangerous though.
Oh, really?
You die a lot with the sword. You like get swarmed and then you're just like trying to kill them all and instead you die.
And you guys ever heard of Hollow Knight?
No, what is that?
Hollow
Yes.
Knight, it's kind of like a Metroid.
At first I thought Shovel Knight and then I remembered Hollow Knight's a different
Yeah,
game.
it's kind of like a side scrolling, just a little like cartoony, more cartoony graphics instead of like the like a SNES graphics or something like that. Or Nintendo.
Like the original
graphics,
Final
I should say.
Fantasies.
Yeah,
I like that.
This one right here.
yeah. It's crazy because you're just like a little ass like
Yeah,
that's
person.
cool.
And you're just
I like
fighting.
the graphics for that. That looks
Yeah.
nice.
It reminds me a lot of that one game that was in black and white. And it was kind of like a horror exploration game.
That looks pretty cool though.
Oh, my girlfriend has that game.
It's actually a really good game. It's short though.
You know what game they need to remake that you kind of just like said the name of, but you were talking about how it looked? Black and White.
Oh, they did.
Dude.
They
There's
did
a new one.
but I
Is
haven't seen
On
it.
PC, there's a new one.
Oh, is there?
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
that
I
makes
don't think
sense.
I don't think it's finished. It's like early access.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Because that
you can-
game
it's on
was.
Steam.
Hell yeah.
Will
It's
got
MMO.
I mean, Ben got me addicted to that
Oh, no,
fucking
it's
game.
That's
MMO
when I used
now.
to like actually have a PC to buy PC games to
Yep.
play.
Yep. That's right. We used to buy. We had to buy that game. That's
Yeah.
right. I forgot
Go
about
to
that.
Target and shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how old we are, people. Alright, so the Walking Dead game came out. I don't know. I didn't see anybody play it. I heard it got bad reviews.
The one that's like an actual game.
Yeah.
Okay.
2K19 got Soul Calibur 4 or 5.
That game will probably be pretty cool because the Soul Caliburs are like their graphic engines are pretty insane for fights.
Yeah.
This dog is killing me.
I also really like the I like 3-dimensional moving. I like to be able to move forward and back and side to side.
In fight games, in the fighting games, yeah.
That's why I like Tekken and
Dragon Ball
Tekken's
Z
pretty cool.
Dragon Ball Z did a pretty good job about that once upon a time.
Yeah.
Well, they took it super to a different direction.
Yeah,
Like
I know.
that. They let you fly around.
And then they started adding movie scenes and
universe and
yeah,
shit.
it's nuts.
Made
It's
everything
nuts.
one
Dragon Ball
button.
Z does that pretty good
Yeah.
still though.
Made everything one button. Those sons of bitches.
Yeah, I mean, I think Fighters, they went in a great direction with it. They really not reinvented. Like, I guess Marvel's Capcom failed, and
That one fell.
they
crashed
literally
in.
were like the best like they couldn't have released it at any better time, and it just took over the Evo and all the gaming community, the fighting community market, and it just everything was all about it. They even had videos of it on
I don't know
ESPN.
why that one doesn't last longer. But anyways, go
That's
on.
weird.
Yeah, it doesn't last longer. It's weird.
1080p?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Might
Maybe
want
don't.
to turn it down a little bit. Probably not. That's probably why it's priced to like save space.
Yeah.
I just think that it's kind of the same as Street Fighter was. Like they released a game for the multiplayer only.
I could see that.
Yeah, I mean there was.
You see what I
You
mean?
couldn't
Though?
really do any story with it though, because I guess the whole thing
Because
was
they built it like a fighting game.
the whole thing was to make it.
arcade
If
style.
you play the story mode, it's like everybody. There's this like what's that called? Like a EMP on the Earth that just reduces everybody's ki to the same level. So no matter how strong or how weak
Well-
they were before, everybody's on the same playing field. It just depends how skilled you are as a fighter.
I just meant that they just kind of like skimped out on the single player. Like there's no like
It is.
story.
It's just literally just okay. Fight this person.
It's a
now
story,
gotta
but
fight
it's
this person.
not a story.
It's kind of a tutorial. Like the first.
Kind of, yeah. I
it's
guess
like
I
a
can see that for
tutorial.
online.
And
That's what I
even-
mean for online. It's like built around online.
But even then, it wasn't really a tutorial because there's still things you like would have.
Also,
to
the
look
story
up
mode is
to
probably
find
kinda
out how
short.
to do.
Probably
Because there's still stuff that I really don't like know how to do, like
Yeah,
special
just
stuff.
like Rocket League.
I
There's
mean,
so
you can
much.
figure it out, but I'm just like whatever. I'm not that dedicated to, get that.
I just
good,
think
try to
that
get
they could have at least like taken what Marvel vs. Capcom did and like took it another step instead of just doing the same thing.
What do you mean, like another step?
Like added more new mechanics to it.
I mean, those are those are how those fighting
Hella
games usually
funny.
are, though. It's like the swap out, fast pace. You know what I mean? The health recovery, and it's just the same thing, but with Dragon Ball Z characters. And Guilty Gear has the beautiful machine.
I'm just
not
biased,
gonna
dude.
lie.
I can't.
Guilty Gear
can't-
has a really good. You can't tell me that game's not beautiful to look at. when we play
Dragon Ball?
Fighters.
Yeah, it looks nice.
It looks beautiful. It looks awesome. It's very fun to look
Hell,
at.
the
Like,
screenshots
if you're-
are nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
like
you look
even
at,
the
if
screenshots
you're
are
casual and you watch somebody play, you're not gonna be like, oh whoa, like you're like, oh that's Goku doing a Kamehameha and like doing some crazy ass combo, and then like it's fun. It's
Visually entertaining.
yeah, just like if
I get what you're saying,
Like if
yeah.
you saw somebody play Marvel vs. Capcom, you're probably not gonna want to jump in, but you'd like to see, you know what I mean, Wolverine beating the shit out of like fucking Magneto or something.
Sabretooth or some
yeah,
shit,
you know
yeah.
what I mean.
Hell yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
the whole really thing about it. It's just it's not a Dragon Ball Z game, so to say. It's just more of a fighting, like
It's a Marvel
swap
vs.
them out.
Capcom game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's my whole point.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I thought they could have done more if they were gonna try and
you
go
got-
in that
You got
direction.
Xenoverse and you got Dragon Ball Z Fighters. Come on, you got two Dragon Ball.
Back to back.
Both-
Yeah, you
Basically
can't
back
be
to
they're
back.
both
both bad.
You can't.
Xenoverse,
get
I hated
spoiled. You're like,
Xenoverse.
Both
it's kind of
bad.
like a.
Spoiled.
It's
They're
like
both
you have.
bad.
It's funny because each communities hate each other. Like I go to the comments and they're like, Xenoverse sucks. Why do people who play that? And then they go to the people who watch Xenoverse or play Xenoverse on the Fighters channel.
Yeah.
They're like, this game sucks. I don't know why people who play
Of
this. It's
course,
like,
naturally.
it's
Because
just
that's
divided.
That's exactly how when you play Arkham games and then you meet people who play DC Universe online.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like they only want to play DC Universe, and then the people who play Arkham are not into that DC
I like
Universe.
both.
I love both.
Yeah.
No, I like both, but you see
I
that
played
same
DC Universe
situation.
a ton.
So did I. It got way too out of hand.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
me
like
too.
you said, Smash Bros. Ultimate came out. That was pretty cool. And then Just Cause 4. We had a little discussion about that
Do you-
last.
Do you
last
think that
episode.
there will be a? Let's look it up real quick. Do you think there'll be a Smash Brothers sequel to the new one?
Probably not for like.
They're never gonna stop making those games.
Well, no. Well, but what I mean is in the coming
What I'm-
year, or do you think they're
what
just
I'm-
DLC?
They'll probably have
DLC.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
definitely.
thinking too.
Ooh, Josh, good segue. That's the last thing I was
Not
gonna-
DLC. No more DLC.
What's the
Okay, well, because we had a conversation about this a couple weeks ago. Will was loot crates bad and everything, but what if it's like an extra expansion for the game? So it's like
story wise?
yeah,
Oh, I
or
love
story wise, but it's not just
Depends.
like a
If the
little
game is-
2 hour or 1 hour.
Yeah.
Here's what it depends on. Does the game stand on its own without the DLC? Is the game good and a decent investment?
It's not like okay.
Is it a $60 game that has 10 hours of content? Because there better not be no fucking DLCs. That's my
I
point.
can see that. I can see your argument.
That shit
there.
drives me crazy, dude.
That would
Games
piss
have
me
no
off, too.
content, and then they're like, "Oh, we have 6 DLCs planned. Don't worry."
Yeah.
I'm
it's
like, "What the fuck?
What did
Yeah.
I
Why did I
buy?
just
don't know
spend
what I was
$60 on
buying.
this
Yeah.
then?"
Why did
People would argue, well, it's $30 for the season pass, so just pay up the season pass, sucker. You fucking bitch.
I definitely see that too, but
The
my thing is
season
the
pass.
season passes. It's like
The same
It-
shit you used to have to play the game to get.
it's hard to buy. It's hard to buy Call of
I just
Duty
talked about this
for
online
$60 and then
Pay
buy
another 60.
another 60 for another 2 season passes. That's
Yeah.
nuts. Their season passes are $50. It's insane.
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
You-
when we grew up as kids playing on PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox Original, even PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64, Sega, all those systems, you played the game
To
to,
be
get
fair-
all that extra shit.
To be fair, there were some.
There was
companies-
no DLC until like
They
hell
weren't DLCs. They were like the deluxe edition. So it was like Street Fighter was probably one of the first because there's Street Fighter like arcade edition, because that's Street Fighter 4. But if you go back to the Super Nintendo, there's like Street Fighter,
Super
Super
Street
Street
Fighter.
Fighter, Super Street Fighter,
Yes.
and then there's like the
Yeah.
like seriously,
It's just the same
there's, like-
game, but with more characters added, basically,
and then like
right?
different mechanics
Or
There's,
different
like,
versions
if
of
you
that
actually
game.
look it
different
up,
mechanics too.
Look up how many Street Fighters are on the Super
There's
Nintendo.
like 50. Oh, on just the Super Nintendo?
That's
probably
like
like
8.
6.
There's like
Oh, yeah,
8 of
eight,
them, dude.
yeah.
I don't know if it's 8, but there's a lot.
Because a lot of those Street Fighter games will be like anniversary collection, so it has all the old Street Fighters on it too.
Yeah.
I remember they did it
That-
a bunch. They did it at a
They
bunch.
just that's
So
another-
the top thing that popped up right away was 5 results right away. So I'm guessing there's more because this is only between 91
There you
and
go.
96.
You get the Street Fighter 2 Hype Turbo and the Street Fighter 2
That's what
Champion
is the
Edition,
hyper
and
and then
then
the
like,
alpha.
the regular Street Fighter 2. So I mean,
There's like 3 versions of the same game.
yeah.
Yes.
So and then people.
So we get it.
Champion
So Capcom.
Edition,
So
yeah.
Capcom has always been a shit company. I get what you're saying.
Well, actually, they were on
They-
top
they-
of the mountain back
They
then.
picked up. It seems like they've really picked up their slack lately, especially after I think that people predicted the Switch to bomb, and then it ended up being a good console. Like ended up like I haven't played it.
A
but-
lot of games are getting released for the Switch too. Like
That's what I mean.
AAA.
It's like it's
They're
getting
releasing a lot of older games on it.
yeah, and they're getting, but it's getting a
Skyrim
lot
and
of
stuff like
support. It's getting a lot of
Red-
support right now. It's nuts.
Red Dead Redemption's gonna come out on it, and like
I wonder how that'll be.
probably like, a little
Probably
bit
trash.
later next year. I
Probably
think it
trash.
said next year. If I'm not,
How
On the
is
Switch?
that gonna
Yeah.
work? It's gonna be like 720p.
I mean, I guarantee if they made it, they could probably make it for the 360 and make it work. It's just gonna look really crappy.
The 360.
I'm not saying it's gonna look really crappy on the Switch. I'm just saying that it'll make it work. It'll look nice. There'll be people who would buy it. I mean, you have a Switch. You can
Is
play
the
Red Dead
Switch as
Redemption,
powerful
you
as a
can-
360? Or less powerful?
No, because I would
I think it's less powerful.
I would
than
have to
the
think
The
360.
games are tiny, dude.
I would think that it's
What?
less because it's a tablet based.
The games are cartridges, aren't they?
Yeah, no, I'm not talking about the cartridge. I'm
The
talking about the size. Like, because Cameron downloaded Smash Bros. It has like
5 gigs.
it has
Some
like,
shit,
40,
right?
like 30 characters, probably more
It's
than
like
that.
5 gigs, probably.
14. But still, it's pretty tiny
It's
for
not.
a game that's supposed to be like one
It's
of the
probably because it's
biggest
not
games on the console.
high resolution.
Probably.
High resolution is what makes things big.
But you could have 8
Why
like,
isn't that
8
on
players
there?
on the screen at the same time.
Doesn't matter.
Interesting.
It's the size of the. As far as I understand it, the higher resolution everything is, the more space it's going to take. So, like, you get games like Fallout 4, where the resolution's pretty high,
Yeah.
or that goes pretty high. So, the game could be like 80 gigs. Or Destiny.
But you gotta think Skyrim, like something like that's gonna have
Skyrim?
so much more happening than
They-
just.
Well,
like
Skyrim,
in
base
Smash Bros,
Skyrim
you're
is
just
only
probably
like.
gonna have like little animation. In the
Base
background
Skyrim,
and-
without the HD texture pack for PC, is like 20 gigs. Maybe 15
They're
gigs.
saying
But
that
with
the
that
reason,
HD texture pack, it's like double.
they're saying that the reason that
Yeah.
Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't on Switch and it might not end up being on Switch is because Red Dead Redemption 2, the development process started and there wasn't even like when they started developing
There was
the
no
game,
Switch.
there wasn't even a thought of Switch. No, Nintendo hadn't even announced it.
No.
Remember, Switch kind of just was like,
Red Dead.
all of a sudden, here's the
Yeah.
Switch, you know. So
They're very secretive, though,
Yeah,
usually.
they're saying that actually fucked them. That if Nintendo was less like
Secretive.
terrible at marketing, you know what I mean, that they might be able to get more games on their platform. That's
to shock the world, dude.
but for the record, in November.
Wanted to shock the world.
Shit.
Shut the
With a
fuck
Switch.
up. They
Yeah.
haven't
No,
shocked
and
the
they said
world
that in November.
since GameCube.
They said that in November
That was their best console.
the Switch had the best game sales in November. So think that's Black Friday time. They probably did fucking really good around that time.
Their games are cheaper too. They're not $60 full price. They're only like 40.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, that kind of makes you want to buy a Switch.
That's exactly why they have more sales.
The reason why I never
Yeah.
bought a Switch is right now.
It's the same price.
It's the same thing I never bought a Wii U. Is the
It's expensive.
no. It's the
It
game
is.
library is so tiny. There's no.
And
it's
all the
like
accessories
so-
are expensive.
That's true. Yeah.
And
Well, for the Wii U, it would have been good because I have the GameCube controllers, and I have.
yeah, but if you wanted an extra one of the fancy controllers, it's $100
Well, that's you only really need one of those, probably two.
for the Switch.
Yeah. Or Wii U.
You needed two at least.
Yeah, for the Wii. I don't
So you
think
could both play
I
on
think
your
it's
little
only,
hand.
like the Wii U itself, like that's the whole console. So if you have two of them, I don't know.
It won't
I
work.
don't know if it works like that. Honestly, I don't know. We'll experiment with that later when
We don't play Nintendo shit. They're crap.
So yeah, we got a little sidetracked with the DLCs and everything with Nintendo.
PC Master Race. That's what I'm trying to get at.
You guys want to talk about movies that came out this year, or you guys just want to kind of
Venom.
that?
I would like to talk. Yeah, Venom would be kind of cool.
I finally got to watch the behind after the credits thing.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it when I was in the
With
theaters.
who was that?
Woody Harrelson?
Harrelson. Yeah, that I thought was
Honestly-
pretty cool. I
Can we
watched
watch that? Actually, let's bring it up right now,
Yeah,
please. Por favor.
It's not on YouTube.
it's not really. You think
When
so?
I last looked, it wasn't.
That's weird. The movie just came out.
But it was when I just came out. It just came out. I looked it up on YouTube and couldn't see it.
The movie just came out. I see what you're saying. I'm sorry. What's that called? The post-credit scene?
Post-credits Venom. It's probably on there now. It was like 2 months ago, right, when Venom came out?
Well,
Oh, yeah,
but the
it's been-
DVD Blu-ray just came out. What, a month?
Oh, so it's on YouTube then,
yeah,
probably.
I think so. Yeah.
Spoilers?
Spoilers.
Don't show me Carnage.
No, that's not. Look,
Fake.
it's Venom with red. They
Yeah,
just, they
it's
just,
just
they
swapped
just,
it.
they
Took
swapped.
out the
Oh, and they
tongue.
changed his eyes
Yeah,
a
and
little bit.
they made the teeth darker.
Some like Photoshop.
Time to cause a little...
That's just actually a
it's
lot easier.
that one right there with his face, I think.
This one, huh?
Actually, I'm not sure. How long is it? It should be really short.
Hey, thanks, Helicopter. That's really good on the microphone.
I know.
It's okay. During Joe Rogan's original
I mean-
podcast, sirens go off, and he'd be like, "God
man.
damn it!"
I mean, we're filming this in the semi-ghetto. What do you expect?
Hell yeah, Southside, right?
We're putting ourselves in harm's way to film this podcast, folks.
The world's most disgusting tequila. This is it.
2 minutes? Yeah, that's about right. He
For
goes
the
to the prison to
volume.
interview him.
For the volume right now, we're watching the post-credit scene for Venom. I mean, we're talking about the.
Stay quiet. This is a we thing. It is not a we thing. Got that?
I really liked how he voiced Venom, too.
He did so good. He did so good.
I mean, to be fair, the only thing I didn't like him in was...
Batman.
Yeah. It's like the worst. He's too small.
Somebody tried to say that. You guys ready for this one? That Eric Foreman was a better Venom. And I was like, y'all got me fucked up. You're joking, right? It's a practical joke.
Oh,
Prank, right? This is a prank,
It's a
right?
prank, yeah.
It better be a fucking
Topher
prank.
Grace?
Yeah, Topher
Fight
Grace.
me outside, for real.
Even the
You
guy
said
who
Eric, I was like, wait, what?
even the guy who made Venom, the guy who made Spawn, Todd McFarlane, he was like, this is the better version of Venom. He said this is more like how he drew him.
Oh shit! Said, welcome, Eddie.
Hint, hint, he draws it in blood.
Oh yeah, like Carnage, right? Yeah, in Carnage.
Well,
In Carnage, yeah.
if you know what Carnage is, he's Venom's
Look
blood.
at him.
He looks
Right?
like Dan.
Just because you got a big ass nose, dude, you're fucking an asshole, dude. Cut that out of the podcast. Fucking hate speech over here, dude.
Well, when you have a dick on your face and it shoots out.
No, but remember, the hint that I was talking about is that Carnage is the blood of Venom. Venom, right? Isn't he like Venom's blood?
Yeah, he's his offspring.
But it's from his blood, right? He
It's-
like bleeds and
Oh,
makes
I don't
carnage.
know. I don't know. I
That's
thought
why
it
he's
was
red.
I thought he was his offspring. I thought it was a mating thing that they reproduce asexually, symbiotes.
I can't remember, but I thought it was something to do with blood too. That's why he's red.
Carnage.
There's gonna be carnage when I get out.
Go back a little bit. Just like what they say.
Alright.
Who's in Alcatraz?
I'm here.
San Quentin.
Now get out of here. And I will. There's gonna be carnage.
He looks crazy.
What? I think he looks okay.
He
for
looks
the
crazy.
role. He's not gonna be. He's supposed to be a
You guys
serial
ever seen
killer.
Kingpin? With him?
Hell yeah, dude! Gonna get your hand cut off?
Yeah.
You ain't did. What do they call that? A Munson?
Yeah,
Don't get
a
Munson,
Munson,
bro.
yeah.
Don't get Munson around here.
Gosh, you remember that
Bill
way
Cosby.
too quick.
I said Bill Cosby. I mean Bill.
Damn,
Oh,
Mr.
God.
Huxtable.
Oh, God.
Calm down.
Have a little pudding pie.
You're over here worrying about if Mr. Huxtable's about to break
Is it
in.
Bill Murphy?
Bill Murray? Wait,
Bill
who?
Murray.
Who?
That was in Kingpin with him, and they were in Zombieland together.
That movie was so funny, man. Double
Dude,
tap.
That when he gets when what's his name? The little nerdy dude shoots fucking Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, dude. He's
They're
like,
like,
it's
what?
okay. It's okay. I've been here a while.
You have any regrets? He's like Garfield.
Garfield. That's right. He's like Garfield. Let's see here.
Bill Murray right there.
Yeah, oh, it is, isn't it? Yep, right there. Yep, Ernie. That's hilarious.
Yeah, dude, fucking great movie.
Hell yeah. it
Anybody
is.
who's never seen Kingpin, go check it out.
Yeah, you're slipping. You need to watch that movie.
So some movies that came out this year. Insidious, The Last Key is a stupid one. I don't know.
Insidious, those movies were okay at first,
The
and then
first couple.
then they got annoying. And then they got old as fuck.
Is that
you
the
know?
one where he finds the tapes?
Insidious? In the
I
first
get-
one,
and
he goes
yes.
through the tapes
Ethan
and-
Hawke. Ethan Hawke in the first one, he gets the tapes.
Holy
in
shit!
there.
Is that what's his name?
Was
Ethan
that
Hawke-
Insidious?
Yeah. Oh, no, that is Sinister.
Sinister.
yeah,
That's what I was
yeah,
thinking.
I'm
of.
sorry.
Where he
I'm
watches
sorry,
the guy
yeah.
mow over those people.
Yeah, and then they
drown
drops
him in the pool.
The
Yeah.
second one sucked. That's,
That
I don't
movie's
know.
scary,
was
dude.
I'm
trash.
talking about
The first one
Insidious,
was
The
good.
Last Key. That's the one with the.
I haven't seen it.
I think. I don't know. That's what's the other one, like the Annabella series. I always
Oh,
get- I
you're
always
talking
get
about
those
with the
ones-
ghost, with the people who do like the hunting,
Yeah.
the couple, the two
Yeah.
couples. That's right, the nun, the Annabelle.
I don't know if it's the same one, but
The
I
nun
get,
is- the
I get
nun is
those
a part
two,
of
I
it.
get those two mixed
that.
up.
That's
so.
I think that's what you're talking about.
I don't watch horror movies.
Watch people watching us. They're gonna roast us in the
Oh my
comments. Like you
God.
guys got all your movies mixed up.
I know, right? You guys would, yeah.
You guys are real Munsons, regular Munsons
There you
over
go.
here.
Fuck that! No one calls me a Munson and gets away with it, bro.
Oh my God. I'm looking over what I wrote down 50 Shades Free. I was like,
What the
am
fuck?
I
Did you
Ah.
let your girlfriend?
Yeah, your
write this
girlfriend
for
wrote
you,
the
bro?
notes for us, man.
She was
Thanks.
like giving you
My
ideas.
girlfriend
Thanks,
doesn't
Miss.
even- My girlfriend doesn't even fucking watch that shit. Hey, I'm cutting that out. Put my fucking laugh. That's not till later, man. I'm like,
He said, "I'm not famous yet."
I'm anonymous right now.
There
There
you
you
go.
go.
Anyways, the Tomb Raider movie. Do you guys think that would? Anybody guys seen that one?
I did see the Tomb Raider movie. It was kind of a letdown. I expected
so?
more. I liked it.
Did
It,
it try to
just,
go off with the original game? Like
It-
not the original. Was it the original or the newer games?
it felt more like
Angelina
it
Jolie's
felt
version.
like less
I'm
like
talking more of, like,
Angelina. It's the newest one. It's the
Yeah.
newest Tomb Raider. You're talking about the movie, right?
Yeah.
The movie. I watched it a couple times because I was super stoked. I love the video games, but the movie was like, it just was. I don't know, man. It felt like when the video games on the PC back in the day used to try to explain her origin. And it was like, we don't need a Tomb Raider
Another
origin
origin
story.
story,
Yeah,
yeah.
we don't need it. It's not that we're tired
She's a
of
rich
it.
girl.
We-
Parents
yeah,
died.
Exactly. We know.
Or just do like a
why don't
quick
you leave
like
mystery?
a 5-minute montage.
And
like,
people love that. When if it would have just showed all these like clips of the
Like, as
Crofts,
she grew up,
of
yeah.
Mr. Croft, of like
a kid,
doing his thing, you
teenager,
know,
What's
and
it
then
called?
mid-adult, and then what
it's
she
not
is now.
Sir,
or
it's not
something.
Lord Croft. If it was Lord Croft, if it showed Lord Croft doing his
Didn't
shit,
they do that with one of the Spider-Mans where they just did like a 5-minute like backstory?
probably the amazing.
No, I'm
Spider-Man.
thinking of Superman. Remember the one before Man of Steel? How they showed him as like a boy
2006
for like
Superman,
freaking
yeah.
10 minutes, maybe
Yeah.
not even 10 minutes. They
Yeah.
showed him as like a kid, showed him like
Yeah.
running in the field, and then he
Yeah.
starts to fly into the barn.
Yeah, that's 2006.
Oh, man.
Superman,
Honestly,
I think.
I actually like that movie.
DC.
I watched it recently and I liked it.
I love when that bullet
DC
hits his
fucked
eye
up,
and
though.
crushes.
Yeah.
That scene is insane. But for the record, Man of Steel was an amazing movie. Everything after, including the movie I haven't even seen yet, Aquaman, garbage.
Aquaman's for women.
Mantis looked like crap. Or what's
Did
his
you know
name?
that?
Or not Mantis. What's his name?
Aquaman is made for women.
What's that? What's that?
No.
What's that?
That's
guy?
dude. I read an article. The whole thing is just him and shirt off the whole time.
Well, that's,
He's
I
just
can
like,
see-
he's
what's
underwater.
up?
He's underwater. And he's
Also-
a really
Nah, dude.
buff-ass
They
dude.
had put hella fan service into it.
Also,
That's
keep
what they
in
said.
mind
They
who
did the
his-
same thing they
who's
did with Wonder
Aquaman.
Woman.
Jason Momoa is a fucking man piece of meat.
He's
a piece
Steven
of man
Adams,
meat.
bro. He's
What-
Steven Adams.
what
that
they
plays
said
for
they
the
tried to
Flash.
do-
Look up Steven Adams, dude.
They
He
really-
looks just like that guy.
What they said they tried to do is they tried to copy what Wonder Woman did, which is kind of like
Sexualize him.
Well, not
I mean, if they
sexualize
do
him,
it for-
but-
if they do it for Wonder Woman, why not do it for Aquaman? What's the big deal?
Wonder
You're talking about the
Just-
basketball player, right?
Yeah.
Wonder Woman was in,
Yep, that's him. Looks
Right?
just like him. Steven Adams. Jason
Steven Adams.
Momoa's fucking his
Funny, he
removed
said
brother, his third removed
he
brother.
said for a while. I don't know if he still gets this, but he said there's when Justice League came out, a lot
Yeah.
of people came up to him. They're like, "You're Aquaman! You're Aquaman!" They didn't even know he was a
Hey.
basketball player.
That's fucking funny, dude. He does, especially right here. Look at this one. He
I
looks
don't know,
just
I
like
think
him.
DC's movies are too.
bad, dude.
He could have done better with that tribal tattoo, actually.
This is going a little off subject, but this dude has fucking like 11 brothers and sisters.
That's crazy. I'm
I
talking.
forget where he's from. I think it's like that little
He's
Norwegian.
definitely not
Norwegian?
American. Yeah, he's definitely not
Norwegian,
American.
Like, I don't know, but like 5 or 6 of his siblings are like all champions.
That's
and,
crazy,
like,
dope. That's dope.
Olympians and stuff.
They're all huge, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
big
the
old
baby.
fucks. Yeah, big
So
old
he got
fucks.
fucking.
So he
beat
just
up.
got an NBA deal. He got the worst one.
He's got an NBA deal. He got, yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. That's
Oh,
cool though.
shit.
Yeah, we'll have to save this more for
Yeah.
the future podcast.
There you go.
But go on.
You said something? Fuck, my bad.
I was so
That's
trying so
That's
hard
my
to
fault.
remember. I was like, oh, DC movies, they don't
Oh.
work in real life. For me, they never work in real life. They always work better in
Well,
animated.
do you think that the issue is exactly
dark.
you nailed it. You
Yeah,
nailed it.
that
But,
is-
but do you think that they try too hard to be
Like Marvel.
Realistic.
to be like Marvel
Be on
and
the
be
same-
realistic and be funny, or do you think they would do better and benefit
If it
from
was dark.
taking the animation and being like the
Just be
animation
gentle
and just
without
being super dark
The
and
sarcasm.
be gentle with the sarcasm?
I think if anything, they should have learned from
Then,
Deadpool.
if you do
I
that,
They
think
should have
sh-
learned from
that's a
Deadpool.
great way to
what
put
I
it, yeah.
what I think, but just lose the sarcasm in the fucking joke. You know
No,
what I mean?
well, it just depends on the characters.
Well,
Yes,
Which character
it's
it
Flash.
is.
I don't mind if Flash is sarcastic.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Batman be asked,
Robin?
"What is your superpower?" and him go, "I'm rich." When you
me personally, I like.
Robin,
I think that's why.
sarcastic sometimes.
I think that's why I
And
like
the
the Dark
jokester,
Knight series
prankster.
because they were serious. It was dark. Yes, there was a lot of talking in some scenes,
yes,
but like the characters weren't like, "Oh, it's time for me to rule this universe," and then like next character, "Oh, I'm not going to rule this universe. I'm going to
Well, to be fair,
everything." And-
Most
Yeah.
of Batman's villains are not going to be trying to rule the universe.
Okay, well, yeah. But what I'm saying is
They're
like
going to be trying to rule like the city.
that's more
Gotham.
realistic and down
Or
to earth.
Metropolitan.
Like you can
Metropolis. I mean,
Well, that's just how Batman is.
kind of how they made Thanos. He made him. It was because Infinity War is like kind of his story, like because he had the most screen time out of anybody. And
Well-
you kind of relate to kind of see from his angle what he's trying to do.
What's your name got a lot of screen time too, though.
Gamora.
Gamora,
yeah,
yeah.
Gamora did.
I was
But for the
surprised.
record,
he has
they
the
cut-
most screen time in that.
But for the
Thanos.
record, what Ben's saying is they removed some things too to make him
'Cause
work on
I
screen.
I
Like
saw-
for instance, in the comics,
Or
he's
for
in
some
love with
people
death.
on screen.
Well, he's in love with death. That's what makes him kill everybody is
Well,
to
for-
impress
for
death.
DC,
But death died in Ragnarok, so it's like
for
Hell
DC,
yeah.
it was like I think when they recast Batman, I kind of messed up with me too, or like I think it disgruntled a lot of people because it's like I'm not saying Ben Affleck was a bad Batman because I never really watched it, so I can't just like say that. But that's what threw me off is I couldn't watch it because it's Ben Affleck.
It's
dude.
Batfleck, yeah.
Batfleck. I love
Actually, though, I thought those
that.
movies
But
were
I did
really
like
bad.
the Superman before that. I loved how Zod was just straight up like, "You're gonna have to kill me, Superman."
yeah, here,
like,
snap goes the
yeah.
fucking.
It's like, ah!
That's like the one time they actually did
But
it
that's-
true to the comics.
That,
Yeah.
for me, I could like totally relate to that. It's like
They didn't do
it
it
was
in-
like a Goku thing in a way. It's like he's fighting the character. He doesn't want to kill him, but I guess Goku never really killed anybody. But it like he never.
Piccolo?
Okay, I'm not trying to. Okay,
You killed Piccolo,
just-
bro.
Let me set my point real quick. Is he when he was a kid, yeah, but. So Superman didn't want to kill him. He tried to make him like an ally, or like try to make him see
Give
the
up.
good side.
Yeah.
And fucking, he knew that Zod was never gonna keep on going, and so
Well, he
one
made
of
him
them are
choose.
dead.
He made him choose, basically.
Yeah.
At the end, he made him choose.
And like you could kind of sympathize.
Only thing I
with
didn't
it.
like, okay,
Yeah.
I didn't like the movies he was in, but his acting was fine. The suit I didn't like.
Yeah,
suit
the
was
suit
fucking
was
stupid.
weird.
Well, for the record, this right now, it's crazy how we're just like we just went into a full circle about that because it's funny because
All
we were
their
just
suits are
talking
wrong.
about in the animation. We were talking about how great the animations are. My favorite animation by them, there's two. Assault on Arkham, which is Suicide Squad, which is how Suicide Squad should have been.
You must not have
And
seen
then-
not Bad Blood.
And then the return of the Dark Knight, and his suit looks just like that because that suit is based off that comic book where Batman's in his 60s and 50s and he's old
That's
and he's
Dark Knight
getting
Returns.
pudgy. The Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2.
Oh,
Yeah. And that's how that suit looks. But for the record,
he's not old enough
it's not that he's not old enough.
for 60s or 70s.
I don't
he's
see
not old enough.
him. I don't see him being Bruce Wayne if they ever decide to make a Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
So when I see him, I'm like, there's no stability there.
Josh, they're never gonna make him Batman.
If they
I'm
did,
so
that's
sorry.
but that's the
I
only
want
way-
it too, but it's
I know.
never
You
gonna
guys-
happen.
Would you guys be mad?
A lot of people hated it.
Because you
It's
guys
like GT.
saw the end credits for Aquaman, right?
I didn't watch
So
the
he
movie.
pretty much finds Mantis or whatever the dude's Aquaman's bad guy is.
Yeah, what's his name? It's not Mantis. It's because I
Manta?
said that earlier.
Black Mantis?
Is it Black Mantis?
I think it is Black Mantis.
Black Manta.
Something like that.
He's
Yeah.
got the weird, like, fucking big ass head.
Yeah,
Black
which is
Manta.
stupid, but he Jesse
Manta
Lex Luthor finds him, and he's like,
Who's
saves
Lex
him.
Luthor?
Lex Luthor, the same guy.
What's his name?
Jesse-
Yeah, terrible pick. Yeah,
I mean, whatever.
horrible pick.
But so pretty much,
Why is he young?
he finds that Black Manta or whatever, and he.
Because it's his son.
Oh, he's Lex
No,
Luthor
it's-
Jr.
Yes. That's
See,
why.
that makes even less sense.
That's stupid.
Is it?
It is. They explained it in Batman versus
Is he a
Superman.
clone?
No, it's his son.
That
His-
even
they
makes
say
even
it.
less
You don't
sense.
remember that scene when he has long hair and he's sitting there and he
I
goes, when
tried
I was
to-
just a baby, my dad up and left, Mr. C, and left me all alone. What he say? He goes, the real Lex Luthor left. And then they bring it up. I'm Lex Luthor Jr. and he says it in that thing.
To be
He's
fair,
just a
I tried
junior.
to black that movie out.
That's stupid. He was
Well,
never a junior.
For the ending credits of it, they
Of Aquaman.
Yeah, of Aquaman. They he finds Black Manta and he's like, you need pretty much they talk and say that you need help, and he's like, yes, as long as or you want to join my thing.
Oh.
He's like, I want to make my league of my own.
Oh
And he's
my
like,
god.
I'll join as long as I'm able to kill
The
kill him.
Injustice League.
And he throws,
Yeah,
which I thought was pretty dope.
Wait,
I love that.
At the
I
same
love that.
time,
I
at
love
the same
it.
time, I feel like they're really rushing it. So I really hope they make another movie.
Another Justice League. Yeah.
No,
Wait,
not a Justice
They
League.
fucked up.
Don't do another Justice. Just make like a
So the
Flash
ending of
movie.
Oh, I
Aquaman.
see.
Make maybe
I see.
like if you're gonna recast Superman, like make a
They're
Flash
not.
movie and do a cameo.
I'm not gonna recast Superman
Isn't he?
Yeah,
isn't he
they are.
quitting?
Yeah, they
I
are.
swear
He
he was like-
got dropped.
Because of the mustache thing.
No, because
No.
not only
That was the worst thing about that movie was his
but
mustache.
It wasn't just
It
because
was
of
so
that.
noticeable. It looked like he had Play-Doh on his nose.
But it
Like,
wasn't
really-
just because of that though. What happened was
really fucked up.
you got to realize how fragile artists are. Like celebrities, actors.
He took a lot of
musicians.
backlash because
he
of
took
that.
a lot of backlash, including because of that stupid thing. And then also,
Which wasn't even him.
It wasn't his fault. It
Kind of was, but kind of wasn't.
The contract should have been better. It should have said, "Hey, you're a grown man. You can grow a mustache. Cut it off,
Yeah.
and we'll put a fake one
If
on you."
anything,
If
if anything, he should have just had a beard. I would have been totally fine with seeing Superman
That's
with
what
a beard.
everybody was saying.
He
Why
died,
didn't-
right?
Why didn't
So he'd have a fucking beard
Yeah, why
because your
didn't
nails and
Superman-
hair continue to grow, right?
Yeah, why didn't Superman have a beard?
point.
And what happened to the black suit? And it was
Don't
like,
talk about that.
And it just the whole
That
thing
suit was not canon.
The whole thing was just a joke. The whole
Okay.
thing was a
So-
joke. So
Not
the end,
canon.
so that end scene, I like that. What you're describing, I love that introduction into the Injustice League. You know, but my problem is exactly what you were saying, where you're like, I hope they don't just go. Justice League sucked, so let's do another one. I hope that they go, let's fix the characters and do a Flash, a Batman movie, because we're still waiting
Just
for
make a
Batman.
couple movies.
Don't make
Put
that Flash the
cameos
Flash.
in there.
though.
Don't.
Put
I don't want to see
cameos in
Pigeon
there.
Toes run.
You don't even have to have like another
He was
Justice League.
bow-legged.
Doesn't even have to be in there. Just be like
Whatever
put
that
something
is.
like a poster.
weird.
Put like a poster and it's like Aquaman and then like a Flash movie or whatever. Like make another
kinda
Superman
fucked up
movie.
by-
Make another Superman. Just
They
put little
should've-
cameos. And
They
just
should have
little-
waited longer to put Justice League out.
Yes,
They should have established their
should've.
characters first.
They really should have.
But
they're
they're trying to
to
rush
compete
against
with,
Avengers.
Marvel.
Yeah.
It's just in my mind when I think about all the characters, there were so many things that they could have done so dope, right? And then they started releasing these scenes of Owlman / Batman,
Oh, you're talking about when he's got the goggles?
Yeah,
I
and he had the
fucking
goggles,
hated
and
those.
I couldn't stand it because in my mind it felt like a comic book lover did not make this movie.
Wasn't involved.
No, they were
He
like,
didn't have any say.
it's gonna be kind of bright when that light goes off. Put glasses on Batman. Yeah, he looks like an owl now. That's cool. They didn't even think about Watchmen. They didn't
Yeah, I was
even
gonna say,
think,
what? That's what I thought
it
of
looked
immediately
just
when I
like
saw
Watchmen. It looked just like
Owlman,
Owlman.
yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, this is trash. So when I think of that end credit scene, I'm like,
But there was
I
a lot
love
of.
it. I love
to
it,
be fair,
but
it wasn't that killed the movie, though. There was a lot of other shit
no,
that didn't work.
It was just like my last job. All these little things stack up, and then you're done. You know
I-
what I mean? It's
I thought
same
the
thing.
only one who was really, really on point with the acting was probably Ben
Wonder Woman.
Affleck.
And Ben
the only
Affleck,
one.
but Ben Affleck's pretty talented despite the shit he gets.
I don't like Cyborg, honestly.
You don't?
I
hated
didn't like
how
the
he
way it
looked.
made him look.
I didn't like how he looked. I didn't like how bright he was. I
His
didn't
character,
like how shiny
his personality
he
was
was.
about right.
You remember when we used
Hella
to play
hateful
video
and shit.
games? When what was the effect? What's that effect called in computers?
Bloom.
Yeah.
No. When we first started playing, and it was a thing. It was the lighting. Back
make
in
it
the
shiny?
day, to make everything shiny. Remember
Bloom.
They,
Yeah, I think
but
it is Bloom.
Like glowy.
Nowadays, that's
Pop.
what it's called. What was it called then? It's like
Oh.
aftergloss or
It's like
after
a
glare.
like a glossy look. Though,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And remember me, you, and all of us were like, they're trying to make something look HD that's not by making it shiny.
Yeah,
That's
like
what
that,
they
like
did
they're
with
sweating,
it.
but they're not.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we hated that back in the day when
Yeah.
we played
Well,
games.
I always hated
but-
Bloom, that's for sure.
So, but now you see Cyborg, and you're like, that's how he looks. He looks like they tried to make him look HD because they hired somebody off Craigslist to do their graphics. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
No, they didn't.
anyways.
They paid somebody a gajillion dollars
If
to
we
make
want,
him.
we could circle around to this later. So
More anyway?
So just talk more about movies, just so we got because started talking about Tomb Raider and then got
Superheroes.
Yeah.
Superheroes. Took control, dude. This should be a podcast about superheroes.
So Ready Player One, you guys remember?
I liked
do.
it.
Love that movie.
Yeah,
What
I
about
actually-
you, Ben? You
that
finally
was-
watched it?
I
Dude,
did watch it. It was
isn't
pretty
it
good.
crazy that
Wait,
a
what
lot
was
of
your
people
complaint?
hated
You had to
it?
complain about it. You had to complain.
It
I
was
thought.
just. It really was like super pop. Like it added everything pop culture into just one thing. It was just
Everybody
all-
hated it, though.
No,
That's
but
what was
it was a
weird.
good.
it was
movie.
good.
You
But
got
Ben had a
movies.
Ben had a good argument to why
Dude,
he didn't
I
like it
did,
last time.
honestly.
I
You
so
sure?
do I. But
Because before I watched it, everybody told me it was crappy, it was horrible.
I loved it. I loved it.
They were like,
I
don't
loved
watch
it.
it, don't bother. And then I go watch it, and I was like,
I've
wow.
seen it multiple
Me
times.
too.
I love that movie.
Twice.
I love it. I love the
Saw it once.
I love the concept. I love
I didn't
what
mind
they do.
I like the pop culture stuff. I like.
I like that too. But for the record, you're right. Everybody hated it. Everybody was like, "This is crap." Who was it? Steven Spielberg?
Who gives a fuck what he thinks?
No, but wasn't he?
He
Didn't
directed
he make
it.
it?
Yeah, he
He made it,
directed
right?
it.
He made it, right?
E.T., right?
He directed it.
Yeah.
Who's the shit? It's not.
No, I'm just saying the whole. I don't know. I don't remember the whole point about it, so I'm not gonna try to get into
But
it.
Just
Ready
because-
Player One was pretty good though.
I thought it
liked
was good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I thought that it had
There was
so
only-
much special effects that it was.
And I
great.
like the relationships on screen, by the way, the in game and out of game. I thought that the
It
couples
was pretty well done.
There's a couple plot holes. I don't remember because I haven't watched it in a while. And I don't remember like the whole. I mean, I haven't watched it since April, so I'm not gonna try to sit here and act like I
Talking about Ready Player
know what
One?
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So
You're big on Harry Potter. What do you think of the new Fantastic Beasts and where to find
I haven't
them?
seen it yet.
Oh, you haven't? Okay, so
I haven't
watched.
seen any
I watched.
spoilers for it either.
Have you watched
No.
the first one?
I heard
You
it was
Yes,
good.
I watched the first one. Yeah, I
Did
really
you
liked it.
Oh, you did. Okay.
My girl sister saw it. She said it was good.
Did
Okay, now I
did you
don't
watch
like
the
it.
first one?
No.
Okay,
I'm
so
not telling you that. So.
I just watch it because I like to stay up to date. But
They always have the best special effects.
I look exactly, and that's another thing.
That's
that
why I
gets
liked
my
Harry
heart,
Potter
You know what I mean?
movies in the first place.
I remember.
I just like the
felt-
animal connections they had built.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the second one didn't have that.
What's his name? Oh, really?
It didn't have that. I watched
The
all
guy
the
that
way.
eats everything and
um,
steals all the gold.
Oh, the creature. The
Yeah.
creature. Yeah, the little platypus.
That he's like his
thing.
friend. Yeah, I thought
it's
that was
like his-
cool.
Harry
He's in
Potter,
it. He's in
or-
it.
He is in it.
No, in
It's the
Fantastic
new,
Fantastic
Beasts,
it's the same
yeah.
universe, but in the past.
But in the second one, they focus less on the animals. I felt like, and more on Johnny Depp.
Well,
Of course,
they
it's
had
Johnny
to.
Depp.
It's Johnny Depp.
No,
Yeah.
they had to though,
Probably the highest
because they
paid
didn't
actor
give
out
him
there.
anything.
Well-
You didn't even know it was Johnny Depp until the end of the movie.
Well, and on top of it, Johnny Depp's in a really bad place right now.
Spoiler alert!
Due to
Yeah, I got put some.
and Johnny Depp in the first one. I mean, Johnny Depp lately has been doing really bad. Believe it or not, he made a movie about Tupac and Biggie. They finished filming it, budgeting it, $1 million movie. You know what the studio
Canceled
said?
it.
Canceled it after it was made. They said, we are not releasing that. That's how bad it was.
Damn.
Yeah, so Johnny Depp's like kind of not a serious, like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
for him to have a lot
He's
of
so
screen
rich, though,
time,
it doesn't even matter.
he has islands, bro. Come on. But anyways,
Yeah.
My point, though, was going to be that
if you're watching Johnny
because
Depp,
in the
hit me
first...
up.
Right?
in the very first
Give us a
movie...
tour.
Yeah,
Take
go
us
on.
to Disneyland.
Come on, I
Go
want a
to
roller coaster.
Club 21 or whatever it's called.
Yeah,
Club
hell
23
yeah.
or whatever.
In the first movie, you don't even know it's Johnny Depp till the very end. So I think that's why they had to compensate for that. Because they give you
I've
this...
never seen the first
They
one.
give you this character
Yeah,
that's the villain.
he
He's
uses,
the villain.
He uses a magic
Isn't he
thing.
supposed to be like, what's his name?
In the past.
Multiple or whatever?
No.
Dumbledore?
Look. This
No,
is
no.
him.
Grindelwald.
This is him. Right.
He's
This
supposed
is
to be
him.
like the
He's not...
evil dude in Harry Potter, right?
No.
No. He's not. He's not Lord
Duh.
Voldemort.
Yeah, he's not Voldemort.
He's a villain that predates Voldemort,
Yeah.
like by years and years.
Yeah.
And
He's
the-
before Voldemort
The
ever comes
character
to
that
power,
Johnny Depp is
basically.
playing in this, in the first one, he used a magic like ruse to like cover up his appearance. So
It's actually called
he
Transmogrify
appeared as who was
for
it?
the Shnerd.
Who was the? It was a Clive Owen or no? Who was the
The
first
original
one?
face.
The original face, yeah.
It is Clive Owen, I think.
Is it Clive?
Or-
No. What's his name?
He's the guy that's supposed to be a good guy, but he's a bad guy.
Yeah, and that's his character.
Yeah.
That's him.
He
And
turns into him later
He
on.
turns into Johnny Depp, but he's another famous actor.
Oh.
It's the girl's boss, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, or
Yes.
some shit like that.
Um,
Or one of the
Is he a
girls.
fat guy?
no,
No.
he's a
Just another white dude.
Because I was going to say,
He's
one of
just
the
another
dudes that
white
was in
dude.
the Fantastic Beasts.
I think
down
it is
The
Clive
Walking
Owen,
Dead.
isn't it? Or Clive, what's his name?
I'll find it right. It's right here. 2016. The first character that played Johnny Depp was Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell,
So,
there you
and
go.
then Colin Farrell's
Oh,
character
yeah.
Graves turns into Johnny Depp because he was using this
A spell.
appearance change, a spell. Thank
And
you.
he was posing as someone else, basically.
So
Because he's in hiding already. Everybody knows he's a criminal by now.
yeah. So at the very end of the movie, he does one of these,
And he
he's
changes,
like,
yeah.
and he's
Okay.
Johnny Depp.
And so that's kind of why the second movie probably focuses on
yeah.
him.
Spoiler alert.
Because you don't know who he is. In the first movie, you don't even really know who he is.
No,
Yeah.
you don't.
You just
don't.
find out, oh, Grindelwald's a bad guy.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's Dumbledore's
He's
main-
Graves.
He's
He was
actually
Graves.
Dumbledore's, like, original enemy.
That's true. And Dumbledore's young in these
Oh, I
too.
think that's what it was. You're supposed to be. But was it? I don't know.
One
I'm
thing
not
I
even
heard-
trying to
one
get
thing
into
I
it.
heard-
Let's cut this off
Yeah,
before we go
wait,
too
wait,
far.
wait.
Especially Harry
I
Potter.
I heard it had really bad reviews, and a lot of people said it's because they weren't inclusive to gay people because Dumbledore was gay.
Yeah, for the
But
record though, that's the.
who fucking cares? It's not a
Okay.
romance.
I think Will Ferrell and John Riley are about to fix that in Sherlock Holmes because I'm feeling like there's going to be a gay scene in that. And we all know
Of
in the
course.
books,
What do you mean?
in the book, Sherlock Holmes
And,
and Watson are gay.
yeah.
They're gay in the books. So, but that is a fact that, like you said,
Oh,
they're not.
so-
They don't
But it's
bring
a
it up.
detective movie.
That'd be
But
hilarious.
I think that they're going to bring
Comedy
it.
detective.
I know.
They're going to talk about it, like
Yep.
kind of make jokes about it.
Yep,
That's fine.
I think so. I hope so.
From the
I love
trailers,
it.
I'm a real doctor. You want some heroin?
Yeah.
I'm in. I'm fucking ready. Let's watch it. That looks great.
Who needs diapers?
You know what I mean? No,
Yeah,
I
I
really
like
want to
it.
see
I
it.
like that.
I love
Sorry,
Step
man.
Brothers, and I loved all those
good,
movies.
It's good. It's good. All right, so I mean, other movies that came out this year is Jurassic World 2. I don't think you guys.
I
ever
watched
seen
it.
that?
I watched
Was
it.
it
I
good?
liked
It wasn't as good as the first one.
I like the training of They showed. This isn't a spoiler alert. It won't ruin anything. There's scenes when Chris Pratt is looking over old footage of him training Blue and the
Yeah.
other Raptors.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
really?
I thought it was really cool
reminds
too.
me of dog training
Yeah.
in that moment, and I'm just like,
I like
oh,
it.
they.
He's like, "Don't
I
do
like
it,
this.
Blue. Don't do
Yeah,
it."
yeah. He's like, don't test me, Blue, and Blue's
Yeah.
like, but he's a
'Cause
little
the-
raptor
the
baby.
one
He's
guy
a baby,
gets-
and it's.
A guy gets trapped in the cage, and he's like,
That's the first
protecting
one.
him. Oh, it is?
In the second one, he's
Oh, right.
Handy
Okay,
cam
yeah.
footage,
Yeah.
and it's just really cute. It's
Yeah.
a cute.
Nice.
So
It gives
that's
a
thumbs
backstory.
up.
It
If
gives
you
some more
haven't seen it, watch
backstory,
it.
and it
Nice.
makes you root for that.
I actually
Raptor-
just watched
Raptor
him last
way
night.
more.
the other
really?
night. Yeah, I just watched him with my brother the other night.
Dude, nice.
So
Yeah,
this-
I haven't watched it. I definitely want
Watch
to see
him.
it. Though,
Watch him.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch him.
First one had a lot of product placement.
And the second one does it too. I know the
So?
first one. No,
No,
dude, it's bad. It's like
bad.
Verizon Wireless presents the Indominus Rex. That's an
He's
exact
talking,
line.
He's talking to her. He's like,
It's-
you guys are all some corporate bastards. You guys, I just hate working for you guys.
Takes
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Yeah. And then the Verizon Wireless thing was another product placement when they're
And
like, the Verizon Wireless presents the Indominus Rex in the first one.
Dude.
And it's like, oh my
And
god.
every other scene, shows a Mercedes sign. It's like them
Yep.
driving their Mercedes Jeeps,
Jeeps,
or whatever.
the Jeeps,
and it
right?
starts with the Mercedes Jeeps and it just zooms out.
You know how they
and
B-roll?
did like 4
And they-
times.
yeah.
See,
Like
I think
4
you guys are
times.
looking for that because
No,
I don't notice it.
No,
I
you-
noticed it.
No, you know
I
what's
noticed
funny?
it.
You know what's funny is?
I
Doesn't
noticed
bother
it.
me, I guess.
I didn't notice it until when I watched it with my brother
So
the
he
other
pointed
day,
it out?
and he was like, "Oh my god, the product placement in this movie is horrible." And then as he said that, they were like, "Verizon Wireless presents the Indominus Rex," and I was like, "I didn't even notice how bad it really is."
It is bad in that movie. Because sometimes they'll throw like like some Pepsi or like some beer like Budweiser or like
Yeah,
Coors or
and
something.
it's not so bad, you know.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, we're doing labels out. We're like,
Actually,
we shouldn't be doing
Don't-
that. We shouldn't be,
they
but-
ain't paying us.
yeah, exactly.
Here you go, Ben. I know you're thirsty.
I like how he gave him it.
it.
I don't either.
Um,
I know you grabbed that for yourself, Will.
so can you grab me one too? So the first Purge, that one sucked. I don't know, that one. Yeah,
What, The Purge?
yeah, the first Purge.
The new one?
Horrible.
Have you seen it?
Didn't
No.
like it.
Have you seen it?
No,
Um,
I watched like the.
There was
like,
one
review
aspect
about
of the
it.
movie that I liked that I thought had potential that they fucked up. What it was
rape
was,
scene?
No. There was no rape scene in the new one, the first one. Not the first movie made. The movie called The First Purge, the newest one. It's called The First Purge. There's one thing I like about that movie, the newest one, and it's this. I like the fact that they zoomed in and dissected what it would be like to be a psychopath during the first time that happened, and how the government was
Like a winter wonderland.
Yeah, and the government was like, we need to kick off the purge, so to speak, for like a lack of better words. They needed to jumpstart it, so they released.
Why wasn't the
they purposely
Purge
released
about-
that psycho? I love that idea. The problem was the psycho was lame. The fucking writing was like, why didn't you guys like focus on him going around doing the purge and running into good characters and make it look like a anti-hero movie where the anti-hero dies? That would have been sick. Instead, it was this unreasonably crazy person
All over the place.
all
I
over
feel
the
like
place,
that's
and
how all
somehow
the
you would get
movies are,
across
though.
the city in minutes, and it was like,
I feel like that's how all the movies are, though.
Just
I haven't seen any of
unreasonable
them.
violence,
I've only seen
yeah.
like the reviews where they show. Like,
Never
they
really
talk about the
focuses
plot.
on one thing too much.
the acting is always horrible too.
Yeah.
The actors in them are
I would
always
say
horrible.
out of all of, like the reviews I'd seen and like
Why
what
wasn't
people
it-
talk about, the first one seems the first two probably are like the
best
better
way to
ones.
go.
Why,
Yeah.
why do they always go for like purging normal people? Why don't they go for? Why isn't it
that's what
normal
I'm
That's the
saying.
whole-
people?
It's
Why
like
isn't
a
it?
pyramid scheme, dude. It's
Oh.
like everybody on top is okay, but the further you go down, the less safe you are.
My
That's the
point.
way that I see
I would
it.
like to see it as like normal people killing all the criminals, and
Well,
all the
that's-
sociopaths and all that
see,
shit.
that's-
Well, if there's no crime, oh my bad.
The
go.
purge. Think about the word
Yeah,
the
would-
purge.
So
Purge. Do you know what purge means?
Yes.
like
It's
purifying.
like getting exactly. So why is it not? Why? If
Cleanse.
anything, it's the opposite. It's defiling because you're just
Yeah.
leaving the evil people left.
I guess the whole. What were you gonna say about that? I keep on.
No,
cutting you
no.
off.
Go ahead, please.
No, I was
please
just
go
gonna
ahead.
say the whole thing is just like it's just probably showing what people would do if they can just get away with it.
That's true. That's true. I agree. Wait, what was the next one? No. So let's move on. We're gonna show some deserved many words.
We'll skip through these real quick. So Mission Impossible, you guys seen that?
Fortunately,
What?
I don't like it.
No?
I don't like it. No.
Crazy.
So skip Mission Impossible. Christopher Robbins, the
Oh, the
Winnie
rabbit.
Pooh.
Oh,
I
come
didn't
on.
watch it.
I almost said.
Lion King.
No. I almost quoted the movie. I'm late. For
Oh.
a very important date. That's the wrong book.
Wait, stay here for a second, Josh. I'm just gonna go
What
through these
movie
real
is
quick.
that now?
The Nun.
Alice in Wonderland.
So that we were
The
talking about.
Nun
That.
we know. Yeah, we were.
We
gonna
talked
say.
about Venom. Goosebumps 2. You guys seen that?
I haven't, but the first one was cute. The first one was good.
I watched The House with the Clock in the Walls.
And
I
then you
watched
guys
that
seen
recently.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, I did.
No.
I did. I was really bad actually.
Not gay.
It was.
And
really
then
bad.
Sorry, I'm not gay.
we'll be going to see Spider-Man to the Universal review it soon. So check that out. Look forward to that. And then the Mule with what's his name?
The guy from-
the old man, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's gonna
I
be a
haven't
drug
seen
mule for
it.
the
I
cartel.
love anything Clint Eastwood
dude,
does.
we
Is
gotta
good.
see it.
Yeah. His last movie is great.
Yeah.
So
Gran Torino.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Or that wasn't his last movie, but
No,
that's
but
the
that
last
was
one I
my
watched.
favorite one. Yeah.
Fuck, man, that
So
movie
yeah,
was brutal.
that's pretty much it for 2018. Sorry if we
That
went
was
off on little
crazy.
tangents, but that's what we do out
They
here.
won't know that.
We
We'll
can't.
cut it
We
out.
can't.
Come on, man.
But yeah, next segment 2019, what's to come, and then afterwards
2019, my big fat balls.
we'll talk some about anime and
yeah.
Some Marvel. So yeah.
Ladies, hit me up.
What a way to start.
Shnerd. It's a Shnerdy.
Shnerdy.
Shnerd. So we just talked about the review, talked a little bit of the review of the last year of the games and everything. So I kind of want to talk to you guys about the next year of games that are coming up.
Hell yeah.
I didn't write down all of them
The better version of Destiny.
because I looked at the list and it was like a lot of fucking games. So I just wrote down a few of them.
I have them right here.
Oh, there you go.
So if we want to scroll down.
Josh
through the
coming
months.
through with the clutch.
All right.
All right. So the first ones I do want to talk about, they're everybody's talking about it. Everybody wants to play them. Resident Evil 2 and Kingdom Hearts 3.
That has a January 25th release and January 29th release, by the way, for people.
And you know what's funny is I believe that those two games might actually be one of the games of the year
Really?
for 2019.
That's pretty good.
One of these?
At least
Kingdom Hearts, Resident Evil 2.
Resident Evil 2 comes out January 25th and
Honestly,
January
I
29th
think
is
Kingdom Hearts is going to
Hearts.
be...
I hope it is
Okay,
because
so-
it deserves it.
No.
What do
No,
you guys
that's
want to talk
right.
about first? You guys want to talk about Resident Evil?
No,
Let's
they
go
don't deserve
Resident
it.
Evil, then we'll descend down.
In my opinion,
so
I feel like
Resident-
they ruined that franchise.
Resident Evil?
No, Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts. Okay,
We'll get to
touch
that
on
one next.
later. So Resident Evil 2, that game looks pretty good.
It's a remake, right?
Yeah,
Remaster?
it's remastered. It's gonna be pretty. It's gonna be like a Resident Evil 4 style. Pretty much anybody who's seen it should know. Resident Evil fans and even newcomer fans should know that Resident Evil is kind of like a third person behind the shoulder view.
And dude, don't get me wrong though. The one thing about that game that's always fun is inventory, and managing your inventory in those games makes you feel almost like you're almost there, like you're there more, having to like keep track of the amount of ammo that you have, because that's not something that I've forgotten. But I haven't played one since 4.
That dog's hella nice.
Yeah,
The
those
cattle
guys are
dog?
awesome. Yeah. I'm honestly, I haven't watched anything for it. I've watched a few things for Resident Evil 2, the remake.
This is a screenshot for just the graphic.
I've seen a couple trailers. I haven't watched anything.
Wait,
else
this is the
besides
reboot,
first.
right? This is going to be your favorite characters, like, to the beginning? The beginning of your
Yes.
favorite
It's
characters?
Claire,
Yes.
Redfield, and Chris.
And
Not
what's her
Chris,
name? Ida.
Leon Kennedy.
I did too, right? Or Ada?
Ada Wong.
Ada Wong,
Yeah.
yeah. I was going to say, it's the game we played, but the reboot, right? It's like the beginning of it.
It's Resident Evil 2, just all over again.
I
Yeah.
never
So
played it.
yeah.
But it's those characters, right, that we played?
you know what's funny is my brother, my cousin. I used to always watch them. Like when I used to play games when I was younger, I'd always watch my brother play
Yeah.
games, and then I'd
Every little
jump
kid
on
did.
it right after he did. and
Every
then
little
try
kid
to-
did.
Yeah.
We watch our brothers play it first.
Yeah.
If
And
you,
then,
if you have brothers, you watch your brothers beat the game
Unless you're the
first
oldest.
because it was too hard for you at the time.
Mhm.
And then when you were old enough to finally get good at games,
Oh, is
played
that
the
why
game.
you guys didn't do it? I just wasn't cool enough.
I
wasn't
remember
allowed
I
to.
couldn't beat Kingdom
But
Hearts 1 by
will-
myself. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I will never forget
too hard.
playing Resident Evil 2 for the first time. I fucking
Cap or
by
something.
myself. Like nobody was like my brother was gone. Like my mom was home.
Mhm.
Obviously, I was like 7, 8 years old. I was
Ashtray?
like in third grade. And I turned it on. And it's Resident Evil 2, and they're like. Nobody
Shit
said
my pants a little bit.
walk down the hall, and then all of a sudden there's like 3 zombies. You're like, oh, little 8-year-old Ben couldn't handle that
Hell
shit.
yeah.
You little pussy, dude. I played
Hell yeah.
Diablo 1. You walk into a room and there's like 15 skeletons and
Well, Diablo's
zombies.
different. Like,
Y'all are bitches. I played Postal and was shooting cats and using them as silent.
No, you weren't. That was much later.
That was 14.
We're talking
That was
like,
14,
we're talking
13.
like,
But that game came out at that time, for the record.
Did
That game is from the 90s. That game's
So-
from the 90s, for the record.
like Josh said,
the original Postals from
yeah.
the 90s?
Yeah, the first one, not the second or third.
I mean, Redneck Rampage was around that time, so it makes sense.
Okay, so Resident Evil 2.
You guys never played that. But
Yeah.
What, on a scale, hold on, just to make this like kind of create a format here for this, 1 out of 10, what do you think it's going to be?
Resident Evil?
Yes, and explain why.
Okay, I'm going to say 8 out of 10, and the only reason I say 8 out of 10 is because I'm probably going to skip or redo some of the original
And
story.
that makes it not a 10? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just,
Okay.
I think
and
it's impossible for any game to be a 10.
I think it's going to
be honest.
skip
Rocket
some
League.
bugs. There's probably going to be some
No
bugs,
way.
obviously.
Yeah,
There's gonna
there will be.
It's going to be a few things. I think it's going to be a really good game. Everybody's really excited for it and anticipating it. So
Yeah.
I think it'll get... It has to
I
be...
think it's going to be
do
like the
better
last
than-
Resident
do
Evil.
better. 7 and above, that's what I'll say. That's
What
I think
about
it's going to be like the last Resident Evil. I think a lot of the hardcore fans are not going to like it.
well,
Because you know the last one, a lot of people did not like it because it was different.
Well, this is completely different from 6. This is going back to the roots and the way they're doing it. If you see any of the trailers, they're doing it right.
They're like remastering it, not remaking it. Because if they're remaking it, a lot of people
They
aren't
are
going to like it.
They are remaking it.
And
Yeah.
a lot of people
So-
aren't going to like it, dude. They change
There's-
anything. If they change anything major, a lot of people are going to be
They will.
upset.
They will probably change a few.
Like how the
things.
virus spreads or something, something
Yeah.
important. People are going to hate it.
It's more of like, remember Leon and that one chick, I forget her name in that game? Where
Yeah.
like you're fighting zombies and everything.
She's hella
It's
weak.
going to be more like that, but less, I would imagine, because like I
Doesn't
said.
she get the virus out at some point?
Uh,
She's like super strong.
So here's
that's Sherry.
Different girl?
That's a
Okay.
girl. She's
Sorry.
in that game, though. She's a little girl.
So you guys, here's some facts for it, some trivia for it. Just like on IMDb, the users have added.
Are you sure that's a Resident
I'm
Evil
triggered.
2
Why are they
game, or
so?
it's not? Okay,
Wow,
okay.
I'm so triggered. Why are they showing heterosexual romance?
2019
Yeah, I
video.
just want to make sure it's not the movie.
So here's just a couple things for people listening. So Leon Kennedy is 21 during the events of Resident Evil 2. This remake comes out 21 years and 4 days after the release of the original PS1 Resident Evil 2.
Wow.
And then a fan remake of Resident Evil 2 in 98 called Resident Evil 2 Reborn was in the works, which was built on the Unreal Engine 4.
Shit,
The
that
release
would've
was
been dope.
planned
Josh,
for late.
Josh.
I have a cap right here. It's
Okay.
all good. It was planned for 2015 and would have been available as a free download. However, in August 2015,
They're like, we want to make money off this.
Capcom politely asked the developers to cancel the project. Exactly.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, there was an unofficial.
But after the team agreed to
Came
cancel the fan project, Capcom invited all of those guys to the studio and added their own input on this remake. So those guys who got canceled,
It might be the
got
same
to-
people because there is an unreleased, or not unreleased, unofficial demo that.
That's
not
like when-
demo. It's a Resident Evil 2 remake with Resident Evil 4 kind of graphics.
I really hate
But the
when
same
companies do
camera
that,
angles,
though.
camera
I really
angles.
hate when companies like
It's
stifle
probably
indie
just
devs.
budget, and then the way.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's
Remember when they
it's-
did it with Mario, though?
Which one?
They remade Mario. An indie developer remade
Yes,
Mario.
yes.
Or Zelda.
Oh,
Zelda.
yeah.
And then
Oh,
they
it was
literally
Zelda,
were
wasn't
like,
it, Mario?
you have
Yeah.
to stop doing this. We're
That's
going to
right.
sue you.
That's
He
right.
wasn't even
That
making
was
money
years
off
ago,
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here, just
That's
a
fucking
couple more
stupid.
facts because this is a big.
He was
going
going
to
to make a great game, dude.
What was yours, by the way? I didn't hear what you said. What do you think Resident Evil will be? 1 out of 10.
Well,
as far as
I'm
your
never.
opinion
I
goes.
was never a fan of the.
Yeah, but you have a good you are able to judge video games pretty objectively when it comes to your style of video.
For
gaming.
me?
So what do you think it'll be?
For me, it'll probably be more of like a 6.
Okay, so
Because I'm not into the third-person shooters.
I just said that's
usually.
totally understandable.
And the inventory management that's involved in those games, I don't like it usually.
so and that's funny because I was like, that's one of my favorite things actually, but I have a hard time with it also.
It's a time waste.
It is. It is.
It's
But
you
so
sit
here's-
like 30 minutes doing that shit. You're
This
like,
game
oh,
actually has a good amount of trivia on it. So
it's like
here's,
The Witcher.
here's
There's a
one
lot of
more.
like planning going on.
Yeah. You can't just like
I'm not into those.
pause
games.
the game and.
So for anybody wondering, the game will have 2 separate storylines. Also, you'll be able to use gunpowder again.
Two separate storylines, as in
Whoa.
Like
it's
2
two
different characters
storylines,
with
2
2
perspectives.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
that's
yes,
how the
yes.
first. That's how.
Yeah,
original
that's how
was.
it was.
It's always,
yeah.
it's always
And
going to be
then
like that.
Leo gets the shotgun and Claire gets the crossbow.
The likeness of Leon and Claire are actually based on
Different-
real supermodels. They're actually
Yeah,
they're actually based
They're,
on real
and
models.
the voice actors are different. too.
Real
So it's-
people, you mean?
Yeah,
Two
they're not the
game
original.
modes. 2 game modes from the original.
That's stupid.
The 4th Survivor and the Tofu Survivor.
Hell
were
yeah, they're
announced
bringing that
to
back.
return
Fuck
to this
yeah.
game. No
I hope they
ink
don't make it like an
ribbons-
actor, like a famous actor.
No ink ribbons
I
are
don't think
needed
so.
to save the
I hate when
game.
they do that.
You seen the trailers, right?
No.
Yeah, I don't think there are anybody.
So
They're
you know
models, but
how in
they're
the old ones
famous.
you'd have to get the ink ribbons to save the game. In this one, you don't have to do that unless you played on the hardest difficulty.
Iron
Then
Man.
you have to collect the ribbons.
Iron Man kind of thing.
This game introduces the red and blue herb combination, which not only cures poisoning, but also makes the player temporarily invulnerable to it. It'll also increase the defense for a while.
So it's like a super.
So the last
toughness
two, the
potion.
last fact is actually really cool, and it's probably a good
Just read the last
prediction.
fact because you just
Yeah.
spoiled so much for me, Josh.
So the original, the original
It's
Resident
story.
Evil 2 is apparently
mechanics.
super successful because.
The story's the spoiler.
But to this day, the original version of the one we're waiting for in January, sold 4,960,000 copies to this day. So it's a super successful game considering it came from.
It's like a gold
98.
title.
It's like gold. Exactly, it's like gold.
It's honestly one of the ones that everybody's been wanting.
So
for
based
them
on
to
all that amount of
reboot
trivia
or
that's
remaster.
available, yeah. So
Yeah.
based on all that trivia that's available and how excited like Ben is and like how the internet is about it and all what's
The fan
available,
base.
this game's gonna be probably successful.
It's
So
gonna be a great
I
game, dude.
I think personally, based on just that information, it very well may end up being in the running for Game of the Year. In the running at
But-
least, because but I mean I know which
We could segue. My bad. My
Wait,
bad.
what
We
game
could
got
segue
Game of the
into
Year this year?
What?
God of War.
Okay,
God
so
of
Game
War.
of the Year is a joke.
It is, but it's just like it's just
No,
like it's just like an
To be fair though, if you look at the Game Awards, there's so many. It's like best voice actor, best guitar. Like there's.
If you look at it, it's just Hollywood.
Many. Fucking.
You put that
It's
over there,
Hollywood,
then we
bro.
can just spark another one.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Since Will got the blunt in his hand, how about Kingdom Hearts 3?
There you
What
go.
do think
Start
of
it
that?
off. Start the torch. Here, I'll look at-
Which comes out on the 29th, by the way.
Yeah,
of,
20, January
Oh,
29th,
does it?
2019.
I remember when it had a release
It
date
won't be
last
on
year.
P-
Let me
it
say
won't
this-
be on
let me-
PC.
Let me say
either.
this real quick. Resident Evil
course
2 is
it
coming out on PC, Xbox One, and PS4.
Yeah,
Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out on
All
PlayStation 4.
consoles.
and Xbox
And-
One. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not on all consoles. It's only on the two. Remember, Switch started.
Okay,
surprise.
Switch is not a console.
Yeah,
Switch
it's
is a
tab-
different
it's a
aspect,
tablet. Yeah,
in my opinion. It's a handheld.
it's a tablet.
It's more like a-
it's
not a
Game Boy,
tablet.
It's a powerful 3DS.
It's
You guys
it's
ever
a
had-
different beast.
Whoa, you guys ever played a 3DS? You guys like played it again?
Yeah, hell yeah, I have one. I
It's-
actually used to have one. They're dope.
It's a really good system.
Dude, they're dope.
It's
They're dope.
pretty
Okay,
powerful.
they're dope.
It's
I'm not
bad.
saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's different. I feel like Nintendo has gone a different route than Xbox and Microsoft has, or Xbox and PlayStation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've gone for more like family games, party games. They stayed
That's
true
how
to
they
the
always
original.
kind of been,
They
though.
stayed true to the original couch play.
Yeah,
Other consoles moved away from that. That's why I feel like it's not a console anymore. It's like its own thing.
it's like a it's.
It is a console,
It's what we all want.
but it's
It's
not
funny-
in the
it's
race
funny,
anymore
though.
as far as like
It's-
Xbox.
People
and
don't buy the
Microsoft.
Switch because it's like
doesn't
what
try
you're
to compete.
saying, but every gamer complains about the other consoles or PC because they're not couch friendly. But that's what the Switch is. It's a couch friendly console game.
Yes, I agree.
I never
can
wanted
agree
the
with that.
PC to be console.
Well,
No,
okay,
but
okay,
nobody
well,
does.
okay,
Nobody
not
does other
PC
than
then.
laptop.
Yeah, it's like PC's different.
I said PC. I said
Yeah.
okay.
Consoles
Well,
for sure. Consoles really
you can't-
moved away from
you
it.
can't say, "Oh, I want this game to be like this," but they don't have it on Xbox. But then when like it's like PS4 and PS3 are doing that, like the closest thing to a PC raise, like, oh, this is the closest thing you can get without buying like a $800 to like $1,500 PC. Whereas if you play the Switch, it's more like here's a controller, here's a controller, here's a controller.
yeah.
Let's all play this game and just
But just to let you know, 4 controllers is $400.
not for the Switch.
It's probably like $300.
Not for the Switch, no.
How much is it?
I don't know how the controllers.
Because you remember how much the
no,
Wii was?
That's the Wii U though, dude.
No, Wii, regular Wii, was $80 per controller if you wanted the nunchuck. Which most games needed it. So it's kind of required.
Well, you need the nunchuck and the.
You know what I'm saying?
you
The
need
accessories
thing
for
and
Wii,
the nunchuck. But
Nintendo,
you
actually, accessories for consoles are expensive.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Okay, we're getting
Controllers.
completely
Well,
off
here-
track though
well,
because
well,
we're talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Let
3.
me revert back to what you guys were talking about, the Kingdom Hearts thing,
Yeah.
just so we can stay on subject here. Because I kind of like the idea of here reading some
They
of these
ruined it,
fan-made trivia
They
that they
ruined
apply, and there's actually some
Fans?
cool ones here.
What fans? the
so-
handheld fans?
All
No, no, no,
Because
no,
there's
no,
no
no.
PS2
I've never-
No,
fans
Kingdom
anymore.
Hearts. Just of Kingdom
There's
Hearts. I
people
mean,
out there
in general.
who know about all of like Kingdom Hearts. Like Kingdom
Because
Hearts.
they
has
played it
a
on
huge-
PlayStation 3.
They played on
Before.
all of them, dude.
They never played
they
PlayStation 2.
So, just a couple little things about it.
Come on, well,
originally,
we gotta be more open.
No,
originally,
They ruined that
the
shit.
game was gonna be on Square Enix's Luminous engine, which is a garbage engine. Like, I'm actually familiar with Square Mix. If I'm not mistaken,
Isn't it on the same engine as Final Fantasy Versus?
it's now on Unreal Engine. It's now on Unreal Engine 4. It used to be on Square Enix, but due to rendering problems and graphical issues, they had to switch at the last moment. Or not, they had to switch at the beginning of developing. And in case like people were wondering like new things about it, it says that there's going to be a new summoning ability called Attraction Flow to aid Sora in battle.
I think I've seen that.
These are inspired by
Yeah.
Disneyland,
Yeah.
it says. It says inspired by
I think it
Disneyland.
was in one of the trailers,
Where
right?
it's like the rides.
So, and then a couple...
Or-
I'm sorry.
No, I just feel like the story overcomplicated. It's too over.
So
it was
this
already...
is gonna I'm sorry.
No,
this is gonna support that's what I was trying to avoid. This is gonna support what Will just said about overcomplicating things. So within the world of Kingdom Hearts, the stories that'll be added are Pirates of the Caribbean, Toy Story, Disney's Tangled,
Pirates of the
Disney's
Caribbean was
Frozen.
already in it. They were already in it.
I know, but it's gonna be in it again.
Yeah.
So
It's always in it. It's always in all the
then-
games.
Honestly, I am pretty excited to see what kind of how they're gonna interact with the new Disney characters.
Yeah, then they also said that there is going to be somebody returning from the 2002 game voicing wise, so that'll be kind of unique as also. For the record, though, anybody listening, there's a lot of trivia on this. You should go read it.
Of course, because there's so much story, Josh.
Yeah, and it's been postponed for years. It's so people have been able to stack up.
You
It's
want to know
like
how
10
long?
years? It's 10 years, right?
Over 10 years.
Yeah, it's like 10.
That's why I've given up. Because honestly, they were supposed to release it March last year, and they postponed it a whole year. And guess what?
Remember we were kicking.
They didn't change the game that much.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. All they did was just add more because it wasn't ready.
But there's two things that just got revealed there by what you just said and by what I was reading. So that delay may have been because of the Unreal Engine switch that we just read.
It couldn't have been.
And then also
They can't remake a game in a year, Josh.
But they could have switched engines really. They'd
have to remake the game.
But they could start with the development process and still switch games. If they were saying, "Oh, by this,"
you know what I mean? Though?
Yeah, hell
they
yeah.
have to start a lot of shit over if they switch
Remember
engines.
when we started the coding on our game?
You fuck up one thing, you gotta go back to the beginning. You're like, "What's wrong?"
Yep.
What did I fuck up on?
What
did I put a period in on accident?
But that's what happened. That's what it said happened. It said due to rendering difficulties after that.
This is because it's a console game, Josh.
Yeah, that's true. That's a fact.
Also, because they made it for other consoles, they had to limit it a little bit. Because the PlayStation was the more powerful console at one point. I don't know if it is anymore.
So,
how's the PlayStation and the Xbox One now?
Xbox One X is the most powerful console out as of now because it has just the craziest
PS4
hardware.
4K is not.
It's from what I've read, the rendering abilities on that goddamn console on the X are insane. I don't have an X.
Did you know Spider-Man only has 16 hours of content?
On PS4?
The
PS4? I believe it. I seen the open world and I was like, there's no way that they dragged this out. There's no way.
That really disappointed me.
It disappointed me too because I want to go crawl.
Even with
like
all the extras, it's only like 40 hours.
Right, so where are we at right now?
So we're talking
about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, we were just still talking, but we can move forward if you want. But
you talking about PlayStation made me think.
But for the record, though, like I said, anybody wants to read it, go on IMDb and read the trivia. There's some actually really cool stuff here. For instance, James Woods is going to reprise his role as Hades, which that's nuts because that's all the way back from even Hercules. Like,
what'd you say?
Well, he was in the.
He was in all the games.
Yeah, but he was Hercules in the TV show, in the cartoon, the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's James Woods.
Yeah, James Woods. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he's the same. He's been the voice of Hades since the whole time.
So he'll be the Hades in this one. So I
he's all
thought
of
that
them.
was
Awesome.
I think that's cool for fans. You know,
He's the same voice from
But
the
go
movie.
find out.
So
But
what do you think is gonna? What do you think the score? Like Josh was saying.
Yeah, 1 out of 10. What do you think Kingdom Hearts will be as it gets released? And I mean day of, not updates and shit. Because you know that game.
I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be like an 8 out of 10. But I think for me, because I didn't play all the little side games, so I played one of the side games.
Lost.
Yeah.
That's
Not even lost.
You could watch YouTube videos about it.
You shouldn't have to do that then.
I
You
mean-
shouldn't have to buy 8 games to get one game story.
Well,
you can watch YouTube for that.
I just feel like they milked it. They
You
took a single console series and milked the shit out of it on like 8 different platforms.
Yeah, I mean, well,
They really did. They really kind of disrespected their fan
So
base.
you said basically in between a 6 and an 8.
what do you think, Josh?
No, I think it'll be an 8. I think it'll be a solid 8.
I think,
But I just think for me as a fan, I just think they let me down.
I can see that, and with that actually,
And that's just a fan. You know, that's
with that
nothing
in
against
mind,
them. It's just because I waited so long for it.
I think I'll answer humbly
'Cause I was
with what
so-
he said in
dude,
mind because
Kingdom Hearts 2.
I would say 7
love
out of
those
10.
games.
I would have to say
Okay.
7.
Two people are talking at once. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
okay.
I can't listen. Okay.
I would say 7 out of 10 to answer your question.
7 out of
Just
10?
because of what Will just said, based on that they made people wait so long for this game that now people are going to be purposely
Well, it's
looking
so
for
spread
things to
out.
be mad
It's
about.
so spread out now.
Yeah.
I'm not even looking for things to be mad about. I'm just like, damn.
No, I'm not
There's
saying
so
you
much
are. I'm
to
not
it now I
saying-
don't know
I'm gonna
about.
throw out a bone here. And I'm just gonna say it's gonna get 10 out of 10.
I think in
Just
that,
because, like
yeah.
what you were saying, dude, it's people have been waiting
It's a
for
cult
it for
classic.
a long
It's a
time.
cult classic.
They
Yeah.
know they played the other games,
And they're willing
everything's
to accept anything, I think, at this point.
Yeah.
They've been waiting so long, they'll take anything.
I'm gonna say this: Kingdom Hearts is gonna get 10 out of 10.
Do I think Kingdom Hearts
But
3
Resident
will
Evil
be...
will be Game of the Year.
Can I say one thing, though?
Okay,
Put
that's
that
good
down.
prediction.
Can I say,
Yeah,
can I
yeah,
say
yeah.
one thing? Kingdom Hearts 3 will not be as good as Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm sorry.
I can't.
Story-wise.
I can't
Story-wise,
comment.
it won't work. It won't
I
work
can't
as well
comment.
as Kingdom Hearts 2 did.
I think you're kind of stuck in that nostalgic thing because Kingdom Hearts 2 story isn't that great in my opinion.
I can't comment. So I mean, you guys, this is all you
No.
do, like, I
What
can't
I'm saying,
comment.
as far as like, it's kind of
It's
like
not gonna be like better than what.
no,
it
not
already
better.
is,
I'm saying it's gonna convolute the story more instead of making it make sense. Kingdom Hearts 2 is when they started to fuck up and make things too complicated.
I think they're gonna try to wrap everything up in this one.
Yeah.
They're not. They're gonna no.
You're
crazy. They're gonna try and make 8 more games.
I think they're gonna try to make a 4. I think they're definitely
if they make
trying
a
to
4,
make
I hope they
No.
just tie up.
They're
all
gonna
the
make
loose ends
another 5 or 6 in between games on handhelds and different little devices.
If it's Sony or like Square Enix, then that
Wait,
makes
hold on.
sense.
It is.
We talked about Kingdom Hearts for a minute, so
And
let me
it's
just
Disney, and Disney will always pump out.
let's just finish off the Kingdom Hearts topic real quick. Are you excited or not excited, Will?
Okay, so
I don't know anymore.
You don't know?
I've been waiting so
Yeah.
long. I don't know.
What about you, Ben? Are you
Oh,
excited
yeah,
or
definitely.
not?
I'm gonna buy
Okay,
it.
I'm
gonna
actually
get it.
excited, and only because I was a. This is gonna sound.
I was
so
the only one who
stupid.
100%ed these games out of all of
Yeah,
us.
basically.
Basically.
But you know why I was a big fan of it? And
I had
this
the
is gonna
strategy
sound
guides.
So this is gonna sound horrible, but their guidebooks, their
had 'em.
tutorial books. Not only did you guys both have one at some point that I got to read, but other people had them, and their guidebooks were amazing. They it was like a
Full
comic
color.
book. Yeah, it was like
Full
a comic
color,
book. It was totally worth the 30 or 20. So, anyways, what's the next game?
All right,
you need another one too? Or you got yours?
I got mine. Thanks, man. I wrote this down for Warhammer Quest.
I don't even know.
The second one, it's
Warhammer Quest.
Warhammer Quest 2, the End Times
Oh, the new one.
Vermintide.
Vermintide?
Vermintide? Warhammer Vermintide? It's like Left 4 Dead.
It might be Warhammer 2. Josh is looking it up right now.
Yeah,
Warhammer Quest.
Vermintide. It's about wrath. It's like Left 4 Dead kind of. You kill waves of enemies and you like go through a level.
That's
You can pick like 4 classes.
It's not out yet, though, right?
Okay, we're talking about something else. Vermintide 2 is out.
Wait, is this out?
That's not the one. That's it.
Yeah, we're talking about something else.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
All right, we'll skip it. We'll skip that one then.
Spoilers.
So there's some other things that we could look forward to. I'm just naming them off if you guys want to say something about it. Anthem.
I'm super stoked about that.
Yeah.
The flying.
Okay.
That's what I'm stoked about.
There's
That's
one
it.
thing.
That's it.
Fuck, I hope it's better than Destiny 2.
That's
Destiny
what it's
2.
looking like.
I
Okay,
played
yeah. We'll
all of vanilla Destiny 2 besides the raids, and oh my god.
Yeah. We'll skip past that real quick. Just Metro Exodus. You guys.
I'm not excited about the game.
We'll say one thing. Those games have been known to be pretty good.
Yes.
Metro games.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I'll agree with that.
I don't know
I'm
what the
worried
fuck
about
that
this
is,
new one,
but
yeah.
I've heard the games are good. Like good story games and graphics great.
Tom Clancy Division 2.
Not excited at all about that, and I wasn't excited about the first one because
First
I
one
knew
looked whack.
I knew
I don't like
what
third-person
I knew
shooters.
what was going to happen with that game. I knew that everybody was going to hype it up, and they would
Just
get bored of it within like
same,
5
yeah.
hours. Like,
It was just
and that's
clone
exactly
Destiny.
It was
what
like
happened.
Titanfall 2.
It was a clone of Destiny more.
Here's a screenshot from the
Metro.
Exodus game. Yeah.
Destiny's a clone.
But
Yeah. Halo.
yeah, I don't know.
Not even
I'm
Halo.
not excited about it. I think
Well,
that what they're
yeah,
by
I guess-
releasing that, it's a cash grab. I
But
think that
but
they're
isn't
just
Halo
going
a
for
Tribes
money.
clone? Yeah.
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 So Crackdown 3. Remember we watched the.
Fucking oh my god!
got a
I
free
saw the
download
thing
of
and
it.
I am so stoked.
I got a
That
free
one looks
download
pretty
of it
good.
on Game Pass.
You
Boom,
lucky
boom,
motherfucker.
Game Pass owes me some money.
Oh.
Sponsor!
Sponsor.
Send us free games.
They released 2 of the like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like 2 missions or whatever, but it's on Game
It's a
Pass.
demo.
Already downloaded it. It comes
It's,
with.
tight. It's probably the
so
thing you
sick.
see in the trailer.
It's so sick.
It's just
I
the
can't-
intro.
I can't wait to play. It's already downloaded. I even tried to start it like a dozen times, and it keeps going. It keeps telling me, "I know you're impatient, want to play, but we need to wait till the release date." I'm like, it knows.
You know me.
it knows. It knows I'm answering.
Terry Crews was such a good pick.
Yeah.
It was
for the
such
promoter.
honestly.
So it's safe
I've
to say
liked him
we're all
in-
excited.
Yeah.
We're all excited about Crackdown.
He's
3.
one of the
That game looks
best.
dope.
Like
characters they could have chose for it.
not even that. I was gonna say in all of his roles I've ever seen him in, it's always been good.
Yeah.
Every single one, even like old ones like The Rundown, where he's like Cheeseburger Eddie, and he only says like a couple lines. Do you know what
Yeah.
that is?
No, I don't think I've ever seen
Adam
that.
Sandler movie. Like it's like, is it The Rundown? No, not The
With
Rundown.
Drew
No.
Barrymore.
Not The Rundown. What is it called? The Longest Yard.
Oh,
the
yeah,
football
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Yeah, football. Well, it's
Yeah.
in prison though.
Yeah, it's in
but-
prison. Yeah.
All right, so
Got these cheeseburgers. No, it's-
what are you pulling up, Josh?
Oh no, go ahead, go for it. I'm gonna try to keep providing content.
All right, so Rage 2, you guys heard about that one? Rage 2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I haven't seen it.
I
yet.
really hope they improve it because the first one had a lot of problems,
Yeah.
like popping, where if you turn around, the
You
textures
just-
unload.
Ooh.
So like You look at something and you watch it load up, and then you turn
What
around.
engine was it
Okay,
on?
you guys remember the first one though, right? On 360.
So what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say because when
Well, this is on PC. It would do the same
way
thing.
originally, yeah, and way back, but the new one looks actually like they really updated.
Actually,
some shit.
though, the
What
first
hell is
game.
that? Is that a boot in his face or is?
Can I just point out one thing
No,
though? The
that's
first game actually was really good. It just had some problems.
Yeah.
It was a good game. Me and Nick both played it. Single player throughout the whole thing.
Those games are fun. They're fun.
They're good games. It was a good
They
game.
recently released
It's
Rage.
like Borderlands or.
It's like first.
No.
It's like
You don't
I don't-
constantly replace your guns or anything.
yeah,
really
exactly. Yeah,
remember.
it's,
Borderlands. It's more
I
of
thought
like
it was like
a
feel
story
like-
game, like a short little story.
I feel like
game.
me and you played it together, but I can't think of a way to explain it.
You know Bulletstorm? How it's
Okay,
kind of
that-
like a little
I don't
story you
think I
go
ever
through.
played it then, 'cause I
Or
thought it was something like
Singularity.
Borderlands.
No one even knows what that game is now. Singularity. Any
I
of you
do.
guys played
I
it?
do.
See, Josh
I know
played
what
it.
that is. I know
See,
exactly
you
what
like
that is. I mean,
you
talked about it.
constantly rewind time
Yeah.
and like forward time a bunch.
Yeah.
And the story is about like you trying to figure out who the fuck the guy is that ends
What's
the
the-
world. It's spoiler alert. You.
Hey, what's the game I was playing? The one where you rewind in time and has all the actors in it?
Oh, you're talking about I never played that game because it's probably shitty.
It was fun. It was fun.
Oh,
it
what?
was fun. Yeah, it was really fun. It was
What
all
was it called? Like
storyline
something
based.
second or no?
Oh man, I don't know.
It was the
but
guy from.
they
What's
released
hella funny is it's the actor who plays Jimmy from Smallville.
and it's the guy who played. No, dude, I have a better one. He's Iceman in X-Men.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
him,
exactly.
that video
Jim,
game.
who's Jimmy
Yeah.
too? He's that reporter guy.
But the game's awesome. You can rewind it, fast forward.
Isn't it
you
Jimmy?
Use your powers to skip forward, and
Yeah.
it's like your attacks, and it feels like whoever did the fighting. for that
Singularity
game
was one of the
did
first
really
games
good.
to do that. Though.
Singularity's
They
the one
added,
that
like,
is,
the-
that's why it reminded
The
me of
time
it.
field
Because
where you could
Singularity
like
was
throw
just
this
like
thing
that.
out that would slow time in that
Oh,
area.
yeah, I know what
So
you're talking
dope.
about.
And then
Okay.
it's like you would constantly
That's
use
the
your
one
glove to
not
like
too long ago we were
rewind.
playing, huh? Earlier this year? Okay. Nice.
Honestly, that game was a sleeper. No one knows about it.
It's
kind of
older. It is older.
It had never had a
It's
second
still dope.
game.
It's
It
still
never
dope.
had a second game or anything.
Alright, so Wolfenstein Young Blood.
What is it called?
Wolfenstein Young Blood. I don't know if it's a
Youngblood.
DLC or.
Doesn't matter. Those games are good, even if they're short.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Honestly, they're fun. They're fun games to drop in and out.
Yeah.
Just to look around, play the game, and experience it. It's
Yeah.
fun. I didn't even play that much, and I was like, it's fun. Good
I
enough.
love the Wolfenstein games, and
Yeah.
I loved when
I only
they
played the first one.
I
The
love
New
when
Order.
they did.
That's not even the first one, but it's.
Do you guys remember how they were on PC back in the day? They're nothing like how they are
More
now.
like Doom.
It's not even like Doom. It's more like Call of Duty, but everything's building. Like you're building to fight, and like you're like setting
not
up.
what I was
like,
thinking of then.
It's dude. My dad used to play it all the time, and I used to sit there and
When
watch.
I think of old
That
shooting
game
games,
is-
I just think of Doom for some reason.
Hold on, let's see.
Because
Yeah.
Doom was like my first
It's
shooting
like the
game.
original.
It's not though, but yeah. Dune. Dune is the first one, I think. First person shooter. Or what is it called? Is it called Dune?
Pretty sure.
Doom is
It
not.
might have been Doom.
It's
I
not.
don't know, but I'm.
It was the one that got popular, kind of thing.
This is how it used
Kind
to
of like
look.
what WoW did to MMOs.
This is
Yeah,
the one, and you would
we had
play
the
online.
MP40.
Yeah, it was super.
Nazis and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're always about Nazis, right?
But this is how it used to look online
That's
and stuff.
Morrowind.
That's not the right game, no. That's not the
This is
right
probably looking at games.
one.
That
It's probably
timeline.
going down a tile
Oh,
after the
okay.
first one.
Well, it's
So-
just like, oh, this game was around that time too, you know.
yeah, because when you click on it's similar
Morrowind
images.
is trash though. God, it's like the worst.
But see that even that looks like it's a little bit too new. But
That's a newer one. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
a
that
newer-
looks like it's too
That's
new.
not old.
But the online
That's
version
New
was
Order.
dope. The online was dope. Like it was hella fun. That's why I was surprised that they decided to just be like, okay, for now we're doing story because
Yeah.
that was probably the most brilliant thing they could have done in a world where online gaming is being dominated by Call of Duty and
Right.
you know what I mean, Battlefield.
I think we need to go back though. I feel like we need to go back to the days where it's a single player.
So do I. So do I.
Focus.
Agree.
Or co-op
100%.
focus, not
Storylines
online.
are awesome.
Co-op.
storylines.
I want to bring back co-op.
And just
I
throw
feel
in
like co-op's gone
multiplayer.
now.
Just might as well. But you got to make a good multiplayer where it's not just like team deathmatch or anything. Just make it where the mechanics work with the game.
Bring
I don't
back-
want to be forced to do something though.
What do you mean?
like forced to play online.
Yeah.
Did any of you guys check out the Devil May Cry 5 demo?
Nah, I didn't go that far into the new release dates.
It's honestly,
Honestly-
because you were like every month you were like basically touched on a highlighted topic list. Like every time.
Yeah, I
was
didn't
like,
want to go too far
Yeah,
because
every
I was like,
time.
we're just gonna keep on going on.
I did like the last one
Yeah.
where you play as the new character who's
You're talking
basically
about
just Dante again.
Definitive edition, right? The definitive edition.
The one you've been playing
Like
where
a
you play as all three
That's
characters.
so dope.
Yeah.
I love the definitive edition.
Honestly,
that one's nuts.
that was my favorite one.
That one was so good, and they got canceled.
The story.
I was so mad it got canceled, and they decided to do 5 because I played 5.
It got canceled? Wait, what do you mean?
They originally definitive
They weren't gonna
edition
continue it?
It was supposed to be a reboot.
You're talking about the one, where it's
Definitive-
like the new Dante, but
Yeah,
he's
it's
not
all new,
Nero.
yeah, and he's younger.
Nero,
And he's-
right?
It's the new era.
But he's got the arm.
Yes, but you're talking about that's number 4, I think. Actually, I think you're talking about 4, because you're talking about Dante and his
Virgil?
brother and Virgil. Yeah.
No, but
Because you can play as Dante, Virgil, and the girl in number 4.
no,
right?
I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the one after that, where he plays the new character who's in an insane asylum at first, and he's basically like,
That's not definitive edition, because definitive edition is like it was like a joke. If everybody said, but it was awesome. It was
what's
like
the one where you play as the new character?
I don't know.
He's
But
he's Dante, but he's not Dante.
But there's no insane asylum thing in
That's
there.
the
Maybe
third one, right?
that has
No.
to be like the third or
No.
fourth one, dude. It has to be.
It's the one where you're playing the new character. He starts in an insane asylum.
It's not this one. Well, we have this right
Nero,
now.
right? Isn't his name Nero? And you meet Dante and Virgil in the game. You play as Dante a little bit, I think. Maybe even Virgil in the special edition. Is it 4?
Yeah, Devil May Cry 4. That's that one.
This is the last one that came
That's
out.
2008. That's
No,
not the
Devil
last
May
one.
Cry. That's the one I'm talking about. Devil
Whoa,
May
whoa,
Cry.
whoa.
Remember they
Which one?
rebooted the series to be called Devil May
I know,
Cry.
but you're not talking about this one right here, right? Devil May Cry.
No, that's the special version.
It's not. But it's its own game.
I never played that one.
That's.
I played
You
just
didn't play this
DMC.
one.
I just played DMC regular.
Oh, okay.
See, I just
that's
played the
why
regular
I was
version.
wondering because I was gonna say this one right here.
I beat
was-
that game before that version came out. Okay?
This game is. I like all the Devil May Cry.
Because I downloaded, I got it.
I've never
I got it as
played
soon
it.
as it came out, Josh.
They're dope.
As soon as it came
It's
out, I
like, it's like
downloaded
God
it.
of
Hell
War. It's
yeah.
like God of War.
I never got
Yeah,
a chance to
hack
get
and
that
slash,
version.
yeah, it is.
That
This
version has
one's-
all the extra shit with the extra storylines and shit.
But
huh?
also, this one's remastered. It's like a whole new story.
I
It's a whole
swear
new
he
story.
starts in an insane asylum thing.
No, it's a whole new story. This is the one that got canceled. This was supposed to be the reboot of the series, and then the next one would have been DMC 2, and then 3 and 4 again. But because this one did so bad, apparently, it got canceled, and then they made Devil May Cry 5. They just went back to the original series. This one is all about Dante, and he's like this fucking like sex fiend, basically. And he like and
Okay,
he's
no, this is not what I'm thinking
unstoppable.
about.
He's like, dude, he's
What's the one where he has
He's
black hair and it turns white when he uses his devil trigger?
that happens in this one too.
Yeah,
That happens in this one
that's-
too.
That's the,
That happens in this one. When
That
every
was
time he uses his devil trigger, he
was that
goes
the
crazy.
fourth one then?
The fourth one, it does it too. But for the record, if you're talking about any of the ones,
You don't
from
start as
four-
Dante though.
No,
You start as a
what I mean,
different
that's
character.
Like that guy, but it is.
You start
Dante.
as that guy.
He's
who's
Dante,
a different
but
character.
he's just like.
But that's Dante.
No.
That's
He
Dante.
turns into
You
him,
meet
right?
Dante. No.
That's 4. That's 4.
He has
He's
he
talking about
has
4.
he
He's
has
talking-
the,
he's-
the Sparta genes or
He's
whatever.
talking because he's
but
talking.
he's not Dante.
He's talking about
just
the one
looks
where you
exactly
play
like
as you play as Nero.
Yeah.
When he plays Nero.
Yeah. Is it 4?
It's 4.
Okay.
It's 4. Yeah.
Is it kind of the same story then?
They are all basically very similar. All of them are, and
Because
the gameplay is all
because you
very
get to play as
similar.
Nero in the
This is
beginning.
the most different one.
You
That's
play as
the most
Nero in the
different one.
beginning, and then later on you play as Dante, and you also get to play as Virgil, right?
Yeah.
When you beat the game
In
in
number
like
4,
New
yes.
Game Plus mode or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I never got that far because I was like, I'm not beating the game
Games.
again. Fuck that.
It drags
I beat
out.
it on a regular mode, and I was like, I'm not doing this again.
All right. So what's next on the agenda?
All right, so it's
Great game though. They're really fun.
Onimusha Warlords.
Oh, you guys. That's
Fuck yes, dude. It's about goddamn time, dude. Those games are fucking hard, but they are fun.
What is it?
They're like Onimusha.
Yeah.
How do I even spell that?
Oni
Where are you at?
Musha.
Right here.
Oni Musha. Onimusha. Those games are great.
Is it new? Is
Yeah,
it
very
already
cool.
out?
No.
These are
I don't think so. Coming up. It's
Yeah.
a reboot of the series that basically died on
Pretty much-
PS2.
all the games that are coming out next year.
Ah.
Oni Musha. New game. It should come out. Warlords. Yep.
January 25th.
Oh, it's gonna come
It's a
out soon.
remaster, so
Yeah. I have played
It's
this
the
game.
old game
I have
remade.
played this game. on
Yeah, of
PlayStation,
course you
on
have. PlayStation
Hell yeah.
1 or
I have
2.
played this. This game's dope.
Yeah.
I'm glad they remastered it. I
You
actually
remember
seen
this game though? It had really hard puzzles.
Dude,
the puzzles
hell
were
yeah.
super hard, or I was too young to get them.
No, we were,
Yeah, that's
Probably
I think it was
that.
a
Yeah.
combination.
But even
Yeah.
I remember
Probably.
my brother rage quitting this game because it was too hard. The puzzles were too hard for him at the end.
So
they
it's
get
only going to
really
be.
mad.
That's why I've seen it because it's in the Xbox store.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already.
It's
in
all
the,
consoles.
yeah,
All
it's in
con-
the
it
new
used to be only
releases.
PlayStation 2. Pretty sure.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, that's dope. I forgot I made you popcorn earlier.
that's all
I
good.
did. I hella forgot it in the microwave.
All right, guys.
Slow
So
math.
this is a
Sorry,
segment
slow.
of the 2019
Should
games.
still be fine.
So yeah, we'll talk
Hell yeah.
about the upcoming other stuff.
Shnerd.
So movies of 2019.
My
All
balls.
right. Let's talk about the live action Disney movies real quick.
Oh yeah, what do you think about it, Ben?
Pull up again. So
I mean, Lion King and shit?
so the first one is Dumbo. It comes out March 19th
Why'd you say it's live action?
Because it's real people.
yeah, it's the live act. So there's 3 movies coming out with the live action.
Lion
Dumbo.
King.
Oh, you mean it's in
Lion King and
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's Dumbo live action first one picture. So a big debate right now that I know about this movie is that people are wondering if the drunk Dumbo scene is going to be in it.
If they
based
take it
on
out,
the trailer,
I'm
there
just gonna
was
say
bubbles
trash.
around his mouth,
It's
like
trash.
in the cartoon.
If they take it
So,
out, it's trash.
Yeah, if they do that, it's going to be lame. That's going to be some PC shit, you know?
It's going to be censoring it
They
for
don't
the
want
sake
little
of
kids to get
censoring it.
drunk on accident.
Yeah, I think that's
Are you
what.
fucking kidding?
But however, I think they're including it because in this
That's
in
the
the
parents'
teaser,
fault.
they
That is the parents' fault.
there was like a scene where bubbles came out in the first teaser. There were scenes where he was bubbling.
If
like
babies
in
are
the
getting
cartoon.
drunk, that's the parents' fault. They ain't watching their babies close enough.
Alright, so this is a Dumbo trailer.
Common sense parenting.
I can always move this too in front of us. I just had it right here for typing.
Oh, it's good.
You're good. No, you keep that there. Actually, I think it'd be best for you.
Welcome, baby Dumbo.
Cause
We're all family here,
It's like a research
no
center.
matter how small.
also, it's your shit. You're gonna be the most comfortable with it. For me, I'll be like, it's a laptop. Oh god, it's got touch fucking thing. Oh, cut that out. You can't say part anymore. I forgot.
Oh,
That was
Sid
my-
Burton? What
yeah.
the
They all
fuck?
are. They all
Yeah,
are.
we just got educated.
Oh, that's too loud.
They all are.
That's
There's
crazy.
something very rare.
That's why I think it's got
You have
potential,
wonder.
but I'm also worried. Not for Dumbo, but for Lion King.
Mystique.
Because I really am a big fan of the original Lion King, so if they fucking change it hella much, and it's shit, I'm gonna be pissed.
Didn't even be there?
No.
Yeah,
was in this shit.
yeah, dude. You never seen this?
Together,
No,
we
I've
get
seen,
the
like-
soar on
I haven't
that
seen
saw
this
the
one.
trailer.
I've seen the teaser. I've seen the
Yeah.
I
teaser.
saw the trailer already. I
haven't seen it.
Have you seen
What's
Lion King
happening?
yet?
The trailer? Yes.
Where are they taking her?
There's no people in Lion King. That's why I'm like, how is it live action?
Do
I
something.
know, right?
It's not animated. It's in real life, but there's no real anything in it.
Look at me.
And that's a good
We're gonna
point.
bring your
Weird.
mama home.
I guess live action is a term I just don't know what the fuck it really
Dumbo
means.
doesn't even talk?
Wow!
Ah, I was gonna
What's his
say,
name?
that's what I was thinking.
Keaton.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, right? Fucking my favorite Batman.
I think he was,
Isn't that
Colin
sad?
Farrell.
Isn't that
it
sad?
too?
That's my favorite Batman.
nah, he's a good Batman. Alright.
I like George Clooney too. I didn't think it was bad.
You can do it, Dumbo. Show them.
Those movies are for a very specific time period. If you look at them now, they look bad.
Alright, so we got the idea, right?
Yeah.
It's Dumbo, but
Fly.
it's okay, Dumbo.
Wow, so.
I don't know about
That
the
trailer,
music.
I have to kind of be honest,
What is
that
it?
didn't look very good.
You think they're gonna make a second one?
The music was
They're
kind of
gonna
weird.
like set it up for a second because it's Little Dumbo.
Well,
He never gets older.
it does.
Yeah.
Well,
He doesn't. There's 2 movies, isn't there?
there?
There's 2 or 3 Dumbo movies.
Okay. Yeah,
Wait.
so they're definitely gonna try to see.
wait, is
What are you looking up right now, Josh?
Animated Dumbo movies.
Okay.
I don't know if there was. I don't remember honestly. It was a long time ago. It's like The Little Mermaid. I blacked that
I
shit
think
out.
there's 1 and 2, and the second one they have different voice actors.
I can't remember honestly.
Well, for the record, apparently the first one was released in 1941, so there is definitely more than one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like 3, right?
Yeah, okay, then that basically answers our question, I think.
So the Lion King.
So let's watch this Lion King trailer.
I've already seen it.
I watched it the other day
Watched
too.
again and,
You guys have
but we'll
already
just
seen
kind
it?
of refresh
Well,
it.
we don't need to walk.
We'll just to refresh,
Yeah.
and then we'll stop it if it gets dragged out like the Dumbo one. Yeah, sorry, we're not going to monetize you.
Fucking advertisements, dude. That
Right.
advertisement was so bad. Just because it was Donald Glover's "This Is America." Man, how many
This
times
is America.
How many times in your
Go
life
to
have
my
you seen
area.
somebody walk up on you with an AR-15?
like
Never.
touches
Never.
is our kingdom. But a king's time as ruler rises and falls like the sun.
I do like that they used his voice.
I know, so do I.
One day,
They
That's the
definitely-
original voice, right?
Original,
the
yeah.
sun will
The
set in
original.
my time here, and will rise with you as the new king.
Gideon, pooping in my pants.
It's like the most iconic scene.
When I was younger, I never understood that, like, blood. I always thought that was blood. And I was like, that's not blood. I just never
It's
understood.
like the dust.
It's like war paint. It's like a birth paint.
Yeah.
Just to mark him as like the king. Or some shit. I really like The Lion King though. It's such a
That's
good.
the-
And then
Exact same one
look
that I
up look up the Aladdin because I think they released a new trailer.
That one
Yeah.
looks- okay, so
When they
before
actually
we,
show the genie too.
Yeah, they
okay,
did.
before we talk about that, what do you guys? I have an opinion on this. What do you guys feel about him not being blue? I mean, being blue. What do you think about the fact that, like, I don't know why I said it like
He
that.
looks like a human?
No. Robin Williams not being him, do you guys think that a lot of people are going to be able to... Like, I looked over and seen he was blue and was like, what do you guys think about him not being blue? Like, I don't know why I said that.
He's not blue, I thought.
Well, they have this one right here. I just seen.
Yeah.
But what I was going to ask was, what do you think about Robin Williams? Because he kind of didn't want that character re-portrayed, from my understanding, from what I read online. I don't know how accurate it is. He kind of didn't want it to be
To keep
remade.
going.
Yeah, he was like, that's my character unless
Yeah.
I'm in it. No, you know what I mean. And so they made it.
So,
It's not his character anymore, though,
Should
right?
I watch the trailer?
It's not the same genie, right?
Which
It's
one?
a different genie.
So-
The top one. It's got to be the top one, right?
Which one's like the real one? I mean,
Well, who makes it? Disney. So it should
Walt
be like
Disney Studios.
Yeah.
It's only 1 minute and 27 seconds long.
Yeah,
so
short.
This might not be the newest trailer. The newest.
It's not that long. The trailer ain't that long.
I don't think so. 'Cause
Yeah,
the trailers. The
It's
stuff
not
I-
long.
They
It's
just
Yeah.
not
released
like
this.
4 minutes long.
The
or
stuff I
anything.
seen on
No.
Instagram was 45 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They just released this not too long ago.
Instagram.
Okay, I did see this one because they showed the cave.
Yeah.
I did see this one.
It's like opening the mouth.
The music right here kills it. I love it. I love this
The
music,
original.
at least right here. Yes.
But
exactly.
kind of a little
And the
bit of a
bird,
twist.
and the birds in it.
Parrot, you mean?
What's his name?
His name is not Abu. That's the monkey. Fuck, I don't remember.
And the diamond in the rough line sounds just like
Yeah, the original.
They nailed that.
I just want to see how they do the Street Rat song.
Hold
Because
on.
they did do the
Is this
song.
the one that has the genie in it?
That's what I was saying. I don't think this is the newest one. Just
I did like Bright, which he was in, but I did feel like he was losing it in
So,
Bright.
Lion King or Dumbo? What would you rather see?
Lion King.
Lion King?
Me
I always
too.
like Lion King
Yeah,
more.
Me too, because they didn't. There's no
Means
like
no
live.
worries.
There's
Isn't Jack Black in it too?
well.
There's a lot of people.
There's
I'm
a
not too
lot of
sure.
I think he's
Yeah.
gonna be Pumbaa.
No, wait. I thought that was
Well,
Seth Rogen.
Look it up. Let's
Okay,
see-
that's
let's see
fine
who's gonna
too.
be
That's
out.
great.
So we're looking
That's
at
great.
I thought it was
What's wrong
Seth
with that?
Rogen was Pumbaa. Yeah,
That's
that's what I
great.
thought.
I'm
So
fine
let's
with
look,
that.
let's look that shit up.
Is Jack Black in it at all? Or maybe I'm thinking of a different movie.
I don't know.
He might not be in.
He's super popular right now, so he's been in
Dude.
a lot of shit.
He's always been one of my favorite actors since like I really like
Seth
Tenacious D.
Rogen is Pumbaa.
Okay, who's Timon?
Timon is Billy Eichner.
Seth Rogen's Pumbas.
Billy Eichner. I don't know who that
Or
is.
Eichner. I can't say. I'm butchering his name.
Etch-
No, it's not Etchner.
Eichner.
It's
Yeah,
like
you're right.
Eichner
No,
or
you're right.
something.
You're right. Not butcher.
Say is gonna be Nala.
Yeah.
John All.
Okay,
John
that's
Oliver,
no.
Donald
Zazu.
Glover is.
Why is
Simba.
it Beyonce? Is it just because she's hella
He's
famous?
Zazu. Wait.
Who's Zazu?
That's
Zazu. Oh, John
Zazu,
Oliver.
that's-
Zazu.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
John Oliver Zazu? What?
it?
The
Whoa,
bird?
Wait, this is Lion King.
The
Yeah,
bird.
yeah, it's
He's
the
the
new one.
bird?
Yeah.
Yes, in Lion King. Yeah,
Yeah.
not in Aladdin though. Yeah, not in Aladdin because we both. were
Okay,
just
oh,
asked
yeah.
that. Yeah, because
He's
just
a little-
That's
he's a
why I
little-
said that.
the squirrel,
He's
right?
the no.
No,
Zazu
it's a
is
bird.
the bird that flies over and
With-
is like, "You're not supposed to."
Simba,
go to
yeah,
the
he's
Badlands."
the okay, right. You're right, Josh. I was mixing them up.
Yeah, I thought you were because I was like, I still don't know who it is. He's that bird.
I can't think of
okay,
what's the
okay, yeah.
parrot's
Yeah, yeah.
name. What's the parrot's
that's
name? Parrot's name.
Oh, dude, it's fucking Gilbert Godfrey. How
yeah,
you
but
go.
what's the
It's-
no? But what's the bird's name?
I don't remember how to say. Is it Lago or Lego or Lago?
They must not say it a lot. I don't remember it.
Yeah, hot-tempered parrot.
They should say
it
how
is
they
Lago.
pronounce it.
It's like Lago or
I think it was
something.
Lago.
Yeah. So it's not a name like it was Zazu
They
for
mustn't-
Lion King. That's probably
Yeah.
why we were thinking, oh, it's a hella common name because it's
Right.
Zazu is Zedmore.
Well, Abu, right, is the monkey,
Is
right?
the monkey?
Yeah.
They
in
say the
Latin.
monkey's name a lot.
Yeah.
Because remember, he uses the monkey a lot to do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like Steel in the beginning. He uses the monkey like...
And there were pictures of the monkey out. But anyway,
Yeah.
so what was as
So-
far as for me though, I'm gonna say Lion King too. Because
Yeah.
Lion
Yeah.
King with the animation.
They
looks
were
dope,
better. It was
and
just a better
people-
movie, honestly.
Yeah, and when you put humans into it, it's easy to ruin a
Fuck
old
it up.
cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like look
So,
at the genie situation
First
before.
looks for everything.
No. The genie is... I'm not worried about Will Smith doing a good job. I'm just worried that Will Smith's gonna, like, lose it. He's gonna become
Overact.
too... No. He's gonna become like Johnny Depp. He's gonna, like, lose himself
Oh,
in
in
all
the
these different
character.
roles he's doing.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of blowing up right now again.
Maybe.
I don't
hate
want
say
him
it,
to do
think
that.
he's
I
that
don't...
talented.
I don't
I
want
hate
him
to
to...
say
Really?
I think he's talented, but I don't think he's talented like that. He's not a chameleon actor. He's not a method actor. He's basically the same person in every movie. He's funny.
My point was,
he
I
makes
just don't-
sarcastic lines, and he's a good actor. I mean, in general, he knows his lines. He nails lines. Independence Day, he nails his lines. You know, you think of like
can be
even
serious,
After
though.
Earth, he can be. Super
I just think of
serious.
Men in Black.
Think of Happy. What was The Pursuit of Happiness? Amazing movie, right?
Never
But
watched
he
it.
is always a strong male figure in his movies.
He is.
I
It's
think
not-
of, like, I, Legend.
It's not like
I
Tom
Am
Hardy
Legend,
where
Or
he
I Am
became
Legend.
Venom and then can go back in time.
No.
He plays a gay guy in Rock and Rolla.
Okay, my main thing for
Muhammad
Tom
Ali.
Hardy,
Or
I think of
Ali.
Mad
But
Max.
Ali was an exceptional
I
film.
think of Mad
That
Max.
movie was amazing. Ali was an amazing
I never
movie.
saw it, but I don't like boxing movies, so I feel like I would hate it.
But he did a great
Yeah, he
acting
did a
job
good
in that.
job.
Like, it was amazing. That's undoubtable. I'm not even going to deny that one.
Men in Black, I think Will said that, right? Yeah.
He's still Will Smith in that.
Yeah.
And After Earth, he's at Will Smith. And actually, After Earth, he's kind of a dickhead to his son. But he's still
After Earth, what's that?
That's when
That's the movie that flopped. It was supposed to be like a series.
I really
and
liked it,
I
though.
loved that movie, and it flopped. It did horrible. It
Careful.
was supposed to be. What was supposed to happen was they were going to do like
It's gonna
3 or
fall.
4. They were going to do 3 or 4, and what would happen was Will Smith's character would die, and his son, because Jaden Smith was in it
Okay.
too.
That's why it failed.
So his son, he would die in like number
He was
2.
actually good in that movie.
It was dope. It was dope. The
He
whole
was-
movie's dope.
They
And
both were good in it.
watch it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
It's a good sci-fi
After
movie.
Earth, I forgot about it. It's a really good one. It's short. It's kind of straight to the point, and
And I love the ghosting concept of how Will
I just
Smith
hate
is
when
the
they
first
introduce-
person to ever ghost.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I hate when they introduce a really strong character and then kill him right away.
Wasn't
No,
killed,
he doesn't die in the
He was
first
just-
one. He doesn't die in the first one, but
You know
the
what I mean?
plan
Like Game of
was...
Thrones.
It
Game of
kinda-
Thrones.
Yes.
it sounds stupid.
My
but the
favorite
way-
character,
the
they
way I
killed him
seen
in
it, the way
like,
I seen
first
it was
couple
like a video
episodes.
game. The way I seen it was like a video game.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're, it's like an RPG. Sometimes they partner you with the strongest character, and you see what they can do. You're like, holy crap! Like, if the person's on my side, hell yeah, this is gonna be easy. And then at the very beginning, they get disabled, and then it's like, you gotta level up, you gotta learn, you gotta build the skills.
and for the
I wasn't
record-
really saying like the strongest character. I just meant like the one I like the most.
Well, he
Always
was the
tends-
strongest character
In what?
in the movie.
Oh,
Because
wasn't it?
Will Smith and his son were strong. So in the movie, there's these aliens
Not
that
till
take...
the end, though. You know
Not
what
till
I mean?
the end, Jaden Smith wasn't. But Will
Spoilers.
Smith... But Will Smith... okay, just a quick explanation. The Earth gets overtaken by aliens, right? Aliens that only see via a chemical...
Fear.
That is fear. A chemical that's released when we're scared. So they can see us when we're scared, right? So they take over the Earth. We have to leave Earth and go to another place to inhabit it. But we continue to fight them and
Try
defend
to take
ourselves.
Earth back.
But then
No.
Will Smith
Well,
discovers
Earth was like
we haven't been
Yeah.
there. We hadn't been there in years.
So
Like
it's supposed to be
it's
like 100 years
it's
or
in the
something,
future.
200
It's like way
years.
that we
It's
have not been
Godzilla.
there.
The
But
new
we
Godzilla. They
Well,
come
but
back
they-
like 100 years later.
yeah, well,
Kinda,
well,
but these-
they don't fight Godzilla. Obviously, they're like a
No,
big-ass
they're like
creature,
these
but it's
alien
like, they come back.
creatures.
You know the
Yeah.
new Godzilla, they leave the planet and they come back
Yeah.
100 years
But
later.
Yeah.
Because they have to.
That's the cartoon.
Yeah,
the anime.
food.
Yeah, I love that cartoon.
I wish they would have fucking made
It's
more.
amazing.
So
There's
trash.
only 2 so
Also,
far.
that fucking ending was so
There's only two.
garbage.
They may do more.
This fucking cliffhanger they did.
Yeah, I know.
We
But
were talking about how relevant
after
it is.
watch it, it's dope. He figures out how to do something that no other soldier figures out, and he invents a technique that makes him blind. He basically becomes a psychopath. He doesn't feel anything. He learns how to not feel anything. And unfortunately, it's a hard skill to learn, and Jaden Smith goes through the movie realizing how important it is to control your emotions. It's actually a better movie than critics let it be.
It is. It's not too bad. No, it's all good. So
I just see what his rap is like now, and I'm like, I don't want to see
Yeah,
it.
let's not talk about that.
Yeah, we're talking about
Let's
Will
not-
Smith.
I don't want to go there.
I was talking about
'cause I'll go
Jaden-
off.
Jaden
I know.
Smith.
I'll go off. I'll go
Both-
off. I don't want to
both
talk about it.
Okay, so Dark Phoenix. That's the new
X-Men. The new X-Men
yeah, the
movie.
new X-Men movie. What do you guys think about that one? You guys excited to see that one? No.
What about you, Will? What do you think?
I really like Apocalypse. That's kind of what set it up.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
So
Apocalypse is
I do want to
amazing.
see it. I really want to see it actually because I
Yeah.
liked Apocalypse. I
Yeah.
like how it
Do you have any complaints from what you've seen so far from it?
the trailers. I only seen the trailer once.
Okay, wait,
so
wait. Can I click that on? Is that all right?
Go for it. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, so I have something to say about it. Jean Grey is not that awesome in this. The actress is really dope. She's actually really talented
Sansa
in
Stark?
other stuff. In
No.
other stuff, but in
Get outta
this,
here.
I
Speaking
kind
of
of,
Game of Thrones, it's the same actors.
I kind of feel like
She's a
I
Stark.
kinda-
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
she's
a
in
Stark.
that, huh? She is in that.
She's
You're
one of
right.
the main characters. What do you mean she's in that? She's one of the main characters, bro.
I don't watch that shit.
She's one of the
Yeah, I
main.
don't watch
She's
Game of Thrones
so
either.
so
I
she's
ain't
like
afraid to say it.
Ned Stark's oldest daughter. So Ned Stark was the character everybody liked in the beginning, and guess what? They killed him in the 4th episode.
Oh yeah, that's
They cut his head off.
that happened a lot. I know
Not
that.
a spoiler
I know
alert
that.
because that was like 6 years ago. Fuck you.
I know that much about that show. They
Yeah, that was
always
the
kill
first
off main
season.
characters.
Yeah.
I know that.
No, they
much.
kill off the best
Nobody's
characters,
safe.
like the good characters.
Yeah.
They never kill off the bad characters. They kill off the good, like evil and good.
That's how you bring in new audiences. They're like, oh no.
No, it's just because everybody wants to see the bad guy win now.
Nobody can fix
So I
it.
got one
weird.
complaint is Jean Grey. That's my thing about this. Is that I'm sick of this story, and I'm sick of the way
Making
that
her
she's-
making the focus.
Yeah, and I'm
I
tired
mean,
of.
she is one of the strongest mutants, though.
Yes,
Of X-Men,
but
right?
there could have been
No.
a better. Why didn't they do one about Legion? Wait.
They did. They did a show.
No, they did the show. I want to see this version of Legion in this. How dope was the show? It was incredible.
But they could,
Legion-
if they had a big budget,
Oh
they could
my
have done
god! If they had a big dude, there's a scene in that movie when
some show.
that show. Thank you. Where because Legion is Xavier's son, right? He's the most powerful mutant to ever live. He kills Thanos with a snap, like how Thanos kills.
Yeah.
He can kill him with a snap. He has every power imaginable. Like
Yeah.
he's unstoppable.
He's also
a
insane.
god. They call him a god mutant.
Because he's
in
insane.
Dark
But he's,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
insane now.
They call him.
He's legit insane.
Yeah, he has one of his powers is every time he comes into contact with somebody, he can absorb their soul and their spirit. So he also absorbs their personality. So over the time, he didn't know this. So now he lives with like 100 personalities in his head, and he's crazy. He's crazy. There's a show about it. It's called Legion. It's an X-Men show, but it's amazing.
It's
the
so
best
funny how
show
it's
that's ever
also
come
one
out.
of the one that nobody knows about.
Yeah,
I've never heard about that.
so,
before.
but the movie's older. I mean, the show is older. So the show is based in the 60s or 70s or I think 50s or something. But there's scenes like some of the spirit, like there's this one dope one where he is in this hospital and he starts to space out because part of his powers is he can navigate the dimension of the mind. And his mind happens to be inhabited by other people. So when he goes into his space zone, he can't tell if he's in real life or in his head because he has so many people in his head. It looks like real life.
Damn.
So he goes into his head in one episode, and everybody's dancing to old '60s music, and he's like, and everybody starts dancing, and it's like, this is amazing filmmaking. Like you don't even know it's a super.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even. If I
They
had told you
basically-
that was about Xavier's son, Charles Xavier's son,
He's not a hero, though.
You would never. And he's not a hero. He kills hell of people in that show, and his powers are limitless. He can teleport. He can go to the dream realm. He can, dude. And it's about the best villain ever. It's about what's his name? The knight. It's like the
Shadow King.
Shadow King. Oh my god, dude.
Human
Shadow
Dictionary
King is
wins again.
Ruthless. He's ruthless, dude. He can navigate. He's an ancient mutant.
He's the counterpart.
Yeah,
He's
been
basically like the same as
Oh, you gotta
Legion,
watch
but
it.
not as strong.
No, yeah, but he's older too. He's an ancient.
But he's
mutant.
not as strong though.
Yeah.
Once Legion like fully develops, he is just no one. He's like Superman.
Yeah.
Nope,
Really?
you can't even touch him.
Dude, he's unstoppable. He like
The
if he-
villains that they come up with it to fight against him are just retarded.
Like,
They're just so powerful, no one else can even like get close, or just even like touch
and it
him.
sucks because he goes through schizophrenic. But
It's really like Superman in that sense.
Anyways,
That, like,
watch it. Watch it. Yeah,
he's so
that's the same
powerful.
thing with the Dark Phoenix thing. Why didn't they do an episode about him? A movie about him. That makes so much more sense because the argument is.
Because it's a man.
Yep.
I have to keep it stable.
Sorry. Cut that out. Cut that out.
Stupid.
The truth.
It is true though.
Have you seen this yet?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh, you seen it?
I haven't seen that part.
There's another word for that.
She caused the accident?
I came looking
She just
for
didn't know.
answers.
They changed her
I feel like
story.
you don't belong
So
here.
what do you guys think of
Comes
that?
out June 7th.
I don't like how they changed her story. Did she just kill her parents?
She clicked her heels together on accident and the cars collided.
Uh,
Like Dorothy from Dorothy from...
That never fucking happened before, did it?
I don't know. I can't
Oh,
remember.
yeah,
I
me neither.
heard too much about her story that I like need her shit out. I do.
I remember her like floating cars and stuff, but I don't remember her like causing her parents to die or anything.
What do you think?
Her
Ben? What
parents
do you
better
think
not
about
die
shit?
from that.
It
What do you
looks
think
pretty
of
good.
it?
I'm
Are you gonna
definitely
watch
gonna
it?
watch it. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
How are you
really
gonna watch
do.
it? Are you gonna see it in theaters or wait?
Oh, definitely gonna see it in
That's dope.
theaters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'll have to do a review of that.
Yeah.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I'm always down to see superhero shit.
Hell yeah.
All right, so I got Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Okay, so we'll bring it up back when he comes in because he'll have some stuff to say.
What about Glass?
Oh my
With
god! What do you
Samuel
think about that?
Jackson
What do you think?
and-
What do you think?
Dude, I'm definitely gonna see that. I've seen Unbreakable once when I was really little.
Yeah. It's a little bit older.
I saw the other one.
What is it?
Split. I think.
Split.
No.
Split. Yeah, Split. It's Split because it's about James McAvoy, Xavier from.
Yeah, dude. I'm definitely gonna go see that.
So what do you think of Split though? That edition? Because you got to think a lot of times when people go, "Hey, I'm gonna make a sequel to one of my older movies," it sucks.
You know what?
What do you think? What do you think? It sucked.
It was good. It
It's
pulled
hot.
me in. I really was like wanting to see what's his name?
Bruce Willis.
No,
James McAvoy.
I wanted to see his character in Split to pull
All those personalities.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And
that
he
was
did a good
incredible.
job because when they showed the clips, they're all certain people, like certain personalities are all like
Yeah.
little parts of like the little vlogs and everything.
I like that.
I thought it was pretty cool. It was a good one. But when he turned into the beast,
Yeah.
he was just like,
That was epic craziness. Like, whoa, the writers had to go to a certain place for that.
yeah,
You know?
that one was pretty crazy.
So-
when they introduced Bruce Willis, I was like, what,
Again,
Bruce Willis?
I know.
I didn't understand it at first.
Yeah,
and
I
then
know, dude.
I looked into it. I was like, oh yeah.
I heard
my
rumors
God,
about
I
it.
forgot about it.
Yeah, I heard rumors about it that they were gonna do that, but then I thought, nah, it's a coincidence. People aren't that creative no
Yeah.
more. And then M. Night Shyamalan threw us one of his Shyamalan twists.
And then in the Glass one, that the girl from American Horror Story.
She's in it.
one of the characters in that too.
What-
She's
What do you think? How do you think that? You got to think. Sam Jackson's character is a super villain that is entirely dependent on his intellect. He is as weak as glass. He can fall and break bones. That was his thing in
yeah.
Unbreakable. He would fall and break almost all his bones.
yeah.
Do you think that there's gonna be some epic like scene
There
where
has
he
to be,
gets
'cause
torn apart?
They're all in the same room, dude.
I know, and you know what's nuts is I can't wait to see James McAvoy meet him, the two villains.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, the Beast meet Mr. Glass.
And then the other, like the
That's gonna
female
be
voice
sick.
and all that other stuff.
Oh, I know. Oh, when he meet
Talking
when he,
about the Glass trailer.
do you like those movies?
I haven't seen him.
You haven't seen 'em?
Split, and then the
I haven't
Unbreakable.
seen
You haven't seen Unbreakable, Split, or Glass?
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable's the first one made.
With Bruce Willis.
Oh, I'll end up, we'll watch them together. We'll end up watching them together.
Glass comes out actually January 18th. Or yeah, January.
Is it a horror movie?
No, it's like
Thriller?
it's like a real
No,
life
no.
superhero movie. It's like, okay, so Unbreakable's about Bruce Willis. He's like Superman,
Yeah.
right? And
It's
it's
like
but
he
it's
survives
real.
a
It's like
train crash. Spoilers, people. I mean, it's like 30 years later. So
no, that's true.
Maybe I have seen
And
it.
so he's in a train crash, right? And
He's the only one who survives.
he's the only one who survives. He has no scratches, and then he realizes he's like to his ex-wife or his wife. He's like, "When's the last time I was sick?" And she was like, I don't ever remember you being sick or something like that, or if there was, it was once like
So he's
10
me.
years ago. So no, he
When's the last time I
literally
was
is like
sick, Ben?
he's literally like
Never.
Superman.
Yesterday.
So
Never.
you're sick right now. No, I'm just kidding. So no, then
Like 2 years ago.
and then they made Split with James McAvoy,
I haven't
Xavier.
seen- That's
So
the one
Split-
Ben said was crazy.
It's
That one's
crazy.
pretty good.
James McAvoy has like 24 personalities he plays, and then they're making a third. It's Glass.
24?
It's like 24.
Yeah.
It's like
They don't
24
show all
people.
of it, but they
Show like a few.
focus
They
on,
show
like, 3
7 or
them.
8 of them, I think, or 10 of them.
It's like the main focus is like 3 of them, and then
And then you want to meet the whole time they
they
tease
show
a
like 7 or
personality
8,
called the
but
Beast,
then towards the end,
and
they
that's
show,
the one that's like he gets shot in the chest with a shotgun and lives.
Yeah.
He's nuts. Yeah, he's good, bro.
All right, so John Wick 3. You guys...
Well, wait, you skipped.
Hell
remember
yeah.
Remember we went.
Oh
we
yeah,
skipped one.
the Spider-Man Far From Home,
So what's your beef with that, Will?
which comes out July 5th.
Okay,
Okay, before I say
there's
that,
a few things
Wait,
they
wait.
can do with it.
What
wait,
is
wait,
it?
this is
What
what
is
I'm gonna say. Endgame comes out April 26th. Captain Marvel comes out March 8th, and that's gonna be the last. That's the last.
So Captain Marvel's gonna come first?
So it's gonna Captain Marvel first, Endgame second,
No.
and then Far From Home third.
So they really are gonna expect you to watch Captain
so
Marvel.
so kind of put that into perspective
you.
of what Far From Home might be.
So we're on.
Shut up!
But we're talking
I'm
about.
already
Far
pissed.
From Home. We're just
The Far
focus
From
on Far From Home.
What do you think about it? What do you think it's gonna be?
I really liked Homecoming. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like Spider-Man's on a different planet. I hope it's a different planet.
I'm gonna go.
I don't want it to be the Venom. I don't want it to be Venom.
I think it's gonna be that.
I don't think it's gonna be Venom. I think it's gonna be Mysterio. I'm pretty sure it's Mysterio.
that would be
Actually,
a
I'm pretty
good
sure it's
one.
Mysterio.
On a different planet, right?
No, I'm pretty sure the beginning villain is Mysterio, and we're not, and they haven't.
I mean,
given
that's a
us the rest
classic,
of the
so I'm
movie,
okay with that.
And they haven't given us any more.
But I don't
That
want
would
it.
That's
be
what's
pretty
happening.
dope.
I don't
would
want it to
like
be on
that.
Earth.
The only reason I say that is because there were things on set, released photos on set,
Mhm.
where there was a guy that had this mask that was kind of like
Fishbowl?
Yeah, and then also the guy, I don't remember his
Could it have been Chameleon?
He
He has kind of a weird thing.
I don't
too.
remember. It's something Beck. I think, like Gillian Beck, or in the cartoon, Mysterio's real name. But there's a character playing that person in the movie. So I'm thinking Mysterio. I'm thinking Mysterio's the
Yeah.
first villain. But what I think that anything they've teased was on purpose, and they allowed to get out, because I think there's
Kinda.
another half of a movie.
I heard.
that we're missing.
I heard.
You
I
know
heard
what
the
mean?
actor
Yeah.
for
I don't know what else to expect.
the actor for Spider-Man's not good at keeping secrets.
He's not, dude. He
Tom
leaked.
Holland's.
Yeah, Tom Holland. He leaked.
He's a
he
great
leaked-
Spider-Man. I actually
Oh, I
like.
love-
Yeah, he's not bad.
And I love the
But-
fact he can do all this shit on the ground and do
Yeah.
flips, and he's agile.
One
I
thing
love
though,
that.
he's not Ultimate Spider-Man.
Nah,
They lied.
Nah, he's
They
not.
fucking lied.
Nah, he's more like
He's
he's
bitch Spider-Man.
more like I haven't learned all my powers, Spider-Man.
He's literally back to. Oh, we're not rebooting the series. Oh, then why the fuck did he go through the tutorial on his suit then?
Do you think Ben?
Oh, I only know how to use one web, not 15,000.
He hacked him though. That was
Yeah.
cool, but
That
he
was
had
stupid,
to.
though,
But he had
Josh.
to use Tony's.
You had to
ideas.
admit.
Yeah.
They said it was Ultimate
but-
Spider-Man, Josh.
But he does
Remember
get,
that?
He does get the
He's not.
suits and everything.
He's not Ultimate
And
Spider-Man.
it's Far From Home. He might get the
He-
Venom suit.
He
might
gets the
get,
Iron Spider.
Yeah.
He gets the
He
Iron
already has
Spider.
it.
I don't think that we'll see the Venom thing,
Which makes no
because I
sense.
think they're waiting to see
Why?
what happens with Venom.
Because that's not the
Because he
Ultimate
knows
Spider-Man.
he knows Iron Man. Iron Man already gave him a suit. Why not upgrade it?
But the Ultimate Spider-Man is not the one who wears the fucking Iron Spider suit.
Maybe it is now.
Not at the beginning, anyways. He wears the regular suit, and then he wears the black suit, and then he wears some other shit.
Well,
But
maybe
at least in
that's
that
what-
order.
That's my theory.
So
Maybe
what-
Far
so what-
From Home is he goes.
what does
to
that
It's the
mean?
same as Dragon
and he
Ball.
meets-
When
and
they
that's-
change shit,
and that's
I
how
don't
it
like
happens,
it.
and that's how fucking he becomes.
I'm sorry,
Far
I don't
From
like
Home.
change.
I'm calling it
So
right
what-
now. No, this is what I'm saying.
What happens?
This is what I'm saying. Maybe he goes to Frisco. He like gets refocused, and he's in high school, and they go to like, I don't know.
School?
He's graduating high school, so he's like, I want to go somewhere else. Let's go to California. Gets reverted back. Everything, whatever happens in Endgame and Captain Marvel makes sense. He's in New York. Maybe he's done with high school. He wants to move out. He gets a career with maybe taking the pictures. California, San Francisco. What's the second better place in New York? I guess I mean, you can do it in San Francisco. There's a
I
bunch
like
of
the
buildings and
theory. I
everything.
do.
And then he ends up meeting Venom.
So you mean
They
like a whole
fight.
new story?
They fight,
Whole new story.
No, he's
They
just
end
saying.
up
He's
fighting,
just saying this is what
and
I'm
then
imagining.
this is what you were saying. This is what you guys were saying. Both of you guys were saying that or somebody was saying that when he gets Venom's blood gets on Carnage or what's his name?
That's what he was saying about
Yeah.
that. That's how he's made. It's
So
like
maybe,
from like
maybe
a DNA.
that happens.
I wasn't saying that.
You
No,
said
that's-
the DNA.
Spider-Man
thing.
was not involved in that.
Well,
No. He's
wait,
saying
that's the
about
whole.
Carnage.
That's the whole thing. That's how they mix up the Sony versus.
I don't
So they
think
have
Ben.
so that way
I-
Venom would be able to come into the Marvel universe.
They already say he's not though. Right?
I don't think.
They probably did, but what's
But-
It's like
stopping
with
them
Deadpool.
from what's stopping them from?
I think that eventually
Crossover.
they will.
$1 billion contract.
I mean, they're already
that's
trying.
a lot of money.
They
Ben.
already are trying to get X-Men in there, and there are already rumors that they
Right.
are going to be in the new one.
My point
with
is,
the possible-
Sony already owns. They have a contract. Marvel is not going to do anything to fuck with that. Because it's a lot of money, Ben. It's like
For
$1
the
billion.
record, though,
I'm not saying
but
it's
for
not,
the record,
but-
though, Sony allowed them to use Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So
They paid
the
him a fuck ton.
but the
What's-
idea is
I mean, they
that
let them use Marvel.
eventually,
Or Venom.
I think that
They had already bought. They had already owned the rights for
So
Venom and Spider-Man, and then
What's
Marvel
stop-
bought
that's
it back.
true.
Well,
That's true.
My
well,
point is, they're
They
not going to do
didn't get
anything
him
to
back
fuck that
though.
up.
They didn't get anything back though. They just negotiated.
Marvel's pretty careful
well,
as far as like
at the same
messing
time,
with
it
the people
is
who
still
pay
Marvel.
them.
So what's stopping them from crossing those universes up?
themselves.
Just
Themselves.
the contract. Just the contract.
I can
As of
say
Themselves.
now.
They
Just
already
as
they
of
had
now.
they planned this through.
But however,
Venom's not involved.
however,
He's not.
I don't think Venom's going to be involved in Homecoming. They are
Well, so it
going
wouldn't really
to
make
combine
sense.
Venom.
It wouldn't
later.
make sense.
I think if Venom
Right
can-
now, it wouldn't make sense.
Not right now, but I think
I
that
agree.
down the line that when they're successful,
Well, you got to
They're
see what
gonna do
happens
it.
in a.
What do you mean successful? They're already
Endgame,
successful.
they're only here. Yeah.
Does
Yeah,
Venom not do
that's
it?
on Venom. That's on Venom.
These are all.
Oh, you mean
just-
like a couple Venoms in?
These are all just theories. It's not just like what's gonna happen.
I don't think they're gonna tie Venom into anything
want them
Infinity
to.
War and
Shit,
Spider-Man.
that'd be so
At least
sick.
not for a little bit, because
Well, that's
Venom
what-
right now has already been
after-
separated.
So who are your villains
After,
then?
wait, what I'm
That's
saying,
why they put him in a different
after Endgame.
state.
After Endgame, there's probably not going to be whoever. There might not be any more Captain Marvel or Captain America or Thor
Well, there's
or
not.
Iron Man.
There's not.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like after that, like who knows what kind of direction? I mean, Sony still has the rights to Spider-Man.
true.
So what's stop? I mean, they
Who knows
could
what they
still
decided-
could still introduce Spider-Man.
Well,
into
They
the
may
Venom
be reaching
universe.
at that point too.
They-
Wait. This is what I'm saying.
Do they own the rights to Spider-Man?
Hmm.
No.
Right?
Who?
No.
Who? Wait.
Sony
who?
doesn't.
Sony owns Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I was only.
Sony
I thought they
owns
have a.
Spider-Man.
I thought they
No,
have like a
that's why-
Sony
contract
owns Spider-Man. They gave them permission
for the movie.
to be
That's-
used
that's
in,
what I'm saying.
in like a
He
Ford
could
contract
still
deal.
be in the
Tom
Venom
Holland
movie,
got it tied
but-
to that deal.
Okay, so I did say Venom could be on the other universe.
Doesn't
but
Marvel
if
own
they
Spider-Man?
can't. They can't. I mean, they're both Marvel.
They're
They're
both
his
Marvel.
character-
They're
Yeah.
Marvel, but they got sold off during the 90s and
For the
early
movies only,
2000s,
right?
For the movies and
Comic
comic
books.
book wise, it's all the same shit now.
It's all
It's
Marvel.
still Marvel. It's
Okay.
still Marvel. But
That's why I was like, wait,
the
but
characters,
they own the characters
they
IP.
own, I think they own cinema. They
Intellectual
own cinema.
property.
They own the cinema property.
Sony
Yeah,
still has.
okay, yeah. They own the
Sony-
movie rights.
Sony
Yes.
still. Yeah, Sony
Yeah.
still has Spider-Man.
So yeah, Ben's
I just
right
meant
about
like
that.
Marvel's the original creator of
Definitely,
Spider-Man.
definitely.
I bet they could void that contract, but they'd have to pay a bunch.
I mean, but I was
In
saying.
the end of the day, they
Sony-
could be like,
Sony
all right,
could still.
here's your $2 bill. Fuck
Sony could
off.
still introduce Spider-Man into Venom's universe. Is what I'm saying, right?
I think that Venom is going to get introduced, like Ben's saying,
He
but
maybe
not right
he
now.
might not be
Not
on-
right now.
Wait. What I'm saying,
It
he
wouldn't
might
fit
not.
right now.
He might not get introduced into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No, not right
just
now.
the Sony Marvel Universe.
You mean like
Spider-Man?
with Spider-Man?
Yeah,
and
with
stuff.
Spider-Man
We may
and
just see him in a
That's
Spider-Man
what I was
movie.
trying to say.
I think that you're right
Oh.
about that. and
Okay,
I
so
definitely
I
think
did-
down the
I
line
did-
right
I
there.
Maybe
did-
that's what Carnage is going to be in.
That's what I that's what I was trying to say
Woody
earlier.
Harrelson
I
Carnage?
said,
Why not?
I said, I
No.
said Venom being into the.
Actually, now that I think about that, that kind of might make sense.
That's what I was trying to say, but I
can see that.
said introducing
Because if they
Venom
introduce
into
Spider-Man
the
and Venom at the
MCU.
It's
same
not right
time.
away. It's just not right away. I don't think they'll do it right away. I don't think we'll see it in Homecoming. I don't
Far
think
From
we'll see
Home,
it-
you mean?
Or sorry, Far
That's
From Home.
just what I was thinking.
No, I like it
Yeah.
because I do because I would want them to
What
go
I'm
that
saying is,
direction
Far
as a
From
fan.
Home, what he's saying, and Carnage
Definitely
and
a good
Spider-Man
one, yeah.
kind of all fit together in a way.
In the
Oh, yeah.
Sony
Now that I think
universe.
about it, it
Yeah,
does
the
make
Sony,
sense.
yeah,
Yes.
And if
I thought you were saying mix them together.
you know how sick it would be if Venom was in it and they didn't
won't.
tease it in any way? You know how insane it would be to see Tom Hardy beat the shit out of Tom Holland after he went in that interview and said, I can take on Tom Holland one-on-one, so it would make sense for us to do a movie. I was like...
Spider-Man said that?
No. Venom said that.
Yeah,
Tom Hardy did an interview and he was like, what would be great is that when you look at me and you look at Tom Holland, you know I'd win a fist fight. And I was like, I want to see this so much more. And he was
Spider-Man's
like,
a little ass kid.
why wouldn't you want to see my Tom
He's
Hardy?
like got my body type compared to like a real bodybuilder.
Yeah, so he was like, why wouldn't you want to see...
Somebody who's really
So I like that
fit.
theory, actually, man. I hope they would go that way. I don't think they're that creative.
I hope so.
I don't think they are.
We'll
But
see.
I think they planned it a long time ago.
what do you think that movie will be? A prediction, 1 out of 10.
Homecoming?
Yeah.
Critic?
Not Homecoming.
Critic or
Far From
regular
Home.
people?
Far from Rome.
Far From Home.
What I said.
You
I really
heard
think.
it
I really
again.
think that either he's gonna be in Frisco and he's gonna be fighting some villain in Frisco. Maybe it's Mysterio.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like end credits,
Or Carnage.
He meets, or maybe towards the end, he meets
Or
like
Carnage.
Venom and Spider-Man are fighting Mysterio to try to kind of like. And then
Or
all of a sudden,
Dormammu.
they could. I don't know, but what I'm saying though is they. I don't know.
Dude,
they fight,
what if-
and then they get like.
You know what'd be
Carnage somehow
crazy?
gets like involved in.
I like that.
Can I say one
Or
thing?
maybe Carnage is like becoming Carnage in that movie, and towards the end,
Oh,
he's,
yeah.
like,
Well, that's
he's
not,
like this setup villain. Like
I would,
not-
but if even
Because doesn't
whether
he
it's
get
not happening
henchmen?
or not, I like
doesn't he
that.
get henchmen?
Yeah, but the thing is, Will actually just brought up something that you just brought up on accident. You said, doesn't he get henchmen? You met Carnage and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Carnage gets henchmen because of Dormammu.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because he was like, what if it's Dormammu? And then that would really support your
That-
theory for
but that's the
another
thing,
movie.
But
Wait,
it's
'cause that would
not-
be
wait,
nuts.
That's the MCU though.
Wait.
It's not the Sony.
But hold on, if they remember,
What
they
if they-
sacrificed Spider-Man to be like,
That's
I
true.
want to be included in the MCU.
That's
They
true.
may very well end up doing it with Venom if everybody's like, I want to see a Venom Spider-Man
And
movie
it
with
depends
those
what
actors.
they do with Endgame, and you know what I mean.
Oh my
Like,
God, we never
Marvel.
know. Yeah,
So,
like who knows who's alive by the end of that movie too?
or like what they.
What if they say that this next movie is before Doctor Strange happened?
Wait, which one? Which one?
The
Captain
next-
America
The next Spider-Man movie.
before Doctor Strange? Oh,
It
I
would
don't
tie
know.
in so well.
I don't think they will
Wait,
because
no, but
that would be
if
sick.
you think about it though, Doctor Strange only gets involved. Okay, they already fucked up Doctor Strange's story. Let's be fair. They fucked him up a little bit, but it was a really good movie. I'll give him that. But like, Doctor Strange only encounters Dormammu like a few times, and one of the times is with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And like, so they've already kind of associated him with Doctor Strange's movie. Is that part of the MCU? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
So I also bring up one thing real quick to help.
And they
Ben.
hinted at Carnage, which the first
Well-
time Carnage comes is when Dormammu.
So Ben, you know how you're like, what if Venom's in it? So one of
That
the
made
big,
me hella think about it. I
One of
was
the
like,
big
whoa.
theories that came out with Far From Home was on set there was a Spider-Man scene in a black suit. That's it right there, right? So everybody was like, "Holy shit, Venom's gonna be in it," and they were like, "Wait, hold on." what
Venom
if
doesn't
it's-
have to be in it.
No, I mean, not Venom. Black suit Spider-Man will be in it. So, but then they brought up
Symbiote Spider-Man.
What if this isn't? What if this is Spider-Man Noir inspired, and he has a cloak suit? Because his suit had cloaking abilities.
It didn't look like that though.
No,
He
but
kinda-
no. But you're seeing a picture that a fan made for the tile.
What
But he
if
the
didn't
tile.
look like
What if
symbiote
you-
Spider-Man.
No. But what they did was for filming, they filmed a black suit. So when they filmed him, they could eliminate the negative space and apply a glare effect. That's why you would use black, like how I do with this background. It allows me to eliminate everything from the back. You know what I mean? So when
Maybe
I
got
stand,
back.
when I stand in front of it, it looks like I'm just in the pit. There's nothing
Yeah.
else there. It looks like I'm in an abyss,
Yeah.
right? So they did the same thing for filming. That's not a technique.
I really hope they don't tie Newer Spider-Man.
I don't
into
think they're
anything,
doing
'cause he's the worst one.
No. I don't think they're tying him in. I think that they simply added cloaking gear to his spider suit in the scene because in the scene he's standing on a roller coaster or a high wire and he's invisible.
What if the next Spider-Man is Spider-Man 2029 or
Unlimited.
Unlimited?
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
That would be
Because
nuts.
Far From Home could hint at Earth 2.
So I just thought you guys would like to see that because
Huh?
Did you say he wasn't the?
so there's
ultimate,
and they're
saying.
saying
He's not
Jake
the Unlimited
Gyllenhaal
or
is going to
the
be
You
Mysterio.
just said he might have been the.
So, and they're saying Jake Gyllenhaal's going to be Mysterio. That's who the guy.
What?
Yes.
What? You don't even ever see his face. They better not show his face, hella.
He was the stunt artist.
Why? Because
Okay, we're not going to watch
Wow.
this
okay,
bullshit.
So we'll
We'll move on from there. My bad.
So it's all good.
You never see Mysterio's face, though.
You
Ever.
do in the cartoons. I don't know the comics. You see him a little bit.
But I mean,
You see him when he's steaming over Peter Parker and Spider-Man. Peter Parker always getting his pictures. Spider-Man. Anyways, we'll move on.
So
this is a segment that's dragged on.
I don't remember his
So
face.
John Wick 3.
Great.
Yeah,
Awesome.
You guys trying to see that
I
one?
love the first two.
Yeah,
Although I didn't like seeing that dog die.
that did suck. It's a very.
But
big
he
game.
got his revenge.
Yeah,
He
killed
fucked-
everybody.
He killed everybody. To be fair, I would too.
and he did
Kill
all
my
his
dog,
own
I'd probably-
stunts.
I'd probably kill anybody.
He's
involved.
doing all his own stunts.
No one kills my dog.
I don't know if there's a trailer for it.
For
Dude,
which one?
Oh, never mind.
John Wick 3.
And then
I don't think there is.
Hellboy 2.
Hellboy. It's not Hellboy 2. It's a new one.
Or Hellboy.
Yeah, it's a new one. It's a whole new one.
Would you guys want to? You guys kind of.
What do you
I
think?
want to watch it, but I'm hesitant.
What do you
Because it's different character. Different actor.
Yeah,
Different face.
yeah. That guy.
So-
It looks like he nailed the makeup effects.
Yeah.
Whoever did the makeup
Wow.
effects.
It
nailed
looks a little weird.
His head is a bit weird. It kind of
I
reminds
don't like
me
how
of,
his voice.
You
and
can
the-
actually look it up to have the trailer.
Yeah.
You guys remember that hella old movie with Tom Cruise and he's like a fucking weird ass guy that lives in the woods? Like a little fairy.
Who? Tom Cruise? I just watched it the other day. It's called Legend.
Yeah,
It's called
Where-
Legend.
where
It's
he
what-
kills
it's
the
Tim
devil?
Curry plays
Yeah.
the devil. It's
Did you
the-
notice how the new Hellboy looks a lot like that devil?
Dude,
Kind of.
hold
The head
on.
shape.
Wait.
The head shape is very similar. It's
Hold
like
on, wait.
small
I
at
just
the
wanna-
jaw and then really big at the top.
I just want to point out how epic they did in this film.
Oh, yeah,
and
it's
he's
really
considered
good.
one of the best devils
Oh,
ever
yeah.
done
Yeah.
in film watch.
No, I know. Yeah, The Last Unicorn too, right? Isn't that one?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Look at him, dude. Tell me that's not a
Wait,
scary fucking
It's called
devil.
Legend, not
It's
The
called
Last
Legend.
Unicorn.
No,
What's
it's
The Last
called Legend.
Unicorn?
Yeah.
There's a unicorn in it. He's
Yeah.
hunting the unicorns. The
horns.
horns allow him to have allow him to leave the darkness. I just
Yeah.
watched it the other day. I
So
literally.
it's not called The Last Unicorn?
No, it's called
No.
Legend. It's called Legend.
Yeah,
I just
it's
watched
called
it.
Legend.
I remember this movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking drop, by the way.
That's what I was
because just
saying.
watched
It really does. His new face kind of looks like that to me. Because it's very small at the bottom and then really big at the top. Look at
Are
it.
you serious?
See? Very small at the
Oh, I
bottom
can see that.
and
I
then
can see
big at the
that.
top.
Yeah,
It's
I can
very
see it.
similar.
His,
Except
I
without
was
the
thinking
horns.
his horns. That's
Yeah.
why I was like, oh, what?
He doesn't have horns until
You're
the
right,
end,
you're
obviously.
right.
Is ever
Just like the first
been-
Hellboy.
His horns are more in front as the
Yeah.
Legend horns are on the side. But if you think about facial
Kinda like growing
features,
up back
The
on
shape is very
Yeah.
similar. It's very skinny here at the jaw. And then as far as like face, I'm on your side.
He looks a little funky though. I'm not gonna lie.
it's just how he sounds to me.
It's actually the
how he
proportions.
sounds, and yeah, it doesn't. It just doesn't.
He doesn't
fit.
look big enough.
We fight against
No,
His
it's
upper
not
body.
that. It's just honestly, it's the makeup. Like it's a cosmic.
Maybe it's the hair. Yeah, it is. His
For
face
the-
is scratched.
whatever-
It's like he's been doing heroin all year ever since we haven't seen him. And
You
now
know,
his face is
you know
all
what it
scrunched
probably
up.
is?
serious.
It's probably because it's super high definition, so it makes the makeup really hard to like fit in.
Yeah.
You become the best.
I also don't think this is a very good trailer.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
bad.
Why
not
do
very
they
well
use
done.
the same music as like
It's just
every
not well
trailer?
done. Yeah, it's just not well done. I feel like they could have done more justice to this.
They're trying to make it seem too action packed.
Yes, I think they should have just had fun with it and just like let it flow.
It smashes things real good.
Wow.
See, like that was stupid. They combined two parts of it.
Why do they make him seem like an idiot? He's not even that dumb. He's actually pretty smart.
Whoa, that was pretty tough.
That looked like some fucking Silent Hill shit.
Right.
Only hope.
I feel like that's gonna be cringy.
Well, I've seen the cartoon, and that's exactly how the cartoon is.
I feel like when she uses the thunder fire power,
You call it
it's
monsters.
gonna be hella
Have you
cringy.
seen that cartoon about the Blood Princess, the Vampire Princess, or whatever it's called? That's what this originally was called, was the Blood Princess. Or something.
No, I was talking about,
Hellboy, the Blood Princess.
When, not her, I was talking about what's her name, the chick who uses fire magic, or fire.
The girl from the last one.
Well, she's basically gonna like evolve her power to use lightning, because lightning is actually a type of fire.
Yeah, that's
plasma.
like in Last Airbender too.
It's like the highest level. I think you got that. That's where I learned that
Yeah.
from, dude.
All right, so what do you got on
So
the
the next one is
before we
the,
geek out hard?
So John Wick, May 17th, Hellboy, April 12th.
1 out of 10. Ben.
I'm more
John
excited
Wick
for
3.
John Wick.
What about you, Ben? John Wick, 1 out of 3.
I'm gonna say 1 out of 3.
Yeah, I mean 1 out of 10. I'm sorry.
I was like, what?
That's a weird scale. That's a weird scale. Sorry, I wasn't giving you many options.
I'm gonna say 7.
What about you, Ben? Will?
I hope for an 8.
An 8? You hope for an 8?
I
I don't
hope
know.
for an
The other two were pretty damn
Because I
good.
like the
So let's
first
keep our
one,
hopes up.
Yeah,
Even though a lot of people didn't like the second one, I like the second one still, too.
Hell yeah.
they're pretty good. So,
Second was a little bit different, but
yeah.
it was alright.
Hellboy. You just saw the trailer.
What do you think?
Uh,
1 out of 10. Will? It's hard to judge based on that trailer, by the way.
Yeah.
Just so anybody who hasn't seen it.
I
Probably like a 6 or a 7.
yeah, I'll give it a 7.
Higher.
7? Okay.
I feel
like
like it's
that.
better.
Okay.
It's not like no
else?
fucking
Joker.
Okay, I'm going to give that movie a 3 out of 10 before anybody says
Joker.
anything. Go ahead.
What?
3 out of
What's
10.
Yes,
I'm
because...
What
giving
is it?
that one a fucking 8 out of 10.
What
Why
is
is that? The Joker movie about Joker.
It looks. So
So
pretty
Will
crazy. It
hasn't
looks really
seen the
Joker
Oh, I
movie.
saw the picture. I saw the guy's face as the Joker.
I just want to point out that
I didn't see the
Todd
trailer.
McFarlane brought up something very valuable that I was like, this is exactly why I've hated all these movies that have come out. They keep saying, we're going to make a dark movie. We're going to make this dark movie. And Todd McFarlane said it. These aren't my words. I just happen to relate to them. When somebody says dark, or this is going to be a crazy schizophrenic movie, they don't mean the same words to me as they do to them. They mean dark like it's going to be a step up from Deadpool or Logan, right?
Yeah.
I think dark and I'm like, like
Logan?
like
Logan
Todd,
was the worst fucking X-Men movie they ever
what I'm
created.
saying is though the cringiness of it, the cringe and everything.
No, you don't mean
about it-
cringe. You mean like gritty,
gritty. Thank you.
like
Yeah.
violent.
Thank you. Yes, they think that that's
Cringe
dark,
is totally
and
different.
they're talking about this as
Is that the
being
trailer?
yes.
So
and-
is it going to
and-
show him like put a gun in somebody's mouth and blow their brains out?
No, dude, look at the makeup already. I'm like, dude, they
That
could
looks
have.
dope. You don't like
it
it?
looks-
Original Joker. That's
It
fine.
looks dope if there's going to be a scene that's going to be extremely violent right here than in here. So I just
I fully tried before.
If it's not violent, basically, you're not going to like
I
it.
know it's not that it's not violent. It's just that when they're telling everybody, hey, it's going to be dark.
I like how it's the same ad every time.
If it's going to be dark, and you're going to promote it like this is the darkest.
Is it rated R?
Is it one? Is it rated R? That's my question. 2, is your dark like my dark, or is your dark like it's a step up from Deadpool and Logan?
PG-13.
Thank you. And whether it's PG-13 or R, is it a step up from Logan or Deadpool?
I do think he's a good pick, though.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, right?
Yeah, and it won't be his fault that he fell. Just like Jared Leto, he was a good pick. Terrible writers.
He wasn't good.
He just had terrible writers. Like,
But Ben, we can't trust your opinion. You like the last
Okay,
guy. It's like the worst one.
Let's just watch this real quick.
He did a
it's
good.
just a teaser. But
Johnny
you know what I
Cash.
read about that right there? About that teaser right there?
Mm.
Just before the rest of it starts or whatever the rest of this is. Hopefully
It
it's
wasn't
not
even
clickbait.
intended to be that.
That right there wasn't intended to even be a teaser. It was just him doing test footage with and without the makeup in front of a camera with the camera doing that flickering effect.
Yeah.
Really?
That was originally what I read about the trivia. So I'm not just going into this being judgmental. Just
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
I've read a lot of good little
I watched
tidbits.
it before.
Joaquin Phoenix and
The
River
little-
Phoenix, amazing actors. River Phoenix for all the kids he OD'd back in the day in front of a
Yeah.
club that Johnny Depp owned. Like,
Fuck.
nutty. But anyways, go on.
Spit?
I think that this might be a...
She have crack?
I don't even know why it's filmed like this. When I look at it like this, I'm like, I think that this is not a final trailer. I think it's a...
It's raw, like a set. Just,
Yeah, I think it's a set footage. I think it's set footage.
bonus footage.
See, because you can't hear him and shit, so I think it's set footage. But look at him. I mean, that's him. That's him on
Dude,
set
that
doing
looks
his
pretty
thing.
dope. It's supposed to be like old school.
It's old
so-
school. It's based. He's older than Batman in the comics. That Joker is significantly older than Batman, like by like 15 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that he'd be based
'Cause
15
he was
years.
he was like a Joker was originally a
He was originally Red Hood or whatever, or whatever. But anyways,
No, he was-
I think 3 out of 10. What do you think, Ben?
he worked for the Red
Based
Hood,
on what
right?
you just seen and based
I
on
mean,
what
it doesn't
you know.
come over.
Ritz-
It doesn't come out till
Black Skull.
the
Didn't he
end
work
of
for
the
Black
next
Mask?
year. So
What do you think?
It's
2019 release?
not gonna come out till October, so we'll come back
That's
to
cool.
it. But I think I'm looking forward to it. I like.
You like what you see?
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
cool.
Like,
That's cool.
He looks
That's
good. He
what's
looks like he'd be a good Joker. So
We'll
That
see
right
what we
there
get.
was
We'll see what we get
weird to
more
me.
later.
Yeah,
I see what
definitely.
you're saying.
That looked
I
weird
see
to
what
me,
you're saying.
so
So, all right, what was
it
it?
was yeah. What was it? Oh.
I was like, what?
Alright, so the top anime for the 2018, a lot of people, I looked it up, and a lot of people are liking the My Hero Academia or Academy season 3.
Oh, that'd be sick.
I think Radiant is gonna blow up.
Would it be in English or sub? Or
So
would it be English or sub? And
no one even knows what Radiant is.
No,
No, I
not that.
don't.
Not
I
that.
don't.
My Hero Academy.
Oh,
Would the
oh,
first season be
It's not in English yet, right?
English or
I think
my-
Maybe the first season is.
The first season is. The second season is not. But if they made a third season, would it be in
I think
English
it's
or
on
sub?
Hulu.
No, it'll be sub first and then English later.
I think it's on Hulu right now. It's English.
The third
The
season?
third
Yeah.
season?
What?
Yeah.
There's a third season and I haven't seen it?
Maybe.
I'm
I'm not too
getting
sure.
down.
No.
You're lying. You're
You're
spreading
lying.
false rumors, clickbait.
You're a
New
mis-
season
I
of
would
My
be
Hero
able to check,
Academy.
but I can't.
Fact check.
Alright, hold up, I'll fact check.
I don't think it has been.
Attack on Titan, the third season came out also. Other attractive animes for 2018 was Goblin Slayer,
It just started.
Violet Evergarden. You ever heard of that? That was like one of the most popular
Netflix.
ones right
Holy crap,
And
he is not lying. Season 3
Devil
of My
Man,
Hero
Crybaby.
Academia or whatever.
Is it in English already?
It's already out. It came out April 7th in Japan in 2018.
That's in Japan though.
I know, but it's probably on Hulu, is
here.
what he's
I was
saying.
talking about English dub.
The
I don't know.
English dub, I think it would be out now.
It usually takes a long time.
It takes a
though.
while, usually. That's why I was
That's what I'm
like,
saying. The first season's the only season in English. So how can the third season be done?
oh, yeah, good
English.
point. Maybe. I
The
don't
second
well, no, I've
season's not
seen
even
shows
English.
do that too. I've seen shows
Right?
do it
Is
too. When Death Note first came out, it
I
was
haven't
like
wa-
they would
I
skip
think it is in-
episodes.
Don't bring up Death Note.
Alright.
It's the worst ending of all anime.
Alright, so
God.
what's
I'm triggered already.
what's Will's top anime list?
Top anime right now is I'm gonna say Black Clover, Hero Academy is up there for sure.
Okay.
I've always liked it, so I'm not gonna say I don't like it. Radiant just started. It's
So
like
what's Radiant about? You were just talking about that. for a
Radiant
second.
is about, it's pretty generic, like entry, like he's basically like, so there are these things called like calamities or like they're basically like monsters that like land from space onto the planet and they just destroy like everything. So like there's these people that are basically like wizards or mages, like witches kind of thing.
Yeah.
They use magic to fucking kill all those things. And like the whole story is about this kid who has horns, and he's a witch, but he's shit. He's shit
He's a
witch.
shit witch.
He just
He's a
destroys
shit witch.
Basically,
We're talking about somebody getting fucked on powers, bro.
sorry, I'm just trying to make it. I'm trying to make it relatable and also simple,
Yeah.
so you guys can get it. Okay, so basically, he tries to help people, and instead he makes it worse. In the first episode, he makes it really worse. He like fucks the whole town. And they're like, I hate you so much. Get out.
Damn, in action.
Dude, they straight up throw rocks at him
I'm glad
because they
you
hate
did
him
that,
so
not
much.
me.
They stone his ass. They throw rocks at his ass and like make him bleed. And then later on, he ends up saving him.
How
Typical.
many seasons is there?
It's just starting.
Uh,
The manga.
Is it
the
anime
manga's-
or manga? It's both of them.
All right, for anybody who knows about anime and manga starts first, and then the anime is just the manga but animated because manga is basically just a comic book.
There you go.
They take the manga and they turn it into an animation. Because if you don't have a manga, it's hella hard because you have to free animate it, which means basically just drawing it by hand,
Yeah.
which is a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot more work.
Yeah, I thought you should put the definition exactly where. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you.
Nah.
Yeah, make notes.
I didn't want to. I
All
wanted
I'm saying is usually manga is first.
just as a note.
In
yeah.
almost Dragon Ball Super, a freak. Because it's one of the only shows that ever came out without a manga.
That's dope.
It's weird.
Well,
And Castlevania.
did
A
you?
couple other things.
Don't
It's
start
a
me with
couple- a couple
Castlevania.
I like it though.
I love it.
Castlevania.
It's
I
a
know,
little
I'll
weird
go-
how they
I'll
made
go
it
off.
Alucard though. They made him like a fucking metrosexual.
So was there any other animes you recommend?
Oh, there's
Yeah,
a
what's
lot.
your list? What's your list though?
Uh,
Top 3 right now.
Top 3, I already said Black Clover, Hero Academy.
And then
Radiant is one of my new ones. I'm getting interested. Oh, there's one more, and that's
Hey, for somebody like myself who's not big on anime, is that worth my time?
which one?
Radiant. If I was like,
Radiant.
like, think about
no,
me.
no, no,
you
no.
know me. You know
okay,
how I
okay.
am.
You want something darker? Helsing.
Okay.
So these are.
Oh, you already say. I know what you're going at now. I see what you. Oh, okay.
It just depends on
I
your
don't know.
taste. So if you want something that's
Okay.
darker, there's a lot of dark animes.
It's not that it's darker, but for someone who's a not.
You want
like,
something darker, Josh. Trust me.
So,
Because
so do you think
because
it'd
if
be
it's
more,
lighter, it's going to be for kids.
more captivating?
Kids.
More captivating. I
Just
see
for
what you're
more
saying.
childish and a lot more like boobs. and
What
stuff
about
like that.
what about you? What about a top 3 that appeals to like somebody who's not like super familiar? What about for you, Ben?
This is old. Is
First, you mean like
Princess
intro?
Mononoke? That's a
No, it's not like an introduction in anime. Just someone who's like, just think how I am. When we talk about Dragon Ball Z, I'm not
If you
balls
want-
deep
if
in
you
the
wanna see,
conversation
like,
with
crazy-
you know,
But
but
you know-
I,
you
but I
kinda
know,
know.
I
Yeah.
know over time, and I've played the games.
You've heard
you know
so
what I
much
mean?
about it, you
and I've
kinda
played
have an
so
idea.
many, yeah, and you guys have educated me here and there, but. When
You're
you
not a
think about
huge
anime,
fan.
you're not going to bring up, dude, Josh watched this one anime and told me about this one anime. There's very rare times like the devil boy or whatever.
Josh,
Yeah.
I think the best one that you would really like, it's like a psychological anime. I'm not gonna lie. It's called Ergo Proxy,
I'll have to look
and
it
it's
up.
a fucking mindfuck.
I'll have to look it
It's
up.
a mindfuck show. Like
Dude, wait,
the whole show, you're just guessing the
So
whole time,
I'm
and at the
curious.
end, you're like,
Wait, I'm curious.
motherfucker.
I'm curious because I brought this up with him, and I was like, and he hadn't seen it, and I was like, oh my god, maybe this is a bad anime. Maybe this is why nobody's watched it or nobody's heard of it. Have you seen the anime, The Crybaby?
Crybaby?
Devil Boy or whatever, Crybaby. It's called Devil Boy Crybaby.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
I have.
yeah, I have.
Devilman
It's on
Crybaby.
Netflix, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah, Devilman
Devilman.
Crybaby.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have seen it.
You haven't seen it? That shit is like super gel, but a legit anime.
Yeah,
that's
that's
nuts.
Top.
But I'll tell you right now that is my
Yeah,
top. My top
came
3
out
right
on
there.
Netflix.
That would be my top 3.
Devilman's a great one. Though.
Hell
I've,
yes.
I've always liked
I
Devilman.
love that shit.
Although
that was
it's not
nuts.
American.
No.
It was never introduced here.
No.
They always changed it.
Netflix was
Really?
lucky.
Devilman was kind of like too hardcore
Pretty
for us. It was too hardcore for us because
Audio for this part. You
it's,
just put
his
it.
name is Devilman, so they couldn't bring it to America.
We got Will's list out there. What was it? What was the first one?
Black Clover.
Black Clover, My Hero Academia, Radiant. So check those out.
There's just one more though.
What's that?
Slime. It's like called like Slime Ken or something like that, and it's basically about like the typical NPC slime. You know, like in the games where you kill slimes in the beginning. It's about one of
I
those
think I remember you telling me
that
about this
becomes
the other day.
it becomes like a crazy ass motherfucker that kills everybody.
Yeah.
It's a really good show. It's really funny. I'm really looking forward to it. It's like 13 episodes so far.
Yeah.
But I read the manga how long ago, so it's like I've been waiting.
Awesome. Yeah, Slime. Check it out. I'll
That's the extra
put a
note
thumbnail out.
mention.
It's right here. The thumbnail.
It's
Look
called
at
like
it.
Slime.
That's good.
It's right over my face. Dude, again, it's over my
I
face.
think it's called like Slime Data Ken or something like that. I don't know.
So,
There's no
just
English
some
translations.
Dragon Ball Z super news for you guys. Broly survives the movie. He survives. Spoilers. He survives.
Does anyone
Let's
want
just say
one?
spoilers.
I'll take one of those.
You take one of these, bro.
Nah, dude, these are too strong for me. I want a
Take
vagina.
Take it.
You don't have to tell me. Take
Take it. Take it.
it.
Broly
Drink.
survives.
Get sick.
Oh no, you take that one. I'll take this. You take that.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Dragon Ball Z movie. I'll edit that out. Dragon Ball Z Super Broly movie. He survives,
Trash.
and I don't know exactly how it ends. And another thing, Will, is the new manga chapter came out,
Don't say that.
and it's introducing
It's all
a new,
fake.
it's
Not
a new
canon.
chapter. It's the manga chapter 43.
Hello. Wait, did they finally catch up to Super?
And they passed it up. It finally passed it up. Josh, if you want to do me a favor and look up the...
So sad.
Which one? What am I looking at?
It's like the only show where the
just
manga.
put Dragon Ball Manga 43.
That's
and
how
it
much
should
of a
pop up
freak
guy.
Super is, Ben.
So pretty much it introduces and makes the whatchamacallit, so the fat guy,
Dragon Ball Z what?
The evil, the good guy.
Dragon Ball Z what?
He was called the good guy.
Dragon Ball Super, my bad. Manga
Or
43.
not a good guy. What was he called? Was he the Elder Kai at that time?
Images maybe.
I think he was the Elder Kai at that time, Ben. Right? Because he had so much good karma stacked up that when Boo absorbed him, he turned into like the fat Boo. Because of all the good karma.
Wait, is it Manga Force?
Explain it though. What am I like?
Okay,
Keep talking.
So so pretty much, remember the cow Shin that Boo fought, the big ass dude that
Who's the original Elder
who
Kai?
got absorbed by Boo that became Big Boo, right?
He was the Elder Kai, right? At
No,
the
no,
time?
no. Remember because there was like North Kai, South Kai. Remember that filler episode?
No, this is before that.
Wait. That Boo saw that episode where Boo fought all the Kyle Shins and
Yeah.
killed a couple of them, and he
I thought
So-
that fat Kai was the Elder Kai at the time.
he
was like the oldest.
He probably is. I don't
Yeah,
remember.
he was
that.
the one with the most good karma.
Him and that big Kai fight this new fucking guy, and he's a big
It's actually perfect.
Billy
You can't
Goat.
see it on there.
yeah, he's a big Billy Goat, and he has big horns. He has big horns and everything, and he absorbs a planet like what should we call it? Like Goku does with the
Spirit Bomb.
yeah, Spirit Bomb, the Macau Shin or whatever, and he absorbs it, adds to his power, and Fat Boo pretty much Fat Cow Shin seals him away, and he after he seals him away with all his like most of his God Ki, and this happened 5 million years before Majin Buu.
Wait. So the... Wait.
They
So we're
explain-
talking about the original... We're talking about these characters from that movie?
So what was filler in the anime became canon.
Filler and Z?
Filler in Z.
Filler and Z is more canon than Super.
Well, Super.
Joke's on Super fans.
And then another thing, they in the manga they talk about. Oh well, we did meet another super strong person that was a Saiyan. Talking
Broly?
about the Broly, but they don't.
The
show-
Broly.
They're talking about the Broly.
That badass Broly.
No, I'm just kidding. No, but
Snerdcast.
Shnerd.
Shnerd.
No, but with the Broly, they pretty much. Long story short, they added those Kaioshins and they made them canon, and we're gonna get a new.
Ben.
So pretty much the end of the manga with Goku searching for this guy because the Galactic Patrol people were.
I just want to point out the community said what was canon and what wasn't canon.
Oh, yeah.
So nothing was ever canon. Nothing was ever confirmed to be true or false. Because Akira Toriyama doesn't even remember what Super Saiyan 2 is, so who the fuck cares what he thinks?
By the way, people who don't know,
I'm triggered.
Toriyama did forget that Super Saiyan 2
2 was the thing.
he thought Super Saiyan 3 was Super Saiyan 2.
He forgot about Super Saiyan 2, basically.
Yeah, and he didn't.
Because he has Alzheimer's.
Yeah, it's bad. It's all bad. Recording starting. So we're talking about Captain Marvel right now. Captain Marvel. We saw the trailer. Initial thoughts.
I think it'll be better than Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. You compared it because it's female to female? Or?
Hmm?
Yeah. Okay.
What's wrong with that?
It's,
Wait, you actually think it's
social
gonna be better
justice
than
for-
Wonder Woman? Really, Wonder Woman was probably one of the best superhero films other than Black Panther to come out in a while.
Guess what? I didn't like it.
Well, what do you think? What do you think?
It was boring.
What do you think it's gonna explain?
Wonder
in
Woman?
It
terms
was the
of-
same. It was like Superman. Like they just did the most
Well,
generic
we're-
story.
We're talking about.
I was talking about Wonder Woman though.
Okay, we're talking
What about
about
Captain Marvel?
Yeah,
What,
yeah.
do you think it's gonna be better? Than
I
it?
think it's gonna be better than Wonder Woman. I
That's good.
hope, because I thought I just watched the Wonder Woman animated movie, and then the Wonder Woman movie came out, which was the exact same
thing.
story.
It was the same thing.
It was exactly the same.
So, would you have hated Suicide Squad if it was that way? Or would it have been better? It would have been better.
It would have been better
There it is.
because if it was
It's
Assault on
hard
Arkham,
yeah.
the first Suicide
That's
Squad
what I'm saying.
movie,
That's
it would have
I'm
been better because we would have Batman.
at least a good
Batman
story.
would have made sense. There would have been more Joker.
Yeah.
The movie would have ended with Joker, not no fucking weird ass witch ass lady, whatever the fuck
I
that
agree.
was.
I hell agree.
What about you, Josh? What's your initial thoughts?
Of Captain Marvel,
Yeah.
I'm not excited at all to see that movie. Like,
Really?
it's not because it has nothing to do.
It's not
with
like
it.
Venom for
It's
sure.
it's nothing to do with a girl lead
It is.
or anything
He's
like
wrong.
that.
It
It's
is.
100% to do with the fact that
Established
it's like,
characters are better.
No, it's just that
Well, I think
I'm so sick of origin stories in Marvel. and that's what
This one
Captain
is,
Marvel
is really a stretch, though.
And
because she's supposed to be in the 90s and, like, in the
Yeah,
past, and it's like, whoa.
Oh my
So?
god! And then we wanted to go, and then she's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
our
that's
where's
the
it
savior.
come
stretch.
from, though?
I don't think that's the stretch. I think the stretch is trying to fit it.
Wait, no. Why
Exactly.
didn't they? Why
She's
did?
from the past.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask. What would you guys rather watch? Her in the past, leading up to this amazing Avengers movie we
Or
just
just
seen,
her showing
or
up.
how about
It's still
her
going to be
just
her
showing
showing
up to the Avengers,
To
no
be
matter
fair,
what, no
it's
matter
still
what,
gonna be that
no
way.
matter what. But how about we see?
because she wasn't in the first
Wouldn't
part.
you? But wouldn't you have seen her rather just show up? The Avengers come out,
Okay.
and then the next movie be the aftermath.
With
Captain Marvel.
I would.
You know what I mean
Totally
of
right.
her.
Without a movie of her, I would love to see a just that little thing.
They
the
can't
little-
make her an important part
No,
of
the
Endgame.
Sam Jackson. You know what I mean? Sam
They better
Jackson
not.
does the thing.
Phone call. He calls her.
And then she just shows up in the Endgame. So
Yes.
that would have been dope. That would
And
have
then,
been cool.
and then,
Instead of having-
and then
But
Captain Marvel could have been a aftermath of the Avengers.
do you think one of
That's
the,
my opinion.
Do you think one of the
Opinion.
Skrulls was in the Nazi parade or the Hydra parade? I said Nazi.
For sure.
Cut
Well,
that out.
same thing.
For
It's
sure.
the same thing.
That-
They've
But
been
I got it,
infiltrating.
yeah.
They have
Um,
been infiltrating us for a
so,
long time in
okay,
the comic books. So
that-
yeah,
That kind of leads into one
Plays
of my
into it.
questions.
but
Who do you
Captain
think-
Marvel, no.
Who do you think is Captain Marvel's main enemy in this movie?
Super Scroll.
Oh, it's gonna be a Super Skrull or something.
Super
Super
Scroll's
Skrull.
pretty powerful.
It's got to be like a.
It's
Skrull.
pretty powerful.
It's got to be a Skrull.
Shul?
Yeah, it's Super Skrull.
Honestly, if Endgame ends with her
Negative,
killing,
I don't know.
if Endgame ends with her like beating Thanos, and that's how it ends.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry. I
well,
didn't mean to skip.
we're good,
I thought
we're good.
I didn't know we were going.
I
back to
agree
it.
with what Will said. I think that
better
in
not.
general, the main villain.
She better not
will
play
be
a huge
Skrulls.
role.
It'll just be Skrulls
Well,
in there, and I
it's-
think she does play a big role in the game. But
I
anyways,
only have a few more questions.
Horrible.
With the Captain Marvel. Are Skrulls messing with the? Do you think any of the Skrulls were messing with the Avengers or like any of their plots? Or,
I think so. When Tony Stark had his visions,
you think
every
that's,
time, I think it was a Skrull like infection or something.
But
No,
well, do you think?
What?
Here's another. Wait.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, she gave him.
That
the,
was in a Civil
Do you
War.
think
Or
that's a Skrull?
Age
Is
of Ultron?
how?
Age of Ultron. Sorry.
Do you think is a
So what were you
the
talking about?
war?
Talking about before, after the aftermath of him dreaming all these horrible dreams and stuff, I think that might be Skrull related, not just PTSD.
What if,
Thanos
what if the
is
Skrulls?
kinda-
What if the Skrulls had something to do with the?
He came from space.
That's true.
What if the Skrulls had something to do with splitting up the Avengers?
Or Dude, what if they were hinting
Okay,
at
they
Galactus the whole
okay,
time?
wait.
Holy
I'll-
shit!
Wait, can I drop a theory here that I read online about that?
Go for it.
That's crazy. You brought it up. So one of the theories is
'Cause
that
Galactus
in
could kill
Endgame-
everybody.
That in the end game, what happens is because you know how Galactus was created was one of the stones, and he becomes Galactus from within one of those stones, right? Another
And he
one
devours
is
planets.
yeah, but another one is that's not the only one. Another one is he was an astronaut from Earth like 52
Yeah.
or some shit,
Yeah.
and he went into this place. It blew up.
Black
he ended
hole.
up combining with a black hole or something and becoming Galactus. That's the more origin canon story.
That's his original.
I hope that
story,
that's
I
what
think, right?
happens. But I read a fan theory that said that Galactus comes from within the Adam Warlock will come with it from within the Soul Stone, and that Galactus would come out of repercussions of Thanos' decisions. That's what I read. So there's a very big possibility that Thanos might be defeated by Warlock, Adam Warlock, Galactus, and Captain Marvel. It might be a Treyway.
That's
Yeah,
still
they might.
horrible. Those are all new characters that haven't been established.
Yeah, that.
That's Star Wars syndrome.
Yep. Come on, Marvel isn't always perfect.
It's never
Well,
perfect. It's out.
What do you think? What do you think? So Josh kind of had a little theory about what happened. What do you think happened with Captain Marvel in the movie? Like, what do you think? Why did she disappear in a sense? Or
Why wasn't she? Because she did the same thing Green Lantern did. She left Earth
Yeah.
to go protect her area,
Yeah.
and Earth
Her
wasn't
planet.
that big of
Yeah.
not her planet.
Like her section. Her section
Yeah.
of space.
'Cause she's more like Green Lantern, where she guards a section of the universe,
You think? Okay, so this is kind of a
right?
little.
I think you're right. I
you
think
think
you're right.
you think she'll end up being like a
I really don't. want
guardian of the galaxy?
That could be a
She is
possibility.
no. She
She
is
does
more
become
like
one.
that.
Because
She's
does
already
become-
more like that.
She does become one of the guardians, though. She
But-
makes her
Yeah.
own. Not the guardians. I think she establishes her own like.
It's different.
Like
yeah.
you guys like.
It's not the
patrol.
Guardians of the Galaxy. It's her own group.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, but
It's like the Nova Corps or some shit. Yeah.
If they're gonna bring it, thank you. That's exactly what I was about to bring up. I was literally about to be like, if they're gonna do that though, where they really
Why
bring
didn't
up
they
what
show
she does,
Nova?
why aren't they bringing up Nova? Is
Or
what
Nova
exactly
Prime.
that what I was about to ask. Or
They're-
Nova Prime. Like they
they're,
brought it up in Guardians of the Galaxy 1, but they never brought up Nova, the character
That might
who
be
was
the-
beast mode at everything Nova related.
That
Or
might
the
be-
Asgardian armor,
That
Yeah.
might be
which Rocket wears and
a
goes
lot
crazy.
of a lot of theories I heard was for
I'd
the
like to see
Guardians
that.
of the Galaxy 3. They might go to
3.
Nova.
They're making a 3rd?
Yeah.
I think it's the last one because their plans are to
Dude,
transition
that's
to a
what
new
makes
Guardians
Infinity
team.
War awesome, but sucks because Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is already established with all. I'm pretty sure with all the characters.
But they
And
got erased.
Spider-Man.
But they got erased.
No,
already.
but that
Exactly,
doesn't
they're-
matter.
they're-
Though. It's kind of like a
Before
guess
that?
what happens? They
Yeah,
come back,
yeah.
you know.
It-
And for
it's
the
like
record,
it's stupid.
James Gunn or whatever his name is
wants to do the next one.
He already said it. He was like, the Avengers team is forever changing, and so is the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
If you read the team,
They constantly
roster,
get replaced.
It always gets changed.
But
That's their plan with the movies.
That place,
is from what I read.
Which
in
is
the
fine.
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
But they
what I
need to
think-
establish them well.
what they could do with the third one.
They
with
can't
the
just
Nova
make him the
Corps-
hero at the
With the
end
Nova
Yeah.
Corps, what they could do is
with one movie.
because Thanos got the Infinity.
Iron Man got
and
3.
Thanos got the Infinity Stone from the Nova Corps, right? Or that whole that planet.
He got
And
it from everybody. Yeah, he
No,
took them
the-
for everybody.
Which one? Which one?
Remember, because
He broke
in
into
the Guardians of the Galaxy, they had it placed at the Galactic Patrol.
The
The
collectors.
not the Power Stone,
No,
right? The
no.
Power Stone. He was at that one planet with
Which
the.
one? Nowhere.
No, you're talking about when he gives it to the Nova Corps, puts it in the vault.
Yeah.
The vault.
From the first one,
Remember how the Nova Corps has like
They
that
all, like,
crazy
hold each
vault?
other's
But
hands
then
and-
it ended up going to the collector.
Collector got the reality. Stone.
Other one, different stone.
Oh, so how? Where
They
did,
had the stone that what's his name put in the hammer.
Wait, who put in the hammer?
The Kree guy
Whoa.
Come on,
And what
Josh.
hammer?
in Guardians of the
Two.
Galaxy 1.
No, was it 1 or 2?
But the purple stone,
Purple Stone. Yeah. That was the
the
first
one that goes to
first
the
one.
Nova
Yeah,
Corps. Yeah.
Oh, you mean the one that
The
Star Lord can catch? He catches.
Wow.
He holds on to
Not
it.
holds
really,
it.
though.
He holds it.
They all hold. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
kind
But
of changed him
That's
though.
what we're talking about on that.
He
planet.
can't hold him by himself.
You guys
That's what I
you guys talking
hated.
about the Nova Corps and everything. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of like the origin of the Nova.
So
Corps.
Nova Corps
So,
had that
the
stone,
third
the purple
one. What I
one.
was saying, the third one could
Purple stone.
like if they do the
Isn't that the
Nova,
Power Stone?
or like Supernova or whatever his name is
Nova Prime.
yeah, he could. It could come from that, like him, the place getting rebuilt, and he's like, "Oh, I need to be like."
What's funny is they didn't use that, but in reality, that would have been the easiest one for them to use because it's literally whoever puts on the fucking helmet becomes
Nova.
Nova.
yes.
Yeah, so they
Because
could
they're
have done
soldiers.
that.
They're
Same
not.
with the Asgardian armor,
yeah.
dude. Whoever puts that shit on becomes a god, basically. Although it drives you crazy.
And Nova Corps, you're
it the
so
Asgardian
right.
armor or
You're
the
so right because they just put on a
Ragnarok
helmet
armor?
and anybody gets that power.
Well,
it's so silly.
kinda.
Well, that's the thing. That's,
Only
It's
certain
just
people
who-
can wear it. Remember?
Willed.
It drives other
willed
people
it,
crazy.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They could cast anybody. It could be anybody if they even
That's why I was
introduce
super-
it.
They
If
won't.
even
They won't.
introduce
They
it.
won't because the last time they made a
They
press
should have,
release,
though,
they were
because
like, "We have
Guardians-
no release
Well,
about Guardians."
Guardians
they got
always interacts
Black
with them.
Panther. There's another Black Panther coming out. They got Spider-Man coming out.
Oh,
They
another
got
thing I was going to point out
Guardians
is Spider-Man and the Guardians go to that symbiote planet, and that
Yeah.
might be what they're hinting at as far
I
as the
hope it-
black suit,
I hope
because he does wear the one of the symbiotes, but it's not Venom. It's a different
I'll
one.
put money on it. It's the cloaking suit. I'll put money. It's a cloak. I'll put money on it. It's
From
a cloak.
the
just
Scarlet
from
Spider?
from him having the modified Stark gear.
it's
The-
the
Stark's
it's
dead.
the Scarlet Spider, right?
but
I'm calling it.
not
Tony
really.
Stark dies.
The what?
He's gonna punch
Yes!
Thanos with the Infinity Stone. Blow up.
Isn't it? I thought it was the Scarlet Spider.
I don't
One that
know.
has the legs, the weird legs.
No, I'm not. The Iron Spider.
Iron Spider.
Yeah, Iron Spider.
Well, who's
But-
Scarlet Spider?
But I'm talking about the Scarlet Spider is the red and blue one from the alternate Earth a little bit in the future.
Does he not have powers?
He has powers, but he's like a darker, slimmer look. The action figure looks
Too
a
many
lot.
Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
I don't remember who the fuck is
Yeah.
who. Which is the one that doesn't have powers and he makes his own, like, oh, it's the one that's white and black. And it's like a metal.
Oh,
Remember, it's like Tony
yeah.
Tony Stark's suit, but it's
That's
like.
him. Yeah, he makes all like this
What is it
hardcore
called?
clunky gear in the
What is
cartoon.
it called? It's,
I don't remember.
All right, so
yeah, they
We're
changed
going.
it.
What was it? What
for
was it?
the next one is Endgame. So we saw the trailer for Endgame, and we saw that Tony Stark was stuck in outer space, and who do you think
He's gonna save him.
will come out to save Tony Stark? Who are the potential candidates?
So definitely Pepper Potts.
Pepper Potts was one of them we talked
Yeah.
about earlier. Guardians.
Do
Well,
you think if Rocket could kind of...
maybe.
They're in the... from what I heard,
I think it
Tony
might.
Stark is in the Guardians of the Galaxy ship. I don't know.
That's
what
not
it's
the
called.
same one. It's not
It's
the
not?
same one. No,
It's
I looked it up, and somebody on YouTube was like, "This is not the same one. It's just the same class."
What
ship."
if
And
it's
I
the
was
guy?
like,
So-
What if it's the guy who's the new leader of the Scavengers who picks him up?
Oh, from Guardians
Who
of the
has the
Galaxy
new?
2.
He has the arrow.
You remember the
Well,
guy?
They
Yeah.
replaced the blue guy.
Do you think he could be with Nebula as well?
Well,
Because
she's
they both were.
Yeah,
They
they
were the
together
only
at
two,
one point, right?
yeah, on the planet that. Because they were the only
which
two
would
that
make sense for
survived
the
on
Scavengers because
Titan.
she's already knows them.
Yeah.
Because remember in the movie she like gets a ship from them
Do you
and she
think
like works with them.
Do you think she would go back to Earth with him, or do you think she would just leave him?
Leave him.
Yeah.
For sure, she's a bitch.
I mean,
Knowing her character, she should leave him.
do you think she could kind of?
Maybe try to save her sister. Turn around.
Okay, so
Because her sister did die. She knows she's dead, right? She
Who-
knows Gamora's dead.
Yeah, Gamora's
the-
dead.
Actually, then
So the
maybe she
initial-
will.
the
Maybe she
initial
will,
thing-
because she does love Gamora.
the
That's like
initial
one of her
thing
favorite,
might
like
the
her only.
end game. You gotta keep this in mind. Is it might take place 5 years later. I'm not too sure. So like throughout the
Oh.
movie,
I see what you're saying.
Like
it
they have
might,
hella
it might
planning
be
and
like
shit.
jump like flash.
There better not be
forward
another
and
movie.
back. No. Oh, that's what I hope not. I'm hoping not.
Because they already said it's only going to be 2.
Yeah, it's already Infinity War, and then this.
Better
one,
not make
so
another one after this to cliffhanger it.
I hope they don't. They might try to like, so they could
Do more detail.
Spider-Man. They might try to do some.
Damn, that would be tight if they did do fucking Spider-Man on the symbiote planet. And he just like conquers all the
Symbiote
symbiotes.
Wars would be nuts.
It's not symbiote wars, but you know what I'm talking about where they go to that, they encounter the...
Secret Wars.
No. There was this episode in the Guardians of the Galaxy cartoon where Spider-Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy go to an asteroid or it's like a moon that travels, and they go into this mine and it's filled with symbiotes. Like it's basically the ship that Havoc talks about. Havoc? What's his name?
His name's not Havoc. No, you're talking about
The guy from Venom.
Riot.
Riot. There,
Right.
not Havoc.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Yeah. You know, he talks about the asteroid that he's from, basically,
Mhm.
how they use that thing. In Guardians of the Galaxy, they go to this moon that's basically the same fucking thing. It was a mining moon, and when they mined too deep, they found a fucking thing that's full of symbiotes. And the symbiotes basically inhabit the entire planet. And you see symbiote versions of Gamora, of Drax, of Rocket, of Groot. Groot symbiote is fucking
There's
sick.
a point-
Is
sick,
that,
by the way.
Is that a alternate timeline?
There's a
It's
point
a cartoon.
there's a point in the comics when a symbiote beats up Thanos.
Yeah, exactly.
So
'Cause
it's
symbiote,
like
symbiote was bonded with somebody, right?
it bonded with I think Moon Knight or something.
Who's also a crazy character, but no one ever. Why did Netflix not make a show for
They
him?
did.
They were going to, but
They
they
did,
didn't.
but they made her a girl in Iron Fist and Misty Moon Knight.
Misty Knight.
Yeah, Misty Knight or whatever. That black girl who loses her arm. That's her. That's Moon Knight. That was
Just never
supposed to
ends
be
up
Moon
being?
Knight. Never ended up becoming Moon Knight. I read about that and I was like, Moon Knight, oh my god. And then they never made her Moon Knight and I was like, wow. You gave her a robotic
She was a
arm
cool
and could have made
character,
her a
though.
beast.
Yeah.
And
She's a
you
pretty
didn't
cool
make her
character, though.
anything. Yeah, she was dope.
She was a good character. Luke Cage
Anyways.
too. I liked her in Luke Cage, right? She was in that. Misty
Yeah,
Knight?
she was in all of them. Yeah, I think she was in that.
She's like
The
the
Defenders.
cop from like all Luke Cage's encounters.
Yeah, from Luke Cage originally, yeah.
I like Luke Cage's season 1. Season 2 was horrible.
Well,
Yeah.
they all got canceled, so it doesn't matter.
No.
So,
Luke Cage season 2 was literally
what?
just changed the character completely to the opposite.
He
Good
was
to
all
bad.
confident. Yeah, he was all confident and shit.
No, not just confident. He was
Well,
evil.
we're talking about Endgame here, so
Yeah.
we're getting a little off topic. So, what do you think? What do you think happened to Hawkeye, and how do you think he turned into Ronin?
Well, his family disappears.
I think that's
You think so?
a super good
Snapped
judgment.
away?
Yeah, I think
You
that's
think
a
he got
super good
snapped
call.
away, or do you think something with the Kusa, like maybe one of the Kusa like family
No.
took them
No,
away?
because
I think his family gets snapped away and he goes
because
back to being.
that's more closer to the origin of Ronin. You know what I mean? Even though there's like 3 different Ronin characters, just like there's all the different versions of the one we. Just
I was
talked
thinking it
about.
was going to be
Anyways.
more like his
But
family goes
what
and
if
then
his
he
wife
goes
gets
back
snapped
to
away, and then like something with
the kids.
they take him away or something? I mean, that's the good.
Dude,
that's
I
obvious.
don't know.
I was just thinking like he goes back to being like kind of what he was before he had a family, like kind of like what Black Widow was, like an assassin.
Oh yeah.
Kind of like he goes back to that.
I
kinda
think he
thing.
might revert
Kinda like-
back. He might revert back to how he was rather than using a bow. I could see that. That makes sense.
To be honest though, he's like the worst character in the whole fucking shit.
Well, Hawkeye, but not Ronin.
Black
Ronan's
Widow.
dope. Ronan's dope.
Yeah.
Ronan's a crazy character. Like Ronan has hella crazy power. Like not powers, but capabilities. Not Hawkeye.
Isn't he the one that? No, it's not. No.
Hawkeye in the comics becomes Ronin in the comics
Yeah.
too, but it's just like I said, Hawkeye's not like a special character at all.
We'll have to see.
That's not
more
like a
if they're
Wolverine
released
fights
in
a lot,
the,
is it?
It might even be Ronin.
Is
It might not even be. That was a. I
Who's
thought
the
that
character Wolverine fights in Japan? Silver Samurai.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, that was.
I was
the
like, that's
Wolverine-
not Ronin, right?
No, the Wolverine movie though has him in it. But what is?
So
But anyways, so Endgame.
so how do you guys think
It's gonna go.
how do you guys think Ant-Man got back? Like how do you think Ant-Man?
He
He
had
disappeared at the end of the Wasp, didn't he?
He was in the quantum realm when the Thanos snap happened.
I don't like that they're doing the same thing with Kingdom Hearts, dude. Just adding these little things to make it make more a little bit sense because they didn't plan it well.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they had the Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like
I
think,
can't remember now.
I think they
can't
had an
remember how it
idea.
ended. I can't remember the end scene of him disappearing, so I can't remember.
He goes back into the quantum realm.
Yeah, he's in the quantum realm, and then
Trying.
people get snapped away, and he's like, "Oh, where are you guys at? Hello, I'm ready to get." Because he got the
Pulled out.
quantum energy,
I don't remember that.
and he's supposed to come back
I don't
out.
remember it, to be honest.
It would be kind of tight if he turns hella big and beats the fuck out of Thanos.
So
that would be kind of cool.
he
like
the whole-
hella big, not
whole
like
Stomps on him.
Not-
the
okay,
whole thing is he's
not
going
as
through time
big-
travel and everything.
not as big as when he fights in Civil War. I'm talking way bigger, like Galactus scale. Like he's bigger than the planet.
Oh, that'd
He would have to be
nuts.
huge
He
to
could
really
just
counter
crush him.
Infinity Stone kind of thing.
Well, because
It'd be like you have to be an ancient.
Like a tomahawk.
you guys seen Ant-Man and the Wasp, right?
No.
I seen it, but I don't remember the end scene. I
Do you
don't
know how
remember
she was
the-
saying you don't get stuck in time warps or time
Luke,
vortexes or
yeah.
whatever?
Yeah.
So pretty
She
much,
wait,
what if
isn't
that's
that
the
in the
only
first
wa-
Ant-Man?
what if that's the only way he has to kind of get out of there because there's no way for him?
So you
to,
think Ant-Man's gonna like go into a new timeline and that's gonna fix everything
maybe not a new timeline, but maybe he has to hop back through like
before everything happens?
Yeah, and he's using the quantum energy to like kind of
So you're saying they're gonna whiz their way out of this?
not whiz their way, but maybe Ant-Man comes into a point where he could,
Reverse it all?
or at least kind of.
That I don't know. I hate when they use
What if-
time travel to fix
What
things.
if it
It
like
always makes things more complicated.
what if they do their plan and it doesn't work, and then Ant-Man shows up and then
Well, that-
like
why did
and
they
then
say
he
that
have a,
about-
like,
That
pretty
would make
much-
no sense.
I
Because
mean-
Doctor Strange looked into every future.
But Doctor Strange is dead. Yeah, he's dead.
But
bro.
he put them on the right path.
Yes, but
He put them on the one path that works.
But
that's
he's
my point.
Not part of that path.
He is one of the most powerful characters in all of the universe, though.
and he
you know that,
couldn't
right?
take down Thanos.
That doesn't negate the fact that he's one of the most powerful. Thanos is
Strategically, he could have.
anybody with all the gems
Strategically,
is
he
hella
could've-
powerful, though.
He saw it before though. Before
Yeah.
he fought Thanos, he saw all the ways that.
Yeah, and he
happened,
was like,
and he
only,
knew-
"This is the only way. This is
Yeah.
the only way." Hell yeah, I agree.
We have to lose half so we can get all of it back, kind of thing. That's how I thought of it.
I agree.
But
Like he
but
lost
he's not
half.
part of it though, because he's gone. He's not there.
Well,
Yeah, he's not gonna be
he's
part
coming
of
back.
anything else.
He's coming
If
back.
anything comes back,
If they kill him, if
it's
they
gonna be his friend. What is it? Yao?
Mordo?
His friend.
the
Yeah.
Asian dude, what's his
Yeah.
name, or Young, or
Yeah, I think it's Young or
Young.
or
Why?
something.
Yeah.
That'd be dope. He's a dope character. He's the same. He
I
knows
think they're
the
all
same
coming
arcs.
back because Spider-Man's coming back. Unless
he
this,
is not the same
unless-
as the Sorcerer
unless
Supreme.
unless Spider-Man didn't die
he-
and he went to another
he's like
dimension.
He's like a
Apprentice.
bodyguard.
He's an
No,
apprentice.
no. He's like somebody who's been there for hella long. And he's like a heart stuff.
Hey, here's a crazy thought. What if Spider-Man Far From Home is a prequel and a sequel
sequel.
to Avengers Infinity Wars, where he is on his
Runs
way
from
in that bus stop?
From the symbiote.
Well, no, what if he's on his way to the bus stop?
He gets infected by a
Like,
symbiote.
what if he's on his way to going to the bus that he is on in Avengers Infinity Wars when he sees the spaceship,
Yeah.
and then it flashes to when he disappears and he dies, but he doesn't really die. Maybe he gets transferred to Secret
No.
Wars.
You see him?
That'd be nuts.
I already said that, didn't I?
That would be nuts.
I
What's
already
the guy's
said
name?
Far, far
What's
away
his name?
might be Secret Wars.
Secret Wars,
What's
yeah.
his name? What's his name?
The friend?
Madam Web and
Would you guys be
The
mad?
Observer.
Would you
The
Or
guys-
the Watcher.
the Watcher. No.
Would you
Watcher. I think
guys-
it's Watcher because that's
Would
the
you
one
guys
Stan
like
Lee
to
talks to.
see if they ever do show it, them in the Soul Stone, if they are in the Soul Stone?
Well, they already showed it.
Well, but you know what I mean? Like, would you like to see them inside the Soul Stone itself?
Oh, that'd
What,
be
dude?
badass.
What if that's what you see in the next movie? They're fighting inside the Soul Stone
That would be pretty sick.
against all the bad people who got erased.
I mean, so
Because a lot of good people got erased, but also a lot of bad people did too.
they're doing a lot of
Right.
time travel, and the villains.
50% of the population and all across the universe has got
No, just the
the
wasn't
whole
it just Earth?
no, it was the whole galaxy.
Yeah, it was
Everything,
50% of the
everything,
whole
50%
galaxy.
of everything. They specifically say it. They're like 50% of everything just got killed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's nuts.
So I got a question about Vision.
He's gone.
He got his fucking
He's
shit
gone.
ripped out,
He's gone.
and so if they do bring him back, or
I don't
like
think
some
he's gonna
kind
be brought back.
do you think he'll be the same Vision though? Because
I think it's gonna be Red Tornado next.
there's a
Oh no, that's
That's
DC.
DC.
There's a
Sorry.
version. This is what happens because Vision gets the soul stone ripped out of him in the comics.
And then he comes back as like a.
He's like a mindless robot. He's not the same. And then like Scarlet Witch or whoever his lover was or not his lover, but like all everybody like noticed it because he wasn't.
Scarlet Witch was his almost lover.
Well, yeah, but I don't like that. I didn't mean. To
They
say
did
that.
bang, but they
And-
never show it.
In the comics. I don't think he had a lover or like any like a. He had like everybody's close to him though. You know what I mean? But so he gets the soul stone ripped out. They fight Thanos. The whole Infinity War happens, and then he comes back, but he's just like more of like an AI kind of robotic thing. He's not like a
He doesn't have emotions
personality.
and feelings.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So what would you think if they kind of did that, like brought him back like that? Or
As a mindless
do you think
android?
they would even bring him back? I should say.
No, I don't think they're gonna.
I don't.
No.
Okay, wait.
For budget.
It's not budget wise. The only reason I don't think they'll go that route is because Marvel has a habit of avoiding something they've already done. You know what I mean? Like they don't tend to do.
And they used him as
the
like the
same
main thing
thing.
from Age of Ultron.
Yes,
They made him,
already
like, the
went
savior.
the robot going rogue
True,
route.
And then the opposite, the robot that's actually
and
good.
you don't even see them do the same thing with their origin stories. Their origin stories from their TV shows to their movies are almost always different. Like
Yeah.
that's why it's like hard to even judge Captain Marvel when I said earlier like I'm not excited about it. It's because like we've seen so many origin stories from them. I'm like
True.
this is like
really have.
like
And
I'm-
honestly,
I'm
from
now
the
like,
previews, it
okay,
reminds
I
me of
get
Green
it.
Lantern.
Yeah.
The suit.
Yeah, I get it. You guys are dope.
You guys
know what I
remember
mean?
that,
But
right? That animated suit?
Yeah.
Yeah, bad choice. Bad choice.
Deadpool remembers it.
Hey, Deadpool was great.
Great movie.
Green Lantern, not so great.
So
Ryan Reynolds is a hack.
What do you
Deadpool's
guys?
great.
What do you guys think Thanos is doing? And like,
He's doing what he planned. He erased half of everything, so
Well-
he's gonna go be a farmer now.
you guys really think he's just out there farming, or is he just sitting there?
I think he was just sitting there drinking fucking sex on the beach.
No, he's a farmer.
Yeah.
He's
He's
just
a farmer.
kicking back,
Do you
dude.
think he kind of like?
Before he,
Do you think he's
became
even
Thanos, he was
thinking
a
of
farmer.
trying to defend himself, or if somebody came, you think he's even trying to
well,
fight?
he's in the Soul Gem though. How did he come in there?
Well, in the comics,
He's in the Soul Stone.
They're
right?
able to
'Cause he
defend
can
him.
see Gamora.
In the comics, he's in the Soul Stone, but he was still got stabbed and left.
To-
The physical
but
world for
to be-
Thor.
it-
From Thor.
I don't think it's the physical world. I think he's able to.
I think he
treat-
teleported.
I think he's able to. Well, he can teleport because he has the space
Yeah.
stone, right?
Yeah.
But he also can like go. He can almost like go into the stone and erase everything kind of thing. His whole existence. Erase
This is
himself.
one thing I would say. If he has a scar or if he's messed up, that wouldn't make sense because if he did what he did
Take
to
that
Vision
wound.
and, erase him dying and everything.
Oh wait, so he never got stabbed, right? He
did,
reversed it.
He did get, no, it never showed him, irreverse it.
Just
If
the
you-
glove
if you
got
saw,
fucked up.
If you saw, if you remember at the end credits, he kind of still had, a scar on his chest. So pretty much what I'm saying, though, if he does continue to have a scar, if he's, weak or, something happens to it, that wouldn't make sense because what he did to Vision was reverse time without reversing time around him.
Yeah.
You just, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, it's just something to think about.
Did he have a scar?
Yeah.
But he
Because
reversed
he
time.
got fucking jabbed by fucking
maybe
Stormbreaker,
it
which
left-
still doesn't make any sense, but
I know.
all 5
Actually,
or 6 rings.
It
of the
actually might
fucking-
make sense why he has a scar because that is also kind of like a super powerful god killer weapon.
But like
It's
I
like
said,
one of the only things
like
in
I
existence.
said, if he could reverse time with,
But that's the thing. That's kind of like made of the same thing, so it might not
But
be able to
it's-
completely erase it.
it's
Just most of it.
it's
So it left a scar.
a stone, dude.
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's not a stone. It's the thing that houses the stones.
No, because he was able to bring back Vision.
No. I meant Thor's hammer. Is like kind of made of the same shit the glove is made out of. So he can't like completely erase it. Maybe he can just almost erase it all, but then there's still like a imprint kind of left. It kind of makes sense if that's how they explain it, because it is kind of on the same level as the glove.
I
Right.
mean,
They make it the same way.
but
I did like that
it
scene
is,
too.
it is like a, but he would be able to just, I don't know, just erase it, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's why he can't erase it all, is because it was
It's
also made
like a-
out of a god killing thing.
Yeah.
That's probably why they did that.
Yeah.
That makes kind of sense. Some sense. That's kind of why they made the hammer in the first place, right? Because it's the only thing that could really maybe hope to match the glove,
Yeah.
or
I
maybe
thought-
even
I thought
give you a chance.
it was probably. I remember watching.
Although
it.
they did kind of fuck up with Thor. I'm not gonna lie.
What do you mean?
They made him OP.
No,
Well,
they made him hella weak.
he got his ass kicked by Thanos pretty good in the beginning of that.
Yeah, what are you talking about? They made him hella weak right after he was hella powerful.
And then he got the hammer.
His
and
power
then
scaling-
He was able to destroy
his-
6 stone beam.
Can I just point out?
That's
Well,
facts.
okay, if you look at Ragnarok, that would make sense. But then if you look at the beginning of Infinity War, he's like back down to fucking here again. Because at the end of Ragnarok, he's like, he breaks the hammer and he doesn't even need the hammer anymore. The hammer was a channeling thing,
Yeah.
or to control his power.
Yeah.
Conductor.
And then without it, he has full control over his power, and that's why he can like fly and
I
like,
wonder if we'll see him get warrior sickness.
dude, where he's
Like,
like
he
goes
doesn't wanna
crazy.
fight anymore.
Where he just wants to always fight. Where
Oh,
always
he
wants
goes
to fight
crazy.
and he just goes crazy.
Yeah,
He's like the Hulk,
He's like,
but in,
or Wolverine.
or like Wolverine.
Wolverine
yeah.
does it too
It's called
sometimes.
warrior sickness in the comics. I wonder if he'll be like, go beast mode. That'd be crazy.
Well, actually, I don't think they're gonna do that because they already took his eye.
yeah.
So they're changed
They
his
basically
timeline to
already
the like the
changed it, yeah.
what's it called, Stormbringer Thor or whatever it's called, where
That's true.
he's
He's
like
already
Odin.
mastered his
Yes.
powers. Yeah.
And he's gonna start to be able to see in the future more
Yep.
because he's
That'd be
missing an
crazy.
eye.
Do you think? Who do you think one of
'Cause you-
which Avenger would die? Like,
You guys know
that's
that,
not
right?
gonna come back?
He could already
Think
see
Iron Man?
he could already see into the future
He's the
before.
most
What about you?
expensive.
Who do you think is gonna? Which Avenger is gonna?
How many,
definitely-
or just which
Just
one?
which one is
do you think
definitely
for
gonna
sure is
die?
gonna die?
I think Thor.
Captain America.
I think Thor's just gonna fucking.
Maybe we'll
Honestly-
see Woman Thor.
Honestly, it makes no sense that Captain America is still alive. He should have been dead like 2 movies ago.
After all the shit they went through, yeah.
No, after the comic.
He-
What the
Oh
comic
yeah,
books
because
say,
No, he actually-
because of the
he's already
disease.
dead before Thanos.
In the in the
They
comics.
have to bring him back another way.
No,
don't
they in the comics he gets his home head fucking blown off.
He doesn't ever fight Thanos.
He does.
Steve
what,
Rogers?
What happens
Doesn't
in
he?
the what happens in
No.
the what happens in the movies happens in the comics, except Thanos punches him with the right arm and he blocks it and he's like, "There's no way you defeat me." He's like,
Wait,
"For
Captain
justice."
America.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve
so Captain
Rogers,
Justice.
right?
Yeah. And then Thanos is like pulls up the gauntlet hand and punches him in the head and fucking pops
No
it.
shit. I
Yeah.
don't remember that. That's dope.
But
though.
then they
I
reverse
thought they
time.
fought. I
They
thought they
reverse time and
fought.
he comes back, but
I thought they fought. I couldn't.
It's
But he
not even-
dies in
it-
Civil War.
Captain
it's-
America. What he does?
you gotta
He's
remember
one of the
there's
guys that
different
disappears?
adaptations, and I
Iron
think
Man
that
kills him in Civil War.
I think that
Who?
Captain America.
No, he's still alive. Isn't he?
Yeah,
He's still alive.
Not
the
in the comic
famous
books.
the famous.
Not in the
He
comic
dies in the
books.
comic books.
No,
That's what I'm
you
saying.
remember-
Bucky becomes Captain America
Yeah.
after
Do you remember
that.
they
That's
did the
different,
famous
yeah.
little?
Yeah. That's what kills Captain America in the
No.
comic books.
I don't know.
He can't fucking take no fucking photon torpedoes to the chest, bro. That shit kills him. He
I can
stops
see
being
that.
Captain America is like
But Captain
onto
America
the second
comes back to
version
life
before
like
Thanos
100
even comes, I
times.
thought.
Yeah, he does.
Captain
come
America
back.
comes
The
back-
original, yes.
He comes
True.
back so many times,
Just like Green Lantern.
Like in the when Red Skull zaps him with that beam and he disappears for like 50 years, and then he comes
I know.
back for the
I'm
next
just saying,
generation.
from what I
It's
remember,
like, what
Captain
the fuck?
America, the original Captain America, dies in Civil War.
I think he does.
The version that fights Thanos is the one with the metal arm, I thought.
But this, I don't.
You're
Bucky.
talking about Winter Soldier.
But you
Yeah,
gotta
Winter
rem-
Soldier,
you gotta
yeah.
remember-
Bucky
As
becomes Captain America.
This is
As
based. This is
Captain
based
America.
off the Infinity War one that has Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock.
Well, that already doesn't make sense.
Oh, I see.
Where the fuck
I
are they
see.
at?
They're gonna
Obviously,
be
they're
this next
not
one.
there, but you
I
know,
think
it's based off
Adam
that
Warlock.
storyline.
I think we have a good chance to see
That's
Adam
not-
Warlock, and I think we have a good chance to see
It's-
Galactus.
I think
One
a
or
lot
the
of the
other we
times
might
they
see.
say it's based on these comic books, but it ain't. It's made up. They just like, oh,
Yeah,
it's like
it's-
very loosely. They used it as a foundation and then they just changed the shit on it to make it more
It's like
watchable.
I agree. Sometimes.
What they think is
Sometimes.
more watchable.
But you gotta. This is also.
They
gotta-
never stay true
You
to
gotta
the comic
think they
books.
probably made like the first two, like Iron Man and then Captain America, and they're like, "Holy crap,
It's doing great.
Maybe we can make an Avengers."
Yeah.
And then they.
Well, they
made
had already
Avengers
had
and
plans
made-
for it, right?
And then after that, they're
I
like,
don't
they
remember.
just planned it out. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect.
I just know that after Iron Man 1, they knew that they were onto something. And
Can
then
I-
that's when they jumped in on the, we're going to make more of these. Like,
You know what would have been better?
I don't
Is
think
if
it was Iron Man.
Spider-Man-
I think
it
it
was
was.
Iron Man 1.
It had to be like maybe after the Hulk.
you know the
No,
scene.
the Hulk was never included in that series. They wanted it to be a part of the timeline, but it failed. So
No,
they
it
were
is.
like,
It is part of it.
I know they only included it though because they were like, "Fuck it,
We need something
we
of
need
Hulk.
something a Hulk." Like that's
But-
why the actors changed.
The mo-
Yeah,
New
yeah, I
Swans
know
the
it changed,
actors
but
changed.
it's still canon.
It's still in there, but I'm
That
saying
character's
that
not.
yeah.
Iron
That
Man
of course, the
1
characters are different, but the
But what I'm saying is, Iron Man
That
1
story
was the
is
one that they
part
were
of
like,
that.
"Oh, we're onto something. We're gonna go with this formula." Like,
What
till
they
the
should have
end.
done-
Could you imagine Edward Norton right now?
To be honest,
Those
should-
guys are friends in real life. The
Mark
Hulks,
Ruffalo?
Mark
Oh,
Ruffalo, and Mark Ruffalo asked, from what I read on IMDb, Mark Ruffalo asked Edward Norton if it would bother him if he played the Hulk after him and replace him, and he was like, "No, dude, play it, have fun, just do your version."
To be honest,
of it."
Mark
And he
Ruffalo
was
looks.
like, I went from a B class actor to a fucking A plus
Yeah,
class actor.
while Edward Norton went to a D class.
To be honest, Mark Ruffalo
He was
looks
like,
more
I
like
got.
Bruce Banner.
He was like, I'm gonna play in
He
the.
should have
bird
that
band
very
or
puffy white or like black, like curly, almost puffy hair.
whatever.
He should have that, almost like slick
Yeah.
back, but also puffy kind
Yeah,
of
puffy,
thing.
yeah.
He has that, and Mark Ruffalo fucking has that.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like not white, but almost like a little bit tan.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing. And because Bruce Banner goes to these crazy ass countries because he can't stay in America because he's a fucking Hulk, he always goes to these other countries and becomes tan. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, but what I was gonna say was all those movies suck. Why the fuck have they not made anything good since Man of Steel?
Wait.
What?
What are you talking about? You talking about Marvel?
Marvel and
or-
DC.
Okay.
They both are fucking up.
You're getting a little off subject.
He said
No,
that.
that's true. That's some straight truth.
Oh,
Ragnarok
buddy.
was alright. Iron Man was okay. None of it was super great, but it was okay. I thought. All of it was
So-
basically like mid-grade.
I don't know, man. I
It
thought,
wasn't Dark Knight bad, but it was.
I like
It
it.
wasn't like Spider-Man: Homecoming good.
I like him, but I just thought, you know, the only thing I liked about Amazing
It's like,
Spider-Man that I wish
dude.
that I wish Avengers
Homecoming.
I wish Avengers would apply to their Spider-Man is in the Amazing Spider-Man. He was like a spider in the first movie, in the Amazing Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield. That one scene where he's in the sewer and he creates the web down all the tunnels
Yeah.
to create vibrations.
Yeah.
I wish I seen more of that in Tom Holland's Spider-Man, where he was
Yeah.
more like a spider, where he was like in
He
the
doesn't
comics.
use his intellect enough.
Where
either.
he's
In my opinion.
I find that lately I'm
Peter
more
Parker's fucking smart, dude.
well
Yeah.
I like when they're like
He was only like second
he
to
becomes
like
more
two
like a spider.
people.
You know what I mean? Like when he becomes more like a spider, because then it opens up the window for man
Don't
spider.
say it.
And you know what I mean? Even if it
Josh,
never
don't say
happens.
There you go.
I already knew where you were going. I was like,
Yeah,
he's gonna talk
so
about
when
man
I
fighting
see
this
the
motherfucker.
Avengers, I'm like, why didn't they like
Josh, we're never gonna
adapt
get.
that?
We're never gonna get a good man spider, and we're never gonna get a good
Batman
symbiote
Beyond.
spider.
No, I'm just kidding.
Batman Beyond too.
Yeah.
You're right. I think if they were gonna kill Iron Man, the best time to do it, you know that moment when Spider-Man's like hanging onto the ship, going into space.
Space.
Space?
When he's going to space.
Yeah. You know when he's like hanging onto the ship, and then he like gets the suit put on him when he's falling.
Yeah.
They should have made it so Spider-Man falls to Earth and Iron Man leaves, and that's when he dies.
Maybe back
It's like third or fourth generation.
100 would you rather?
I swear it's like third or fourth generation Spider-Man's leader.
Okay, here we go. Alright. Let's see what we can find here. Oh, I see. Okay. Would you rather spend the day surfing on the ocean or surfing the internet?
Oh my god. Fuck the ocean.
Hold on, don't answer. That's horrible. Hold on, let's find out.
I'd rather surf through webs, fucking surf through porn.
These questions are fucking
I'll surf
garbage. Okay, wait.
I'll think of something that's better than that. Hold on, give me a second.
Alright, give up.
Would you rather fuck Oprah or fucking Ellen
Would you rather be stung by bumblebees, like a bunch of bumblebees, or get your hand caught in a mousetrap?
Mouse?
Like you know what I mean by a rat,
I got
like
some.
a real one. You know the snapper ones.
I got better.
Stung by a
They're-
bumblebee
it
and
could-
get your fucking dick in a mouse trap.
It's the same- Do you know what I mean? Though, like those can break your
This is
shit.
not a good idea with
They
us.
can. You know that, right? It can break your finger.
I have a better
real.
one for you.
It'll fucking break your bones.
Alright.
It's like a fucking straight up break your shit.
Would you rather be able to see 10 minutes into your own future
I think my question was pretty good.
or 10 minutes into the future of anyone but yourself?
My own future.
Your own future? Why?
Because I would want
No,
to
you wouldn't, Ben.
wait, my own future is like any kind of my
Would
own-
you rather be able to see 10 minutes into your own future or 10 minutes into the future of anybody else? Anyone but yourself. So either see into your own future or everybody but your own.
I think the second.
Everybody or anybody? Can I choose anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
Anybody
can't
but
yourself. You can so you can either
So you
only
could look
see
at me
your
and be
own
like,
future.
I know your future. You
I
look
would
at
do
Josh.
10. Okay, I said now that I understand the question a little better. I'm 10 minutes into somebody else's future.
You can make money off that.
What about you?
Same.
No,
I was thinking, I was like, I could make money
Okay,
off
I got
that.
another.
I would go look into somebody's like I don't know, like Genghis Khan or it's fucking black.
I
You
got
can't
a better.
travel
I got
time, man.
another one for you.
But I'm not traveling time. I'm just seeing into their life.
So I got another one for you. Would you rather be famous when you are alive and forgotten when you die, or unknown when you are alive but famous after you die? That's a really good one, by the way.
Neither.
I'd be famous before and just be forgotten.
I'd rather just be a normal person.
Because then I could just
I like that.
I just have whatever I want.
Yeah, you're
I'd
like
just be
fucking
famous,
alive.
yeah.
I'm happy. Fucking when I'm dead, I don't need
Somebody
that
would
shit.
probably
You
look
can't
at
have.
me and
Actually,
be
you can't have whatever you want.
All right, I got
There's
some
some
more.
things-
Hold on.
Well,
you
if
can't
I'm
get.
famous now, I'm gonna get like
Some
the
things you
most,
can't buy with
the
money.
most with what I get. I'm gonna be able to buy a lot.
You
with
can
money.
you can be able to buy like some fake ass girlfriends, but you can be able to find a girl
I'm
that's
talking
actually
about
real.
girlfriends. I'm talking about traveling the world, seeing.
Well, you know, I'm just saying you can't buy
doing some
everything.
crazy ass stuff.
There's some things you can't buy. My
If I'm
point.
famous, you know, I can get away with a lot of stuff too.
Right. I'm just saying there are some things.
And if I'm
being
dead, and
rich
people are
don't
like, that
get
guy
you.
was cool, I'd be like, well, I'm dead. That's not cool.
True. But to be fair, we remember certain people a lot longer after they're alive.
Yeah.
Like Picasso.
There would be somebody that would look through and be like, huh, that guy was one
Mozart.
person too. No, not Mozart. Mozart's famous now. Well,
That's what I'm saying. He was remembered after he died. Not so much while he was alive, because he was crazy as fuck. He cut his own ear off, didn't he?
for his
Psycho.
girlfriend.
Like a psychopath. For his girlfriend, no, because he's a fucking psychopath.
Well,
He's like,
he did do it for his girlfriend.
I'm crazy because I just cut my own ear off.
He did do it for his girlfriend.
What, was he deaf?
I don't think so. That's Beethoven.
Beethoven, my bad. You're right.
Any
There's
more
no-
questions, Josh?
Would you rather give up bathing for a month or give up the internet for a month?
Internet.
Yeah,
At least I won't have to smell myself.
I'll give a bathing so
What?
I can jack off.
Do you not have an imagination?
Oh my gosh, your
It's been
pecker.
broken since I was like fucking
Since you were first
15.
introduced to porn.
That's funny. Those questions suck. We gotta write those ones better.
I made them, dude. Would you rather be stung by bumblebees or a rat trap?
Okay, I have a better one for you. Would you rather jerk off with bumblebees or jerk off with wasps?
Bumblebees.
That's the same thing.
Yeah, I have a better one for you. Would you rather
One's
play
gonna
with-
bite, the other one's gonna.
Would you rather have a
Wait,
massage?
bumblebees. Because by the time you're done, they're all dead.
All right.
Would you rather people see you? Would you rather see everybody naked or everybody see you naked?
I'd rather see. Wait, what?
The second one.
You know
I
why?
don't even know if they're both the
see
same.
you naked,
They all
Wait,
see the
or
same.
you see everybody naked.
I'd rather see everybody naked because I was like, yeah, this is a shortcut. I don't need Pornhub no more.
No, I think it's the opposite. Because if everybody sees you naked, it's a lot higher chance of you getting some pussy. You don't gotta send dick pics
All right, your
anymore.
balls are
They've
not
already
that
seen-
big. Let's calm down.
No, it's not about that. It's just that if everyone has seen it, that's a lot more of a message. You got the message out.
I'd
You know
rather
what I
have
mean?
more jerk material for later. Okay, I have a
You
better
ain't
one
gonna
for
remember all that,
you. So I have a
Josh.
better one for you.
Josh, you're not gonna remember all
I
that.
have a better one for
I'm
you.
sorry.
I have a better one for you.
They are though.
Would you
They see those
rather?
balls and they're like, I ain't gonna forget.
I have a better one for you. You know who Michael J. Fox is?
Yeah.
You know how
Uh-huh.
he has Parkinson's disease and shakes? Would you rather Michael J. Fox gives you a root canal or have an or have an enema with fire ants? That's horrible. Come on, dude. Answer the question. Do you want Michael J. Fox giving you a root canal? Or do you want an enema with fucking fire ants? Which one? They're both pretty thorough. They both get the
I
job
knew
done.
Michael J. Fox was
Yeah,
able to do his
he
best
can pay
job.
for it. He can pay for it. He
Yeah,
fucks
and he
up.
fuck up. The man, so they're
He's
pretty.
so rich.
They're relentless. They're
Well, if
relentless.
he fucks up, you might not be able to taste anything for the rest of your life.
Yeah, nah.
Like, Doc, where's the time machine, Doc? That's good.
Where's the flux capacitor?
I remember more from the what's that one show he was on where he's like the mayor's assistant?
Spin City.
Yeah.
I remember him from that. It's
Yeah,
not-
and then
is it Spin City?
and then the guy from Ferris Bueller, the guy who was like,
Yep. Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
That was a teacher.
No,
That
no,
was
no,
the
I'm talking
teacher.
about the best friend who's on there.
Oh. Oh, yeah. What's his?
He's
What's
like,
that
and this
actor's-
is the part where Cameron freaks out.
when the car gets taken, huh?
Or when,
Is it when the car gets taken?
when they see the mileage on there.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's so funny.
Honestly, I can remember bits and pieces. I
That
remember them
movie is
crashing it.
awesome.
I remember them trying to take it out of the parking lot or the.
Oh, maybe it is after they crash it. Or is it the mileage?
Remember when they tried to take it out of the driveway or the garage and they crashed the shit
No,
out
it's
of
because
it?
they're trying to reverse the mileage.
Yeah, and it did not work.
It's because it, like,
They put it forward instead.
because he sat on it or something, or like they
He
closed
didn't
the
know
trunk.
what the fuck he was doing. Basically.
He's like, I'm finally ready to just like take responsibility. And hit like he sat on it, and it was like, yeah.
It was like a glass house.
He's like, it's okay, Ferris Bueller.
That's
Take-
right. Went out the
Take
back
your
window.
hot '80s girlfriend and bang her. I'll be okay.
What a wingman.
Yep.
Legend.
And that concludes Schnerdcast.
Lessons to live by.
That's hella funny.
And at the end, they played the day bow bow. Day bow
I don't even know
bow.
what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, day bow.
That's
bow.
hella
I have no
funny.
idea.